Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Yay, they joined in finally. They didn't look embarrassed like the other scroats. Hello and welcome to the Robin, Grizzly, with the mutton chops and hairs on episode of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. Wow. You are listening to the dulcet tones of Maffew. Sadly, Ross isn't here. He's still fighting the PSG's Ultras from last night. And Jack isn't here because we're saving him for Tuesday's mega episode of NXT. So please welcome, joining us this week exclusively. Can you believe we've got this big a deal for this podcast?
Massive.
Adam Pacitti.
I'm not cheap. Nice to see you. Hello, viewer, listener.
Right wing. And what do you
true. Not true. Whoa.
Left wing.
Oh.
It's like question time on BBC. Left wing.
Thank you very much, Maffew.
And I'm the gay one. Now we can see what we like now. We can't say what Joe likes because, you know, he's one of them. But yeah, Andrew, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Maffew? You all right?
Doing lovely.
Good.
Yesterday was weird because I woke up super early and couldn't get back to sleep because I had a dream, a nightmare that Matt Riddle released an album, like a rap album, and they did a diss track about me. So in the dream, I'm looking down going, oh, look at the CD. Obviously, I bought a CD in this dream, so you know it's not real. Oh, track 10 is like F. Maffew. That's not good. I look up, there's Matt Riddle.
What did he do to you?
I went, hey, Matt. And I couldn't, that's all I got out before he pulled out this giant sword.
What?
Have you been?
And then,
Are you okay?
And then I'm like, hey, Matt. And I think in the dream, it went some like, you know, Matt, that's a good point, but you have to consider this. And then I ran. But in a dream, you run apparently as well as you punch. So I'm just like, you know, can't get anywhere. Matt just, and he cut my leg off. And I just couldn't get back to sleep after that.
Have you been upsetting Matt Riddle? Is there a reason
I feel like
he's
it'd
playing
be
on your
too
mind?
easy to do at this point. So
Okay.
What kind of
unless you've seen the retweets, but I guess.
did you get any lyrics from the diss track? Can you
No,
remember?
it's just
any?
the idea. And it was also, it was like, I was in a room, it was like in a Borstal, I guess, because it was like me and like 6 other beds and people going, yay, Maffew, have you seen this? What's this? Oh, no, looking like, what are you going to do? Oh, I probably won't show up. I look there and he's there.
Be a man, Miggity Maffew.
I'm like,
I've been listening to that.
Seconds. Come on,
He talks just like that.
Don't be a chump. So apart from that, I've recovered. Sadly, I had to, for the first time in my life, I have to like not say thanks to a bus driver because he drove past my bus stop.
What?
And I was so tempted to say something worse to him, but
Did you put your thumb out?
Oh, no, so we're on the bus. And,
right.
and it wasn't me. There was a queue of people. So we're all going like, oh, eh? But none of us like said anything bad. Because it's like, oh, look, we have one bad day, you know, whatever. I don't want to be bad to a bus driver. But give me 5 more minutes of walk. But I was just there. I just gave him as I got off the bus.
That showed him.
Yeah, it really did. So, but apart from those two world-changing events, I'm all right, pal.
Good. I'm glad. I've had 2 world-changing events as well.
What happened?
Putting it out there. So I've recently been introduced to Richard Tubman's Magic Bean Juice, which is, Joel knows what this is. Richard Tubman brought in some, proper, I'm not that bothered about coffee, really, to be, like instant's fine for me.
Okay.
But Richard brought in some proper coffee beans, like grinding them up.
Yes.
And he's like, here you go, you can have one of these, right? If we do this for you, double shot espresso. Turns out what he's been giving me should have been for 2 cups. 2 separate cups. So I've been having like 4 shots of espresso.
Yeah, you've had quad shots.
Oh, yeah.
Double espressos is what you've had.
Yeah.
Are you buzzing off your tits right now?
Mate.
For the last week, it's been an incredible week, Maffew. It's been an incredible week. And not only that, Richard Tubman's Magic Bean Juice, I've been introduced into the world of proper frying pans as well.
I got cast iron.
I got a Ninja frying pan. 21 quid off
No,
Amazon.
that's not the
no,
I'm not being a snob
it's
because I don't have a cast iron, but people swear by those, and you've got to season them, which just means I think burn a load of crap onto the pan. I've never done it. I'm scared because the whole handle heats up as well, and if you touch
that's
it,
why you get
handle
one of
heats
these
up.
Ninja
is
ones.
the Ninja one good?
Oh, non-stick. It fries
Right.
perfectly.
I can't top this.
Changed my life. So
Yeah.
2 wonderful things that have changed my life there.
I'm really happy you discovered really good coffee. The really strong coffee you're on is a bit worrying. You should
Why?
turn that down a bit.
Well, I'm only on the doubles today, not on the
only on the double
quadruples,
espresso.
not
All right.
the quadruples today. So, but I'm feeling good.
That's good.
I'm feeling good.
But yeah, proper coffee, fantastic. But wait a minute, just go back to that. You said that the pan handle gets hot.
Yeah, the whole thing. I know you
On
can
a
get like
cast
rubber
iron?
covers for them, but like an old cast iron, I watched these videos of people restoring cast iron pans.
Like it's an old car.
Yeah,
The Italian cast irons from the 60s.
they're crazy expensive. It's like that. What's it called? Le Creuset stuff. It's the same people that own Le Creuset are the same. They own cast iron pans, but apparently they're amazing, naturally non-stick as long as it's seasoned properly. But seasoning isn't like pouring like thyme on it or something. It's burning stuff on. I think anyway. Comments will correct me if I'm wrong.
What have you been frying with it, apart from your hand?
No, I haven't got one. I'm not brave enough. I'm not brave enough at all. I've just got some tat off Amazon, my pans. But they serve me well. They're non-stick also.
Good.
Good.
So, what was it like making
Don't put that on me, right? Don't put he brought the pans up, so don't you go, good story, Adam. All I'm doing is carrying on what he started, right?
It went from him saying, I've got these pans, and you going, no, don't get that. And he goes, what have you got? Nothing. But the ones I use burn my hand. I'm like,
No, because I haven't got
I'm
any.
missing something.
Doesn't matter.
My imaginary pans have been burning my imaginary hands.
I've got a courgette machine, all right? A spiralizer, I think it's called a spiralizer machine. Because I'm back on yet another stupid
Just for
diet.
ages 8 to
and
10.
It makes spaghetti with courgette.
That's supposed to be good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't taste half bad. It's nothing on carbohydrates, but it's all right. Yeah, it's decent.
So what was it like making your debut at WrestleDream?
My debut at Wrestle... Oh, piss off. I've had this. Right, I'm getting this. I'm getting Jay White. I'm getting Brock Lesnar off you. Because apparently
Brock Lesnar?
You said that! You said that, Maffew! You went, I'm liking the new Brock Lesnar look, Adam. Where have you got that from?
That was just because you had that tractor that one time that you drove to work.
I did do that.
And you went, do you know anything that's happening in world events? You went, nah. There you go, the Brock Lesnar lifestyle.
I'm enjoying the comments because people are obviously like they'll catch a video every once in a while. The people that I'm watching every day, and they go, "I didn't recognise Adam," and I looked back from a year ago. And what a specky nerd! And now I'm a proper cool guy.
Yeah, right, Andrew.
What? Oh yeah, I was watching your video. But yeah, I know. I did the laser eye changed everything for me. It's improved my life tenfold. In that I don't have to, grab my glasses. I can watch telly in bed, which is really, really nice. So if I've got Crime Watch on or something, I can. That's what I fall asleep to.
Is that still on?
No, they can't. The Crime Watch Roadshow is still a thing. Don't get me started, Maffew. It was almost my Hall of Fame pick, actually. Classic Crime Watch. But I'd fall asleep to that. I find it very comforting. Nick Ross's voice is very comforting.
Crime Watch is comforting.
People do that with serial killer stuff, don't they?
They do.
Because the
fall
narration's
asleep
always...
too?
Yeah,
for
big
sure.
time. Yeah. So I do Crime Watch every night. But it's nice because I don't have to have my glasses on as I'm falling asleep or watching it in bed or anything, and I can roll about and put my head there. It's great. It's really,
you in
really
bed.
good.
Is it the comfort knowing that it's all Crime Watch, that the people are probably dead?
No, a lot aren't because it started mid-80s, so some of them are still kicking about. There's Crime Watch Unsolved is worth.
That's not going to be good. Crime Watch Solved. That's the thing to help you sleep.
Yeah, Crime Watch Solved is the thing.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
Time. Some of the most famous cases in the UK have been it's great. It's public service. I genuinely, I'm not for what's it called, like conscription or anything like that. But people should be made to watch Crime Watch. Mm-hmm. They should, because you never know who you're going to see on there. I haven't seen anyone I know yet, but the day will come.
You hope.
So watch out, Andrew.
What? Why me? Oh.
Yeah, but you'll get caught because they'll say this Brock Lesnar looking individual goes, actually, it's Edge.
Oh, is that who he looks like as well?
Edge, that's what I've been having. I've been getting Edge. You know, it's better than
Edge made his debut in WrestleDream this week. Yeah.
regular legs or a paedophile. I'm fine with that.
The new version of Edge, paedophile Edge.
Nobody shouted nonce from a car window at
You
me for
think
at
you
least
know
4
them?
weeks.
You don't.
Other than that, I'm fine, Maffew.
Good.
Good.
What a lovely introduction there. Let's look at the news. Becky Lynch critical of the rebooking of the Raw Women's Division. Wow. It's not often you get people being so vocal about criticisms of what's happening in the wrestling thing in WWE, but Becky doesn't care. Currently, we are a little light on women with credibility on Raw. So anyway, I can give these women, who are great, credibility, give them a match, give them an outing and showcase them a championship match. I think that only benefits everybody. It benefits the audience because we have more women that we care about and more women that I can beat. Yeah?
Yeah, you know what? Like sort of part in character. She's of the position now that she can say stuff like that, and it's not going to damage her reputation with the company at all. She's a massive star, and she's completely right as well. We've seen it with Rhea Ripley. You know, Nia Jax has just come back. She's being built as this imposing force. But apart from that, and we talked about it a lot, but nobody else is on Rhea's level. They really aren't, and so she draws attention to a really, really good point. Totally fair enough, and she's going to do that as well. The stuff she's doing in NXT is great.
It just means more Charlotte Flair. Eric of the Viking Raiders out of action for the foreseeable future. That's the quote, foreseeable future. He's injured but doesn't say what. He's just not medically cleared, so we've been saying either singles matches instead.
Which hasn't been a bad thing, necessarily.
It has not been a bad thing.
But it's a bad thing that obviously one of them's injured.
Of course.
But yeah. I've been liking the stuff that they've been doing with the New Day. I don't mind. I think it's pretty entertaining. So
I agree.
Yeah.
They've been through the ringer, haven't they?
Yeah.
A lot of injury woes over the course of the Viking Raiders WWE career. They've been on and off again quite a lot. It is a shame. Hopefully he gets well soon. Well, whatever the deal is, you know.
Yeah. And if not, then they can do the Viking funeral of him on Raw.
Oh god.
Cool as hell, wasn't it?
No,
die.
That's too far.
Got a thigh injury, I did. Latest on AEW All-In's actual attendance. For those that care. Wait, do we care?
I'm interested enough to buy it.
Possible tickets distributed, 85,258. Tickets sold, 81,035. Turnstile count, 72,265. The turnstile count means AEW All-In fell short of breaking the all-time paid attendance record for a pro wrestling show of 80,709 set by WrestleMania 32. So they haven't broken the records. And according to this email from Brent Council, I'm not sure if that's the guy's name or that's who he works for.
Awful.
I could do something. Could get a bad tattoo, I guess. I mean, from silly UK people to more silly UK people. One BW founder accused of fraud.
That didn't last long.
Ticket sales paused for upcoming show. Oh, shame. Yes, after Matt Cardona went at them again, which basically for round 2, because everyone knew they were dodgy anyway. He said, no, this show's not happening, guys. 1BW have deleted their Twitter account.
Oh, God. I think Joanne was telling me that, who's the guy that owns 1PW again?
Steve Gauntley.
So apparently people were obviously wanting refunds for the shows and stuff.
Yep.
And he was like, hey, don't come for me. You have to go to your bank to get your money back now.
A spokesperson for Doncaster Culture and Leisure said, we are looking at the issues raised around the 1PW events. We've decided to pause ticket sales. We'll provide an update to customers as soon as we have more information.
Right. You went to the show? You go to one of the 1PW shows?
We didn't. We had tickets to go to the first one when they just come back.
Mm-hmm.
And,
with RVD?
Right? Yes, yeah. RVD was there. Was it Matt Hardy was there as well, or he couldn't get there?
One of the Hardys
it was
was
one
there.
of them anyway. And it was the train strikes, so we couldn't get down. Like our train had been cancelled and everything. And Joanne was pretty upset because she used to go to 1PW a lot back in the day. That was like her local thing to go to.
Really?
So yeah.
So they went through it the first time, and when they redo it, that's amazing.
Well, you got to see how it's going to play out. The drama's a big part of it.
Exactly the same
Maffew.
as it did the first time round. I love it. The commentator Joe Dombrowski did a full list of allegations. I won't go through all of them here, but embezzling 1BW income, his personal account, allegedly. Tried to fraudulently sell 10% 1BW stock by claiming assets he didn't own. Lied to those... Sorry, wait, I won't go through them, but here's the best one. Claimed he was resigning from the company only because he, quote, fell down the stairs.
What?
What a worker.
I'm trying to imagine. I resign. Bum, 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 bum. I had some about Gable Stevenson then, but I don't care, so I'll skip. Tony Khan surprised by Jade Cargill's AEW exit. Claimed he gave her 2 very big offers, which she declined.
Yeah, one of them bigger than the offer I believe she put on the table as well.
The original asking price was surpassed by one of the offers. I think part of, obviously she's independently wealthy and all that. I think it's largely, obviously she was playing each company off against the other, but she's probably just got stuff that she wants to do in WWE, doesn't she? I think that's the large part. She doesn't really need the money. Sure, an extra few quid, great. But I don't think it was ever about the money, really. I think it was more about just going and doing stuff in WWE.
Yeah, Jade, I've said for months, if you listen to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, hello, that she's a star that AEW did not treat like a star because they just pushing women isn't their priority on the same level as the men. Whereas WWE, for all their faults and Saudi money, up the Saudis, they do a very good job of pushing the women at the same standards as the highlights, as headliners, on parallel to the men.
The big winning streak was obviously made her a
all
big
those great
deal.
matches on Rampage and AEW
Sure.
Dark and hey, Dark Elevation.
I said this, and I don't know how to put it into words, but she feels like a WWE superstar rather than an AEW wrestler, doesn't
It's like
she?
the
There's something about-
presentation and everything. The way
Yeah.
she carries herself as well feels like it would be more suited to the product that you see on a WWE show.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think she'll be very successful in WWE.
Absolutely.
Adam Copeland reveals he kept hitting creative walls in WWE. Bad dad, just like a very good driver. Quote, I kind of got the sense there wasn't really a plan for me in WWE. I get it because what else do we do? What else is there to do? After 25 years, I've literally done everything there. So what do we do? It wasn't anybody's fault. He also clarified that no one's mad at him for leaving. It's like we always picture them just running out, like Homer Simpson chasing Bart. Like, nah, just all right, bye.
Yeah.
Ta-ra.
Good for him. He came in at a time, like for a lot of the run in WWE, there was only one world title. Roman held both belts, so there's one thing to go through. Obviously, you shouldn't have dethroned Roman. They did the program together. That was all good stuff. Where do you go from there? The more exciting stories now are in AEW, and we're seeing that with Christian already. It's great. Good for him.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Edge,
good
yeah.
for him.
They traded Edge for Jade. Fantastic. Tom Campbell to be the ring announcer for Impact Turning Point.
Go on.
One of the loveliest videos we've ever put out, I thought.
It was beautiful. He was really, really touched by it. There's nobody more deserving. You know those people on YouTube videos that they come across as really nice people, but it's all an act. That's not the case with Tom. Tom is a legitimately lovely, hardworking, great guy. Nobody deserves it more, and hopefully it leads to even bigger and better stuff for him because he's that damn good.
Yeah. And when I grow up, I want to be Tom. WWE's finally, this is the last story, it's the funny bit before we start the rest. Randy Orton paid someone $1,000 to level up his Elden Ring character. According to Mason Mansour. You've got to start watching Mason Mansour's The Insiders broadcast Twitch streams. They're amazing.
Oh my God.
That's not true. They were saying all sorts of stuff.
They wouldn't lie to me.
Is that legit?
Says it. Says right here. Kotaku printed it. Kotaku don't print lies.
Right.
That's right, Andrew.
Debatable.
I've done that in the past. I paid somebody to get my Tibia character up to level 40. Do you remember Tibia? It was
Yeah, what is that?
RuneScape for pussies. It was like a... I mean, it still exists now. It's made by a company called Kipsoft or Sipsoft, maybe it's CIP Soft. And it's just it's an MMO, but graphically it's terrible. It's really fun. You just go around killing rats and stuff, and then they work your way up to all sorts, dragons and that. It's great. But I paid 40 quid back in the day for that to happen. And I bought World of Warcraft Gold before.
Oh.
Back before even the expansions came out. I got proper into it because I couldn't believe it would run on my piece of crap PC, and I'd never seen it so addictive. I'd just go around mining ore all day. It's great. Why are you judging me?
I'm not. I was just because you're so good at saying things. For a
What?
start, you're so good at saying things.
Yeah.
Speaking with your mouth.
okay.
And also because I bumped into someone a while ago. They were so cool. They were so nice. Wow, this could be a new friend. Was talking about stuff and board games and games. And she just said out of nowhere, yeah, I still play World of Warcraft. And me and my friend were just sat there drinking. Was like, people still play World of Warcraft?
Yeah,
I thought everyone moved on to like
No,
League
no.
of Legends or...
It's still got a huge community and everything. I think
I
a
had
lot
no
of
idea.
people have moved away because a lot of people were like, oh, it's quite toxic now, like the community of
Right.
Warcraft Squad. Well, I think any sort of MMO is.
Yeah.
But I know a
People
lot
just
of
stink.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people move from that to Final Fantasy 14 online.
That was another thing
Which
as well.
is
So
A lot of people play the retro server as well, don't they?
yeah, they do.
that's
Yeah.
what she said she played, right?
Yeah. No, it's not a game really, is it? Because it's not actually that fun. It's just super
No, it is.
addictive.
It is if you do the right things.
What do you
Like
have
the
to do on it?
like raids and stuff. With
I didn't know
people.
that
You
existed.
did-
I just thought it was
just
about
sat there
farming and that, basically.
hitting rocks.
Wait for my Hall of Fame pick. It's the same thing.
Nah, but I get you though. I still played some old Age of Empires because I never really got the chance to play it, and I really like the bits where you just build your little place. Oh, go mine the bricks. We need the bricks for the other barn and all the other stuff. It's like that's all fun. Go and take on that opposing army. I'm like, nah, that's too hard. Can I just chop down trees all day?
It's really nice, isn't it? It's relaxing, and you feel like you're achieving something.
Yeah.
But actually, it's just another job. But you don't have to do the back-breaking labour. Like, If I'm going around and mining ore, that in real life would be miserable.
Yeah, right.
I'd hate that. But just right-clicking on something is just so rewarding.
Ooh, the number went up.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean by it's
That's pathetic.
maybe
isn't
it's
it?
a game if you play it properly. But it's good. It's a nice
You're
little
clearly
distraction.
playing it properly.
What, mining?
Watch Big Number go big.
Yeah, especially if you pay some bloke in India 2,000 gold.
If someone wants to beat, the Mongols or whatever for me, and Adrian buy it too, great. Hit me up. Until then, for the people still listening, here's the rest of the podcast.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
The Hall of Fame. Let's look in condescending order from last week. Food with beans, 13%.
Only 13%.
That was mine. That was a recommendation from Matt McKnight, our Philadelphia friend, who then sent me a lovely voice message to say, thank you for doing my pick.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's the really handsome one. Looks like the
isn't he-
lion off the Wizard of Oz or something, doesn't he? He's a really...
By way of
one
like
our viewers.
Thor, but yeah, I'm sure.
Good-looking
Oh.
guy.
And he sent me a message at 3 a.m. that said, I just realised Jack's Father Dougal and Maffew, your Father Damien Priest.
What?
Or Father Damon, not Damien Priest.
Damien Priest.
That's not right. I think I got a bit confused there. Father Damien.
Father Damien Priest is better.
Father
Damo.
Damien Priest.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the one he likes Oasis, not Blur.
That him,
Yeah, I'm with you.
His name's not Damien Priest. He's a
What's the
priest
name of
whose
the
name
one-
is Damien. I just got confused because we're supposed to be doing a wrestling podcast.
What's the one who goes, I have no willy? He popped up at OTT, didn't he?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Three of them. Father Stone,
Yeah.
the boring one.
Yep.
Father Damo,
Oh, and
the
the guy-
cool one who hides the
Is
the
a guy
whistle.
like, the thing about the boiler is we change the... It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
Gets struck by lightning. Him.
No,
That's
Father
the
Stone's a
boring one.
boring one. No, there's another. I think it's another boring one. Father Stone's a guy who just laughing.
Oh, the
There's a
one
guy who
that
gets stuck
talks
in the
and
thing and just keeps on talking, yeah.
And then
Because they keep on doing stuff now. There's like people like...
Ewan McLove, something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Father
think it
McLove,
Yeah.
something like that. Who has the jump? They knit him the cake jump. So good. So I got them all on VHS.
What is this?
the
I
other
hate
day.
this. Otis versus Bronson Reed from last week's Raw. That was Ross's pick. No, it wasn't. No, it was Jack's, I think. Oh, I can't remember now. The Sausage Temple with beans and mashed potato, that was Ross's pick, is the winner. 45%. It's close. See, we were looking at the Food with Beans Twitter account that Matt McKnight recommended. I went, yes, beans. Up the beans. Clearly, it's not a favourite around the world. I don't care what you say. I love baked beans. And we looked, and it was like different food with beans, basically. It wasn't that exciting. However, someone had made a sausage temple with beans and mashed potato as the altar.
Oh, amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty
beans for the
cool.
bean god, it looked like.
Like,
and
actually
so
built
Ross
out
went,
the food.
I'm picking that for my Hall of Fame. I went, no. And
so
obviously it won, so very well deserved.
That's a good one.
So, Andrew, what have you got that either me or Adam will then steal?
I don't know if it's gonna top this bean sausage palace, but we're in October now. It's the spooky spirit. We've got the things that people have, like pumpkin pie. However, not everybody can say the words pumpkin pie. Apparently, as this elderly lady on social medias, right? She moved from Israel and she moved to America, where she raised a son and everything. Right now, her son is fluently English speaking. Absolutely speak fluent English. He's brilliant, right? But
So he's better than us.
he's better than us. But he regularly films his mum trying to pronounce things in English, and one of the things that she struggles with saying is pumpkin pie. So there is a compilation on social media of her trying to say she wants some pumpkin pie to no avail, and that is my pick.
Let's have a look and listen. Oh, God.
I want the telephone for the pancake pie. Pink pie. A pancake pie.
What?
Pancake pie. I want pancake pie. Give me the phone number from the apple pie.
What, apple pie now?
Whatever it is, pancake pie. Pancake pie, man.
Do you really think it's called pancake pie?
No, it's similar to pancake pie. Of course, no. Pancake is pancakes. It's the pancake, but no pancake! Oh my God, I don't know to talk anymore. It's because of you, asshole.
What's it called?
Pink pie.
Fix your lips, bro.
Fix your ass, bro. How many times I have to get with the number of the
Jimmy
pink
Savile
pie?
there.
Idiot.
Oh, I love her.
So she's called Lily Hayes on social media, and she's amazing. She makes all sorts. She makes art and everything. She's great.
Why is she so angry about the pumpkin pie?
I know, probably because
always
the son's
angry.
recording it 24 hours a day.
Her son just like
She was in bed.
I don't want to say a sort of.
Hey, mom. Oh, I'm trying to watch Crime Watch Uncovered.
She like her son comes. He puts like these little, like those tiny hands people have.
Oh, yeah.
He'll put like a tiny hand on the end of his finger and just rub it
mess with
underneath, rub it underneath his mum's nose, and she goes mental.
Man, I'd hate to have a TikTok son.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's great.
good.
So
Strong.
yes, there you go. Ping pie.
Imagine if you
What's your pick?
you killed your son, you put on TikTok, and there's all these emojis flying around on the screen as he's dying. Yeah, who's laughing now? Yeah. Oh, that got a bit dark. Sorry, my pick. Oh, last. You. I'm not used to that. I'm very sorry.
That's
Adam,
all right.
it's your turn.
No. Mine's an obvious, really pandery one. We've already talked about it, but obviously it's a massively emotional thing for our man Tom to be ring announcing for Impact Wrestling. So I think it's only fair that we give a shout out to Jeremy Borash, the best Impact ring announcer of all time. He is fantastic. No, I'm kidding. Stardew Valley is my pick. So this is what I've got into recently. I got a Steam Deck, and to really put the Steam Deck to the ultimate graphical test, all I've played on it is the game that I already own on the Switch, that I played for about 45 minutes before, but I have become absolutely hooked. You want to talk about mining?
Yeah.
That's the game for it. I couldn't give a toss about making friends with any of the villagers. I find that stuff really inconvenient. They just get in the way all the time. But walking around the
Well-spoken,
mines, killing the dragons that are all flying about. I got to level 100 on the desert mine. That was great. I've got to level 10 to get to the forge on the new mine that I went to on some island with parrots.
Ginger Island.
Ginger Island. It's just great. Again, I've given myself a second job. Because I go home and I start mining away and doing my work, my proper work. But it's just so good. It's addictive again. I don't even know if it's fun. It's not fun. It's World of Warcraft again. It's not fun. I'm not having fun while I'm doing it.
Then why you?
What?
All I do now is because I'm growing crops all the time. Obviously, I grow my pumpkins, my watermelons, and whatever the other big one is. And,
Ping-pings.
Ping pie.
And I put them in the ground, surrounded by my iridium sprinklers.
There we
And
go.
then, I know what I'm doing. And then I go to sleep. I get out of bed. I immediately walk back into bed. I go to sleep. I'm not actually doing the day. All I'm doing is I'm just
Oh, you wait for the
amassing-
crops to come back.
Yeah. So I'm not actually playing it throughout the day. Most of the time, I'm just amassing loads of money that I've got no reason to spend it. I don't because I'm not going to deck my house out. I'm not one of those. It's just. It's just another job, but it's great. It's a good way to kill about 4 hours a night at the moment. Yeah.
Did you know if you do make friends with the villagers?
Not interested.
No. Right.
I've got enough friends in real life. I've got you. I've got Maffew.
If you do and you marry one of them, right, and you have kids with them, you can sacrifice your kids to a witch.
What?
And I can't remember what you get when you sacrifice, but then the kids can come and haunt you.
You made that. That's a
I'm
mod,
telling
right?
the truth.
Is
I'm
that
telling the
real?
truth. That's not a mod. That's a real thing that can happen.
Well, like
big
Casper
deal.
and his...
You're literally, and I'm telling you this now, Adam, right? Because you're literally not even scratching the surface of what this game can do. Because I was the same, right? I was going to bed every day. Got to get my crops. Got to do this. Got to do. None of that is even like remotely as deep as what this game goes.
Is that right?
It goes deep. It goes very deep.
I'm happy with what I'm doing. It
That was me. I was you once a day.
I'm not playing it to murder kids. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. I don't know
What's wrong with you, Andrew?
I like what I
I'm
like.
just trying to tell you, there's more to it than crops.
Okay. No, I didn't realise that was a thing. So
Yeah.
I've got to befriend somebody first,
Marry them.
romance them,
Yeah.
marry them. I didn't even know you could marry people.
You can
in
marry
that game.
people,
Right, okay.
and have
then-
children, and then kill them.
How do you kill them?
You sacrifice them to the witch, and the witch comes and she takes the kids away. I think you see it. I think you might do. You know, it's not graphic, but she like sacrifices them.
That's a bit.
But what's the
much, though,
benefit
isn't
you
it?
get out of it? Is there like, you get like +1 plants?
I can't remember what it is. If you can like mix up some stats or something, and also if you want to divorce someone, you can erase their memory of you two ever having
Like a Men
a
in Black thing.
relationship together.
I'm happy milking my cows. That's. I had no idea. I didn't realise it went that deep.
It's so good.
Yeah, so
Wait, so you sacrifice? There's not a bit in the game when I played it. It tells you how to plant the seeds and do that. It doesn't tell you like how to bury a kid.
You have to figure these things out for yourself.
do you? Does the kid grow into
like,
something?
keep digging.
If I plant the
You can't plant the child.
grows
We'll
into
make a
jelly
kid.
babies or
It's
something.
a kid tree. That's where they come from, right?
I don't know.
It doesn't sound so far-fetched given what you're telling us
No,
about the
it's
game.
great.
I had no
Yeah.
idea.
It's so good.
Maybe I'll do a bit more exploration. I'll get obsessed by something else. Last week it was Binding of Isaac. Love that.
That's such a good
okay.
game.
Amazing.
Somehow
fun.
less dark than Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Really very addictive. Very
Yeah.
addictive.
Oh, yes.
I try and turn off at night and I can't. Especially with Stardew Valley because there's always one more thing to do. It's like, if I go back to sleep twice, I can harvest that. And then, the travelling seller will be there on a Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So I've got to get there to see what he's got.
Have you been in the sewers yet?
Yeah, I got into the
Macroba.
sewers. Yeah, the black
Weird
blob
little wispy
bloke.
boy.
Yeah, I
he's
bought the
cool.
rod off him because
Did
I
ya?
made so much
The
money I
Iridium
can
rod?
just zap home at any point.
Yes.
It's really it's
good.
it's not a game, but it's a really fun experience. It's not fun. It's an experience.
He's making a new one as well, you know?
What, a
a
new
chocolate
style?
one. It's called Haunted Chocolatier, where you run in a chocolate shop.
Nah,
It looks good.
bother
Can you
with
kill kids in it?
Probably. Get in.
I will buy that on Switch and then buy a Steam Deck just in case the Switch dies. How much did the Steam Deck set you back?
that. Bought off a mate, so it was cheaper. I got it second hand. 150, which I think is a bargain.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
That's
It's
really
the
good.
entry level model.
Yeah.
So actually, I bought one off Valve. Is it Valve?
Yeah.
Valve. And then found because I told my mate about it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm selling one," so I sent the other one back.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. So thankful for the EU refund policy there. It's the basic one, but I just got a terabyte SD card for a micro SD, and it saved me a fortune. That's twice the capacity of the largest solid state hard drive. What's yours?
I don't have one.
You haven't got a Hall of Fame.
Oh, I'm a Steam Deck.
yeah, you haven't got a Steam Deck. Well, you're more than welcome to play it anytime you want. I'll give you a lens. I'll be bored of it. Once I've completed Stardew Valley,
Yeah.
which I basically have anyway. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like a definitive end. I do like getting because I've only completed maybe 5 games in my lifetime. Spyro 1 and 3, I think.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation with the
Well
2
done.
discs. Tombi
Oh,
or
such a good
Tomba.
game.
I don't believe you. No one's been Tomba. It's the biggest game ever.
It's not. Tomba
The demo
2's
disc
hard.
is like at least
Yeah.
4 hours.
That's what got people hooked on it, isn't it? I think they gave it away with McDonald's or something. McDonald's Happy Meals. I think that was one of the gifts as well. It was
Right.
like a CD, a demo disc of Tombi. But no, I did. I couldn't complete 2 because I can't get past the mining level where you got to lean either side.
But you
That's
love
too
mining
difficult.
levels.
It's different. It's different, isn't it? It's really hard. But yeah, I've not completed it. But it is really satisfying when you complete a game, and I don't get to do that very often.
It's fair enough.
Go on.
That sounded way bleaker than it probably meant to
No,
sound.
no.
Well, I don't think I could top that. Or can I? Joel, would you click the thing, please? As we have teased previously, it is the build-up. This is now finally happening. It is officially Fat Bear Week. What? The time of year even, where in Katmai National Park, they get all the fat bears together and let the public decide who is the fattest bear. So we need to pick one.
What do you mean?
What's
Let the
called
public
Otis?
decide?
It's like American Idol with fat bears.
Grazer, that's
So
like
if you press
Fraser.
right, thank you. So we're going to pick Otis. Otis is a legend synonymous with Fat Bear Week with his 4 title wins. He's the Kurt Angle of Fat Bears. At roughly 27 years old, he's one of the National Parks and Preserve's oldest bears. He emerged in late July, emaciated and largely toothless. But by September 9th, he was absolutely engorged. Ooh, I think we have a winner already. And next up, Colbert. Last week's winner is back on the ballot, and the 2-time champ is worthy of the title once again. 747 Colbert arrived this summer massive and proceeded to get about as fat as you can fathom. Or fathom, maybe there. Next.
What's the numbers about? Just the number of the bear? It's like top trumps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like that Iron Maiden song, The Number of the Bear. Grazer, a mother, a fan favorite, a front runner for the 2023 title. Grazer is a leggy blonde. And those legs are ham hocks. She's an archetypal mother bear. An expert fisher, said naturalist Mike Fitz, who created this. I don't care about him. Next. Chunk.
Oh, he's got a...
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. 32 has always been a regular fixture of FP Dub, but has yet to win. He has hardcore scars across his honking dome.
Oh.
This is a bear. That's what it says.
It's really good.
This is a bear in his prime, said the media ranger. He's gained a lot of weight and he's throwing it around.
I like
I might just pick Chunk and not see the rest. Holly, getting brief now. The 2019 Fat Bear Week champ has captured hearts for years of being a super mom. She's a girl boss. Bucky Dent.
Bucky Dent?
Bucky Dent. Described by fans as zany. And he can moonwalk, apparently.
he can't.
He walked
He's a
on the
bear.
falls, celebrated for his innovative fishing technique. Apparently, he's really cold there. Is that supposed to be
Yeah,
water?
is that water or is that ice?
That looks like a scary bear.
Do
that you
these
tell-
bears exist? Because this is just...
These are, yeah.
Just drawings.
Oh,
These
okay.
are, well, yeah, these are just pictures of the
Hard to
real bears.
photograph, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard to get the bears down and, do the hairs and stuff like that.
Ask
Next.
Timothy Treadwell.
Yeah. Next again, thank you. Wacker, an expert fisher bear, has been eating with a vengeance all summer long and has been walrus-sized since August. That's how we measure fat things, I guess.
Walrus
Next.
size.
Despite being a rookie, 901, no name.
Oh.
She was ample enough to take second to 747 last year.
Still doesn't have a name.
Yeah. We can keep on reading all of them, or we just pick... We should decide that Chunk is our official Cultaholic.
Chunk
Is that the one with the scars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
he
left,
he had a rough paper round, didn't he?
Terry Chunk.
Terry Chunk, because he's the
There you go.
hardcore legend.
That's it.
That's it.
It's
Well
Chunk.
done.
Big Chunk.
That's it. We are putting all our bets on Terry Chunk to win the Fat Bear Week 2023.
Now, I've heard
So the
that-
voting is, just to let people know, is opening from October 4th to October 10th. Go to Post Climate on Instagram. I'll tell you all the details on where to go. Or just Google Fat Bear Week and presumably with, I don't even bother saying the rest there. Let's have fun, discover something about yourself and vote for Terry Chunk.
I've heard that John Cena watches this podcast, apparently.
I've heard
because
that.
You have mentioned fat bears in the past,
Mm.
and then Cena has afterwards also posted about fat bears.
Yes, so Ross
32,000 people liked that. What do you think John Cena's...
Ross is convinced that... There he goes.
Look at that.
I don't even know if that's
That's
AI
a dog.
or not.
That's
can't
a
be
dog. It's got a
real.
dog face.
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
a
even a
dog.
bear. That's a fat dog bear. Look at that comment. What's that about?
That's what
888 likes. Oh, wow. That one below it, not so nice.
No.
Who's running Cena's page? Yeah, he's standing near the bear.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, hey, I'm John
John
Cena. Yeah, are you joining AEW anytime, Cena? What about the actors' strike? Here's an AI-generated fat bear with a dog's face. Thanks, Cena.
What's your nomination? Just fat bears in
No,
general?
no,
Chunk?
we can't just
Terry
do it. We've
Chunk.
tried to do that before in the past. This is Chunk.
Cool.
We have
Okay.
to sit, we have to get actively excited. So next week will be end of the voting, and we'll probably, hopefully get a result if Chunk has won.
Fingers crossed, yeah. You'd hope so, wouldn't you? Oh, well, you got to do to vote. You go and like the post.
All
that
the
they do, or-
instructions are on there.
Okay.
I don't know. So, yeah. Wow, what a crazy, crazy week for the picks. I'll go for on the table as well. Yours is.
Pim Pie. I don't know.
I don't know how
what
we're
to
going to say that.
call.
Horrible man abuses mother
No,
on
because he
TikTok.
doesn't abuse his mother.
does,
No,
yeah.
he doesn't. He doesn't.
He exploits them.
She is literally just shouting at him. He's there being like, "What would you like?" And she's just going on a tirade against
He's
him.
trying to get to sleep, as Maffew
So,
said.
Ping
Ping
pie.
Nice.
What's yours, Adam?
It was going to be Tom, actually, but it's nice. Stardew Valley. But massive love to Tom, obviously. I don't want to take any.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
an
We all
amazing-
love that, but Stardew Valley we love a bit more.
That's been on my mind a lot more often than Tom has. So.
I get you. Which is fair enough if you're doing 4 hours a night.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, I'd be like, ooh.
Gotta put the hours in.
And Fat Bear Week with Cultaholic's official pick, Terry Chunk.
Nice.
Those votes for Hall of Fame. We go on to patreon.com/Cultaholic. For Fat Bear Week, please go to Post Climate on Instagram.
Or just search Fat Bear Week.
Oh, Fat Bear Week.
Link in the description.
Do it,
below.
you cowards.
This is this week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. Yeah, boo, it's the wrestling bit now. The show opens with Jimmy, Solo, and Heyman of the Bloodline on SmackDown. I forgot to say what it was. I'm very sorry. The wise man lets the audience know that Cena and Styles both aren't in the building tonight. Cena because of transportation troubles, Styles because of the beatdown he suffered last week fighting the PSG Ultras. Jimmy snatches the mic from Paul as he begins to mock Cena and AJ. So out comes Carl Anderson with the attack. Good back from the commercial break. We have an impromptu match between Carl Anderson and Jimmy Uso. Uso wins with a splash. Wow, how? Post-match, Solo attacks Carl, and as the Bloodline members leave up the rampway, Mia Yim slaps a cocky Jimmy. I hate it when my Jimmy gets slapped. Later, we see Jimmy take his anger out on backstage personnel, which prompts Heyman to call Roman Reigns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like this, actually, because I like Jimmy slowly trying to sort of take over the role of the tribal chief. And we know it's going to not go well for him when Roman comes back.
Yeah, of
like
course.
him doing the thing, you know, with the hand, waiting for the wise man, Paul Heyman, to put the microphone in his hand. And Heyman doesn't, so he just snatches it and that. Like, oh, it's good.
I thought it was a good promo, and it was exciting until the attack happened. And you see on camera, it's Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
It just sucked the life out of me, honestly, because you know where it's going. Who cares? He's a great wrestler, right? Great in the ring, and he's got loads and loads of personality. I don't think he's ever been able to really show that off on WWE TV, apart from the what's the joke program that they made? The wrestling. What was it called?
Yes.
Wrestling.
Southern Summer.
Southpaw.
Southpaw
Regional
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that was really
Yeah.
grand. And we know there can be a laugh. And I don't care about the OC. Couldn't care less.
No, I agree. Yeah. I guess
think
it's
he's done
just because
with
they
it.
don't get a lot of time to shine wrestling-wise, I guess, do they?
Yeah. But it served its purpose, didn't it? The
Yeah.
slap was cool.
Yeah, it's
monkey
like she
slap.
slapped the taste out of his mouth.
Yeah, I like that. It's actually making sense now because it felt like they were just waiting, going, all right, Cena, you staying? What's the strike situation? Actually, all right, are we doing is Roman Reigns going to show up? And it's been killing time, and now it's like, oh, okay, we've got something established now. So it's getting better.
When's Roman on the show next week, is it?
It's next week, I
Next
think. Yeah,
week.
10th. Is it the 10th? Wait, where are we at now? Maybe, I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
Next week.
I think it's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
That'll
be
be an exciting
You'll be on
show. Yeah,
NXT along with everybody else.
Woo.
Santos Escobar talks to Kathy Kelly about his US title match against his mentor, Rey Mysterio, later this evening. Escobar says this has been a dream of his for years, to face Mysterio for a title. So Ronald is in for the fight of his life. What? May the best man win. What a nice boy.
He's a nice boy.
He is.
Yeah.
Being established that he is a nice man. There's no evil tendencies in him whatsoever. Don't stop being cynical.
I prefer him as a babyface. Genuinely, I find him a naturally very likable man, and I enjoyed his heel work. But as a babyface, I think it's really working.
Yeah, he's really relatable. It's like, what? It's Rey Mysterio. Come on.
It's nice though, isn't it? When you get someone that's like, oh, they're my idol though, and I just want to like continuously be their friend so I can learn from them and just be with them all the time.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, like an idol. I want to rub his head for good luck. Bobby Lashley joins the Grayson Waller effect. Oh, no. It's after the Street Profits lost last week, Bobby says he made a mistake recruiting them. It's back to the drawing board. Waller tries to pitch himself and Austin Theory to be taken under Lashley's wing, to which Bobby declines. Cue the Street Profits, but before they can say a word, Lashley cuts them off and says he doesn't want to hear excuses. Instead, if they want something out of Lashley, then they have to prove themselves. Ooh. And so he does. Austin Theory beats Cameron Grimes really quickly. Dragon Lee is seen sitting in the crowd ringside with some distraction from Grayson Waller on the outside. Theory gets the win with an A-Town down. After match, Theory gets in the face of Dragon Lee. A match between them is set for next week.
Which is this week.
Which is
now.
this, thank you,
There
yes.
we go. Sorry, it's
Time
because
is
I
a
wrote
construct of
these
human
ones,
perception.
so I don't want to throw you off. You know what I mean? These are the SmackDown notes. Are
As
the
far as
ones
we're
that I
concerned, it
made.
is next week.
Well,
But yes, I get you. Thank you,
You know
lovely
what I
human being. Cameron Grimes, I forgot, was on SmackDown.
Me too. I was watching through that SummerSlam from this year, and I was like, he's been in the Battle Royal. I forgot he was there as well. They don't care about him, and he was so entertaining. It is so entertaining, and I just hope that like this isn't a good sign at all. And I really, really hope that they do him right. It's one of those things. It might just take a little bit of time to get there, but I was excited. And you know what? He did everything right as well. He went off and he got proper
jacked,
buff,
didn't
didn't
he?
he? Like that's what they want. That's what they want. He can do the comedy stuff. He cuts a great promo, and now he's jacked as well. Put him on TV and don't let Theory beat him.
I was going to say, yeah, but how can he cope with the talent, the ability of Austin Theory?
I think Austin's good, but
Oh, what?
really, I think he's genuinely like a solid wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, is that
Solid wrestler.
Oh, is that? Oh.
He's had opportunity after opportunity, and they obviously see something massive in him. But none of them really linger in the memory, do they? All of these big wrestlers that he's had the chance to wrestle, it hasn't actually helped him in the way that I think it would have helped another wrestler.
Yeah, it's only highlighted his negatives.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think, because I was going to be like, sometimes it takes people a little bit longer to finally get into that place where we see them as like a really big deal. But I guess you're right in terms of like Theory has had quite a few chances.
He's
at this
Kirby
point.
before he sucks anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I like the pairing. I like the pairing of him and Grayson Waller. But actually, what it's shown is that Grayson Waller is just a better version of Austin Theory. Do you know what I mean? He plays the cocky asshole way better than Austin Theory does.
Waller and Theory together just makes me when you're at a restaurant and they go, I'll have that. And they want, do you want a starter? Oh, go on then.
It's the Wish version, right? Is what people say.
Yeah. Backstage, we see Jimmy and Solo taking out numerous people in a bid to thin out any potential names that could team up with Cena for Fastlane.
like
this random dude here.
So good. It was brilliant, and it was good because it went on throughout the night, didn't it, as well? I love that. I thought it was great fun.
Oh no, the Uber Eats dude is here. Quick, take him out.
He took out Ashante the Adonis as well backstage, who was clearly going to team with Cena at Fastlane. All right.
You should have cut to Cena watching going, no, not Ashante. It's just this big list of people. He's just scratching out the names. Oh. Then Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar for the US title is next. After being in the back foot for much of the match, Mysterio retains the title by countering Escobar's Phantom Drive into a pin. Yes, he does. Post-match, the Street Profits attack the LWO to the light of Bobby Lashley. Later, while being interviewed in Medical by Kayla Braxton, Ray lays down the challenge for a six-man tag at Fastlane, the LWO versus Lashley and the Street EPs. What a lovely match.
It was a brilliant match. You know what it reminded me of is the Andrade Rey Mysterio series, which was excellent, massively elevated Andrade. So I want to see a lot more of those two going at it because I just think I don't think Rey Mysterio and Andrade ever had a proper pay-per-view match, did they? I think it was all on the weekly show.
They kept on trying to do it, and it kept on getting changed at the last minute.
Or maybe on a pre-show or something. Maybe they did something on a pre-show or something. I can't remember a pay-per-view where they did it. But in the same way that Gunther has these amazing matches on Raw and it's a reason to tune in, I think you could get the same sort of effect out of those two because they've got tremendous chemistry. And there's a story there as well, isn't there? It was great. Really great match.
I fully agree. 20 whole minutes of lovely, lovely wrestling. And then at the very end, it's just focus. It was a lovely camera shot, which you don't usually get a lot of on SmackDown, where it's just focusing on just Ray and Santos is just like, oh, bastard.
Yeah.
This close to beating you.
Did you notice?
And then, wait, and it goes like that. And for a split second, he's just going to attack him like a crazy person, apparently. He's like, nope. So the Street Profits pulling him out.
That was it.
I'm like,
the handshake
doesn't usually do that.
Yeah,
the hug didn't happen, did it? And I think that's important to think about is the fact that, he was probably going to shake his hand, but what if he wasn't going to shake his hand? Do a few more matches before you do the heel turn.
Because it can go either way. You can either just be, oh, I love you, Ray, you're so great, or I hate you, Ray, I'm going to beat you up. And either way, it's going to be good.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like the series of matches and he just can't get it done and then he's finally like, wow, well, piss off then. And then just turns on him.
I don't think the turn should happen anytime soon at all.
No.
I think he should. I think Ray should get the upper hand again and again because he's Rey Mysterio, and maybe the turn happens in like a year and a half. You can keep going back to it. But the LWO, even though they don't win all of their matches by any stretch of the imagination, they're still pretty hot. The crowd are into them, and it would be a shame to break up a faction. And it is still early days, isn't it? You don't want to do a hurt business with them. Do you know what I mean? Get rid of them too soon because I think the crowd are into them, and they don't need to win all their matches. They're just handy to have about, aren't they?
Yeah. And shout out to DJZ, Facebook friend, for doing this great spot of bringing in and getting one elbow.
DJZ?
From Bobby Lashley. Yeah. Joaquin Wild.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry with you. Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to mispronounce his name horribly, so I went for DJZ.
No.
And they did an all right job of doing it. Believe in yourself, kids. John Cena finally arrives at the building, contract in hand. Plus, we get a lovely, Elton Prince. Shut up, John Cena, who cares? A lovely Elton Prince shoulder rehab video package. Butch and Ridge didn't think it was lovely, though, and wished they'd broken more of Elton's bones. It's not a very nice thing to say.
Not a nice thing
they're
to
the
say,
baby
is it?
faces, aren't they?
Yeah.
Shame on them.
These are some of the best. Some
Really
of the
fun.
best things. I enjoy seeing these happen on SmackDown. I look forward to the next week of wrestling to see where we go in this little story, and I can't wait to see him back as well.
Yeah, I hope he's not well, and we have to see more recovery.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they should have
That's
brought
why.
more bones.
That's why
then.
they went. Well, we should have broken more of the bones.
I
yeah,
enjoy this
so we could
so
see
much.
more of them. No, Butch, don't be like that.
You want to talk about maximising your minutes? Those two,
Yeah.
sensational.
Yeah.
Very good. I miss them.
Yeah, I miss
him
him
in the
as
ring.
well. I don't think it'll be too long before they got them tag titles. You know?
Another few weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry for the tag
For the
titles.
tag
even
titles,
until they're back.
yeah. For sure.
Yeah, that'd be
I think they'll be an amazing heel team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yay. Commentary hypes up Jade Cargill signing before Charlotte Flair versus Bayley. We'll talk about getting your hopes up. God. Before the match gets underway, I'm going to sneeze. That's annoying.
Wow.
That was a very dignified
was,
sneeze. I wasn't
wasn't it?
expecting that. I thought I was expecting a big.
Restrained yourself there, didn't you?
Thank you. It's almost like I'm doing a podcast.
Just the one?
Oh.
For now, look at the lights. That stops you sneezing or starts you sneezing.
Elephant?
I can't remember.
You see, the other week, Jack came in and he stumbled over the light and then ended up going face into it for like a second. He was like, oh, and he was completely stunned and paralyzed. I'm like, haha, because I thought he was just like comedy overselling. He's like, no, I blinded myself.
Legit.
But did he sneeze for the podcast though?
No, it was at least of his
There you
troubles.
go then. It works, doesn't it?
Like Flash in Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that decrease? Accuracy.
Yes.
Accuracy.
And
Aquacy.
Jack needs that. So what happens then? Charlotte tells Bayley that she's becoming a stepping stone, whilst Flair remains a stick. Charlotte says that after she wins tonight's match, she'll challenge Io for the WWE Women's Championship at Fastlane. Flair does just that. Wow, who knew? But she's soon surrounded by all three members of Damage Control until Asuka makes a save. Bayley challenges Charlotte and Asuka to a triple threat match for the women's title at Fastlane on Io's behalf. Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Decent enough match. Charlotte murked her.
She sure did.
Yeah.
And we're getting some more, I guess, tension between Damage Control as well. I don't think it's going to be too much longer before things finally start to split off.
It's this pay-per-view or the next, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I think they've just been waiting for Bayley to come back from her injury.
Oh, yeah.
And Cena gets in the ring, contract in hand, and says whilst he doesn't have a partner yet, he'll still honour his contract no matter what. He'll even face the Bloodline in a 2-on-1 handicap match if he has to. Cue Jimmy and Solo, who arrive and put the beat down on Cena yet again, but not before LA Knight makes a save and signs a contract to become Cena's partner for Fastlane. And Cena, who's a good actor everywhere else but in the wrestling ring, goes, what? Clearly got those YouTube thumbnails in mind, hasn't he? Bless him. LA Knight.
What are you doing?
Yeah, cheers, Cena. But yeah, did its job.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Tom
It
brought
did.
something up on the pictures, like, oh, I wish they'd sort of waited until Fastlane and then given it to LA Knight on the night. And part of me was like, yeah, I think that would have been quite nice. Is this Saturday, like they could have ended on the beatdown and then had LA Knight come out for the even bigger pop had he been the surprise guy, but it served its purpose.
It's very dangerous when you're doing like mystery stuff like that, though, isn't it? Because yeah, LA Knight, yeah, that makes sense.
You
but
don't
it
want
could
people
be,
thinking that The Rock's going to
Yeah,
show
that's
up.
what
when
I
he's
was
just
so
been on
easy to
telly,
mess
yeah.
up, isn't it? Especially with The Rock having to make that one appearance.
Yeah.
AEW Collision. Andrade beats AEW's official Collision Cowboy of the Month, Raw card Juice Robinson, after drilling Robinson with a lovely back elbow and spiking him with a big old DDT. During the match, the hot and flexible CJ Perry was watching on from a backstage monitor. Who was she looking at? Wondered Kevin Kelly. Who indeed, Kevin? Who indeed? Who wrote that? I tried, Andrew.
these out.
I tried. Who indeed? Hummety, hummety.
Well, I mean, hummety, because who is she looking at? I'm assuming Andrade.
Yeah,
I'm
I think so.
assuming.
I'm up for
Yeah.
Miro Andrade. That's
me
that's
too.
good fun.
Me
It was a
too.
good match as well.
I think Andrade needs even more to do on Collision because people absolutely go bananas for him, don't they, when he comes out?
Yep.
They love Andrade so much, and for Andrade and Miro to come back multiple times and not necessarily get something really juicy to dig into, I think it's the right time to do it. Now, just capitalize on it big time.
You know what? It helps that he's got an amazingly cool entrance.
Yeah,
He must
it
be
does.
running out of cool ring attire by now. He's managed. It looks really good. One thing I liked, actually, at the start of this show that I wanted to mention was the little promos that they did. The main event lads. It was proper like Survivor Series 1989 vibes to them, wasn't it? All the good guys, all the bad guys. I thought that was really, really fun. Everybody gets one line, and then they go grrr or something. I thought that was a really great way of kicking things off. I like the main event concept. That thing they've done it a couple of times now.
Collision's the regular thing now. Yeah, it's the tonight I'm thankful for Stardew Valley. You know, it's like, and then
Do you know what? I wasn't sold on that being the theme song for Collision to begin with. I was like, I don't know if it suits it, and I love it now. I think it suits it perfectly well.
Brilliant. It differentiates it massively from Dynamite, because Dynamite's got correct me if I'm wrong again, the new metal, maybe, whatever that genre is.
You know what? That's a good. What genre is that?
Light the fuse. It's
light the fuse, drink the booze.
Like it's not rap.
Let's go ignite.
It's largely been the same style of music on weekly wrestling shows. 20 years now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There have been exceptions. Nickelback, Burn It to the Ground. But
going out tonight.
Great. One year about
All
word.
right.
Hey.
I'm gonna have myself a time. The best thing about being a woman.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
That'd be such a good theme song for a wrestling show. I'm just putting it out there now.
Just open with the Let's Go Girls.
It's so good.
It's a banger. Great song.
There you go, Shimmer. Have that one. Stardom, have that one.
Yeah. But I liked this. I liked it being the theme. Apart from when we were at that thing in London for Wembley, and they're playing different wrestling songs. Everyone's going nuts and singing and getting drunker and there. Until Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting came on, and I was the only person singing.
No!
Really, Elton John? No.
God.
That's disappointing.
They knew
isn't
Saturday. That's like 5 minutes into the song. So, oh well. Backstage, Tony Schiavone welcomes Terrence and Phillip, aka Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, to their first ever Collision appearance.
Do it in the voice, Maffew.
Jericho says, hey, the last 5 years, AEW has built up the animosity between he and Omega. So, can they coexist at WrestleDream? Kenny says, whilst he never attended Jericho's birthday party, the Don Callis problem this year is bigger than both of them right now. So he'll have the Uncles back this Saturday. The pair are scheduled to have a tag match against the...
You started off and you sounded like one of those old-timey announcers on the television.
Yeah. Sorry, I only know 3 voices and 2 of them are Jack. So, yeah, that was the Canadians.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can coexist. Or can they coexist?
Do you remember when it was apparently it was a big deal in America, but wasn't to us, when South Park season 1 ended with a cliffhanger? Who is Eric Cartman's father? And then they went, all right, wait for the new season. Episode 1 is like, and we will reveal the secret next week. And the first episode coming back was the...
Not Without My Anus.
Not Without My Anus, the Terrence and Phillip special. I thought that was funny as hell
You're
as
a
kid.
dick, Scott.
You're a dick. 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 Yeah, 2 of the biggest dicks in Canada.
When Saddam Hussein's taking over, and the best is Ugly Bob, who looks exactly the same. Oh my God, it's so ugly.
Anyway. Hey guys, oh my God, Sandra, have you ever been with Ugly Bob? Why is he called Ugly Bob? He takes his mask off, looks like the same. I'm going to have a freak baby.
It's not Sandra, it's Celine Dion.
Oh, it's it's been a while. Good. That's how I know the Canadian national anthem is because of that episode.
Oh, Canada.
Because I sing it about 3 times that episode.
They got like 3,000 complaints off the back of that. They pushed the episode, they brought it forward, didn't they? Because people were so pissed off.
Loads of people were furious going, no, this is not funny to us. I'm a kid going, that's funny as hell to me. What?
And then the conclusion was it was his mum who was his dad anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, just imagine having watch South Park and having a sense of humour. Bloody hell. Thanks, Kenny and Chris. A video plays of RJ City interviewing Toni Storm. He asked Storm what she would say has been the peak of her career, given that she failed to capture the AEW title from Saraya. Storm says she does nothing but peak time and time again. And if people have forgotten that and chin up, boobies out, she'll have to refresh our memories. Well, doing those 2 things will help.
Yes.
She's a great character change because it's not the outcast. She's actually interesting. And she's doing silly stuff like this. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's just really, really fun to watch, isn't it? And it's one thing that I think a lot of fans won't have seen from Toni Storm. It's certainly never a character this big and it's proper character work, and it's just it's brilliant.
And it gets better.
Oh, and I was going to say
it does.
And she's at the pig is right now, but she misses the good old days where pie in the face, beg your pardon, was good enough. And I'm like, is that a reference to when she was on SmackDown with the whole Charlotte stuff? But
I didn't think about that.
She's doing the crazy old 1950s Hollywood star anyway, so she could just be talking rubbish.
Applying the what? Applying the face.
Applying the face.
That could be like the face. You know what I mean? When you put your face on and you do all that, because like later on in the week, as we see, it gets all a little bit like smudged and rubbed in and stuff, don't we? You know what I mean? Reading between the lines. Look at that.
Multi-textual. The Kingdom beat Best Friends in a tag team match. After a DVD and 2 stereo pile drivers from Chucky T and Trent couldn't put the Kingdom away. Yeah, there we go. The Bad Boys distract the ref and got the Wiener Punch pile driver combo and Chuck for the victory. When this happens, Kevin Kelly, I believe, in Spanish says Tope el Weenie, which roughly translates to weenie butt.
I put it in the translator and apparently
Thank you for that. You're a hard-working man.
Thank you.
Wait, what does tope mean? But?
Well, that's what I was thinking as well, because when they do like a tope suicida or anything like that.
They're not going butt suicida, are they?
All this time.
Butt suicide.
I love butt suicide. My favourite band of the 80s.
I don't think Google's done you right there. I'm not sure
I put it in Google and it said weenie butt in Spanish, so...
Hey, if you can't trust Kevin Kelly, who can you trust? Post-match, Mike Bennett says, Wiener Punch, pile driver, Roddy Strong. Matt Tavern, it says here, which is a nice place to drink, I guess, tells us that the Kingdom are flying right back to Roddy. They have a message for Adam Cole. I know you're supposed to have doctor's appointments all week, and you delayed your surgery. Please come meet us at Roddy's house right now. If we've ever meant anything to you, Adam, please meet us at Roddy's. Yeah, this is a good way of killing time, but it was just a bunch of moves. Didn't give a damn about it, but was then excited to hear what's happening in the next thrilling episode of Roddy Strong.
Oh, heck yes.
Filmed,
it gets even better.
Filmed in front of a live studio audience at Matt Tavern.
I'm sorry I spelled that wrong.
No, sorry. Beg your pardon. Alex Marvez goes to interview Prince Nana backstage and finds him conversing with Don Callis. Marvez asks what they were just talking about, to which Nana says that once the Gates of Agony are through with Omega Jericho tonight, they'll be in the money, baby. And he sings the song really badly.
No,
he does
really
that.
badly.
In the money, we're in the money.
We're in the money. I can't remember. He just keeps doing that.
That's it. We gotta
get along.
Yeah, right. Vert Vixen makes her Collision debut and quickly falls victim to Julia Hart and her 27-match winning streak. After match, Julia says she can't wait until WrestleDream and calls out the TBS champ Chris Statlander right now. As Statlander gets in the ring and squares up to Hart, the Oogles Spoogles lady decides to play mind games. Instead, rolls to the outside and exits. What's an Oogles Spoogles?
Oogles Spookles. Ookie Spooky. Oogles Spookles.
Oh.
You know? I tried to jazz it up.
Thank you.
Right?
No, you did it. I'm sorry, Andrew. You're killing.
Thank you.
Ignore me. Yes. Spooky, scary skeleton woman goes, gets in a broom and flies away.
She sure does.
Yep. Looking great. This build-up.
Oh my God. She's going from nothing but strength to strength, I feel like, with the stuff that she's doing in ring and the vignettes and video packages and everything. I hope when she comes back, because she's away now, I think, for a little bit with Lee Johnson getting married or on a honeymoon or something.
I saw because that makes sense to what happens later on. But because WrestleDream is a tribute to Antonio Inoki, they've, of course, put Claudio Castagnoli with an MMA dude called Josh Barnett for the pre-show. Sadly, Josh Barnett does not batter Claudio in seconds, so a very bad tribute to Inoki there. Can they coexist? Yes, they can. Jericho and Omega beat the Gates of Agony and attack. Can you do the kind of voice?
I guess it is pretty much just, oh, hi, Terrence.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. After being on the back half for most of the bout, it's the same voice, isn't it? I'm very sorry.
It is.
Kenny cracked Bishop Korn with, is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay, with a V trigger. And Jericho followed up with the Lion Tamer for the sub win. After match, the two cut a promo and says it's time for the original Alpha and Omega to spell the end for Don Callis.
I thought you were doing a thing there. I thought you were going,
what?
Kenny cracked corn, but he didn't care.
Kenny cracked
That's where you were going with
that would have been good. Oh, I didn't think about that.
That's where I was
That would've
leading.
been
Sometimes you forget what the dumb stuff is you've added and what is actually in the original promo.
No, this was in the
Omega.
original.
Oh, yeah, they did say that.
They did say that, I promise you. Do you know, it was actually quite, like, it felt a little bit loose as well, sort of like the the promo that they were doing afterwards, which felt nice because they had little moments of levity and stuff in there too, which was cool. This was a good match though.
They did do the thing though where they hit a move and then the other dude hit a move and they looked at each other like, "What?
Yeah.
Chemistry."
Which is what I like because it's not the usual like the two people that have never been able to get on the same page for the longest time don't get on, but they do because Don Callis is bigger than anything that they've ever been through.
He's a
together.
big callus.
He's a big.
It needs to be removed.
He does.
The Righteous are seen ripping up children's paper crafts in a video package before entering the ring to face the team of Travis Williams and Judas Icarus. Now that is an indie wrestling name.
A name. Judas Icarus.
Judas Icarus. He's teaming up with Brutus Cyclops. Travis and Judas didn't last long, so the Righteous make blah, blah, blah. Following their victory, the Righteous cut a promo and said they'll make sure MJF leaves WrestleDream with only one hoof, like his brochacho. They then proceed to smash a 2x4 of a steel chair against the ankle of Judas Icarus, who will not be flying or betraying our Lord and Savior anytime soon, let me tell you. I like the best thing about the Righteous is the fact that no one cares about them. So you get to hear their amazing theme song in full CD quality every time they come out. Because people are too busy walking to go buy one of the 2 T-shirts that got on sale at this AEW house show.
It's such a shame because you can see what they're trying to go for, and like they've clearly like. I feel like they've put a lot of effort into portraying themselves as like these the spooky people or whatever, you know, like these cult leaders, but no one just gives a toss.
It's such a generic, overplayed thing at
Seen
this
it too many
point.
times recently as well
Yeah.
on many different shows. Couldn't agree more. I don't mind the presentation, and I do like the concerto thing with the little log between them. I don't know what help that is, just to keep the legs in place. Just I don't understand.
I guess
I
that's
think
the
it was more
implication,
of a message of that since Adam Cole's ankle's broken and since they're going to go up against MJF at WrestleDream, then they'll do the same thing.
No, I get that. I'm just wondering the log specifically. What benefit is that?
Sure, that's a good point.
It's log.
It looks
not
cool,
really
though.
sure.
It looks cool, little stump.
It's brown, it's sticky, it's wood. Tony Schiavone's backstage again, this time talking to... What? The Mighty Don't Kneel? What are you doing here? Literally had no idea they were going to be on the show or wrestling until this promo. About the upcoming AEW Trio Style match against the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass on the WrestleDream 0 Hour pre-show. Oh, all right. The champs turn up to introduce themselves before swiftly scissoring and leaving. Shane Haste drops a sick beat and a rap. It's great. This is all the introduction we got to them.
And he was like, "Oh, our name's TMDK, and we're here to say we'll beat your ass in a cool way," and that was it. And then they were gone.
AEW.
That's all the context we need.
Did I tell you Shane Haste used to send me clips of himself for Botchamania?
Did he?
That's a cool thing to do. That's cool.
He gets it.
Put that rap in there next, eh? It was a good rap.
It's flawless.
It was flawless.
The high score and prep of the rapper with that. Zack Sabre Jr. and Jim Ross, oh God, join commentary for the main event. I'm thinking what those two would talk about if the cameras are
So
off.
much in common.
You're right, Ross, bollocks. An all-star 8-man tag match against Aussie Open, Ricky Starks, and Big Bill against FDR, Wheeler Yuta, and Danielson. Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness absolutely rag on Danielson all match.
Good.
Yes, they do. The match inside the ring was whatever, fine. Yeah, but these two on commentary. Ring, 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 ring. What's that? And Nigel straight away going, yeah, your phone's ringing, your phone's ringing. Who is it? Oh, it's Bryan Danielson phoning it in tonight, mate. There he is on the bloody apron doing nothing.
If we don't get like the Excalibur Taz stuff, you know, anymore from like AEW Dark as much, then we need more of this.
Oh, Nigel's been amazing on Collision.
So good.
Nigel works with Kevin Kelly's just making up stuff on the spot stuff, and he also works with Jim Ross's I don't know what's happening anymore stuff.
He does.
He knows.
It's true.
Nigel can see when Jim Ross is floundering, his eyes about to shut, and he's just like, wow, Frank Gotchdal over there. He's like, where? So it is so great. This match featured one of my favorite endings, I think, of the entire year in terms of matches, because, let's see, I've got it written down here. So, the fight heads to the floor. Danielson is sent into the steps, leaving Bill to miss a charge in the post. The sharpshooter is locked in, and Stark spears Harwood for the pin with, I believe, Chase coming in to try and save it and then getting blocked.
Yeah.
And it just goes 1, 2, 3.
3.
And the crowd goes,
Well, everybody.
It was amazing. They're like, oh,
because it looked
lost.
like it was not supposed to happen, right?
I thought it did. I thought it was absolutely fine.
I was watching that and I was like,
but
oh,
it's
what?
so great getting a reaction like that. I feel like, oh,
Yeah.
he didn't do it. And I thought it was a bit because, Danielson didn't win in Seattle, his hometown.
In Settle.
In
I
Se-
used to
Settle.
think, so that's near me. I used to think when I was reading through my old Simpsons comics, right?
Yeah.
Because there was like a Futurama Simpsons crossover.
I remember
one.
that, yeah.
And there's one where they're in Seattle, but because I was young and I didn't know about Seattle, I was like, why are they spelling settle like that? What are they talking about settle like that for? Which is just a small little Yorkshire town.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, settle. Yeah. They have the Flower Pot Festival there.
Farmer.
Flower, yeah.
How
Oh,
do you
do you
want?
remember when was it you that I showed the last of the
do
summer
remember
wine flower
Yes,
pots?
yes, you did.
That's
Oh, that's in Seattle.
What do you have to do?
Settle.
Paint them?
they just like make like either TV scenes or like movie scenes and stuff with flower pots. Yeah, they just like
That's
paint
awesome.
them. It's so good.
That's really cool.
Genuinely, really, really cool.
Oh, nice. That's my Hall of Fame pick next time I'm on. Thanks, Andrew.
I was going to say, in the middle upon Teesdale area, they'll do that, but not with the flower pots, but they'll like make kind of scarecrows just to like throw people off, and you drive along, it's just a dude staring at you, and they'll have a sign that says, haha, made you look.
There's a town in Japan like that, apparently, like a little village in Japan where everything's abandoned and people have just made scarecrows everywhere. So when you drive through, it's a bit creepy.
That's
That's what you
horrible,
want,
isn't
isn't it? Yeah.
I think you go into like an abandoned school and there's just scarecrows stood there. No
That's my
thanks.
Stardew Valley farm. all the dead kids buried. Scarecrows everywhere just watching you.
Yeah.
But this was a
Adam
good match.
Stardew Valley base looks like the live action Casper film. All these ghosts flying around. Oh, Dad killed us. Oh, you're so wacky. So yeah, there's a lovely build up to NXT No Mercy.
What a great show.
What a good show.
What a brilliant, brilliant show it was. I think this is the best takeover that isn't a takeover since like the black and gold era. It was really good start to
I was
finish.
going to say, they've been...
Intro was so good.
Boom, boom, boom.
Baron
Dig,
Corbin's
dig, diggity,
face
dig, diggity, dog.
in the models was unbelievable.
I don't know how it works trademark wise and copyright wise with them basing a
I was
pay-per-view
thinking
off
like that,
of
like,
no, off of AEW's video game, but I think they did a really good.
Oh,
Come on.
Jail, KO.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game.
AEW released a video game this year? Wow, let's see how many people are playing it still. So, where is my notes or whatever they're in front of me here? The destructive Blair Davenport sent another message to the NXT women's locker room by defeating, what the hell are you talking about? Upstart newcomer Kalani Jordan to kick
Yeah,
off
on the
No
pre-show.
Mercy. Oh, okay. My bad. I skipped it. Davenport mocked her opponent throughout the match, but her overconfidence backfired as Jordan rallied with her innovative and athletic offense. Despite the NXT universe firmly in a corner, Jordan couldn't muster up enough mustard to overcome her veteran opponent as Davenport's suplex driver gave her the victory. After the match, Gigi Dolan hit the ring to exact some payback on Davenport after latter attacked her on the most recent episode of NXT. Oh,
Yep.
I did the descriptions for this one.
thank you. They're very well written.
Thank you. I got them off WWE.com. If you click the events page.
And the proper start of this, Baron Corbin defeated Bron Breakker. Before the match could begin, Corbin and Breakker brawled at the ringside area, and their fight even spilled in the crowd. Once the bout officially started, the two superstars continued to tear each other apart with their signature offense, with Breakker hitting a rib-cracking spear.
It was rib cracking.
It was.
And-
you heard them?
Remember that one?
Ow, it went, ow, my ribs. And Corbin smashing the badass through the announce table. Out of nowhere, Mr. Stone launched himself off the top rope at Breakker and was swiftly tossed out of the ring, but the distraction allowed Corbin to hit End of Days and walk out of No Mercy the victor. It was fine seeing these two big bastards hit each other to celebrate Fat Bear Week, but Baron Corbin was he supposed to be the face?
I don't
or
know.
the
I
most,
have no
the
idea.
least heely heel? Because it's like, all right.
He's still acting like a heel. Obviously,
Yeah.
with all the ending that happened as well. Not that that's necessarily his fault, because Mr. Stern was just getting involved to get some retribution on.
No, they're no longer around.
No, I know Maffew. They don't no longer around. But do you know what? It was odd. I like this match though.
I really
thought it
like
was-
the match.
I thought it was great.
I'm gonna. Obviously, the heel versus heel thing is difficult to do, but first of all, it's really great that Bron Breakker is so hated that he can eclipse the heat, I guess, that Baron Corbin has. He's that effective as a heel. That's a good thing, and I think this is like this NXT stuff with Corbin, it's done the most for his character in years. Like, people actually care. He was getting cheered and stuff. I think maybe a natural, organic kind of transition to a babyface thing, people might get behind him.
Yeah.
He's great, Corbin.
Yeah,
he really fits in NXT.
Yeah, he does.
I like his on his bike, where he was on his motorbike, but he's so tall, he just basically just pushed him with his legs the whole entire time.
He'd have his legs up in the air like that.
Can I ask you a question as well, Maffew?
You
right?
can. It's a podcast.
Not often watching NXT on the regular. Does Bron Breakker usually come out with his furry thing on his head?
No, he does not.
He is King Yith now. That's what we'll call
That
him.
we were all surprised. Like, we were like, wait, was this because they cancelled the DJ Yif match and went, well, we killed the wolf. We need to put it on someone's head.
What animal was it? I thought it was a bear.
No, it's
then
a
I was like,
wolf.
oh, is it like a dog-faced
'Cause it's
gremlin
like
thing?
a-
Is it a,
That's what I thought they were
was a
doing.
mind game. I couldn't work it out because it was.
It's just,
great.
he's not done that before. If his new thing is that, then
Sexy.
woof woof moo moo, as we say on this podcast, famously. Respect.
Yeah.
And it's another reason why people are going to be disappointed that Ross isn't on this, not just because of seeing Newcastle apparently being King Poo right now, but also it's like, wait, there's another furry. Ross.
There is.
Ross can discover himself week after week.
I can't wait to see WWE sell those on the store.
What, half a wolf?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
They're sending people aren't on TV much. Like Shante and bloody... Who else is on SmackDown out there? Like, I hate killing these wolves. Cedric Alexander's like, oh, God. It's a living. Trick Williams defeated Dirty Dominic Mysterio to win the North American Championship. Mysterio was not pleased with special guest referee Dragon Lee, believing him to be biased. And Williams took advantage of Dirty Dom's arrogance. An errant dropkick from Mysterio knocked out Lee, but the champ didn't appreciate the replacement official either, knocked him down to the ground too. Trick Willie took advantage of the distractions and nailed a kick square on Dirty Dom's jaw to deliver himself his first taste of championship gold.
Very
A bit of a
match.
shocker, wasn't it?
It was. I think the biggest shock is the fact that Dom was able to go back-to-back having normal matches. I mean, he had the one with Dragon Lee on the previous week of NXT where you're like, this is actually Dom, not doing stuff with Rhea Ripley or the Damian Priest, who's from Father Ted, according to me, interfere and stuff like that, able to do it by himself.
It was really good.
It was.
Whether it was, I thought it was a super kick, but that Dragon Lee took as well. His body crumbled, like you know in GTA 5 when you jump and press square, it's just like this dead way. There was no physics. They're like, oh no, sorry, I guess there was all the physics in him when he took that. It was mint. It was so good to see everybody firmly in the corner of Trick Willie as well. Like the whole crowd was just chanting for him and everything, and it was really, really cool. A nice feel-good moment, this one.
It was. And I think he's going to have a really lengthy reign, so.
Yep.
Stop it. NXT Tag Champs Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo of the Italian restaurant that Jack fears defeat Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, the Kissing Cousins, the Creed brothers, who were related but don't do that, and OTM. Disaster Nate struck the family as Tony D left the match with a right knee injury, but he triumphantly returned to battle alongside his partner and the underboss. The match would devolve into anarchy, I love who writes these, as all four teams found themselves in the ring, even hitting each other with a quad suplex. In the end, the Don, on one leg, managed to hit Bada Bing, Bada Boom with Stacks to retain their title.
What a great name for a finishing move.
It's great to shut your eyes and imagine the match taking place. Wow.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, not sort of regularly keeping up with NXT as much as maybe I should. I forget how good the tag division are. It's so good, and this match was amazing as well. I like Humberto and Angel's new attire and everything. And Humberto's got Buddy Murphy's trunks on now.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Did you know he's got them?
Have you seen? He's got like the little slits and stuff in him and everything. Like
No,
it's pretty
actually, I didn't
cool,
know.
yeah. It's pretty
Well
cool,
done you
pretty
for
cool.
paying attention.
Well,
Felt a bit sort of, dare I say it, a bit of an AEW match because they seemed to be ignoring all the rules and everybody was in there at once at various points, weren't they? It all sort of broke down, but in a really fun way. It was good, and it's the right result as well,
yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, just seeing
Something
all these
different on
crazy
the card.
moves.
Yeah.
It is funny to me that I swear, like, everyone's got the cool moves and the quad suplex and the dive and all this crazy stuff the Creed brothers do. I swear the Dons one of their trademark moves that they'll get put in the WWE games is, oh no, injury. Like, that's a key thing to do on the big matches. He saves that for the premium live events. Oh, well. But yeah, I don't know why they're still tag champs, though. It's like, okay. They're getting cheered just because they're not killing people anymore. Sorry, attempting to kill people. I beg your pardon.
People, yes.
They're just over, aren't they? They're just entertaining to watch. I like seeing them with the belts. You're not a fan?
Have you seen the segment? Of course, yeah. I'm telling people don't watch NXT weekly.
Yeah, maybe that's
hey, it's a stereotype. And then people are like, yeah, we like that.
It is fun, though.
It is fun. I agree. Maybe, as you say, it's because we don't watch it.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you guys like it.
Yeah,
and the crowd seem to go, all right, we'll cheer them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the best way to dip in and dip out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
that's
the
it.
Canadian voice
Like
again,
my
Maffew.
mama's speaking. Hey, Canadian restaurant. Just plays the anthem on a loop. Backstage, Campbell congratulates Trick Willie on capturing the North American title. Kamala says that they are them. Trick tells Mello that all the NXT champion needs to do now is retain against Dragunov before they can tear the town up tonight. Because as Pac, the Georgie wrestler...
I put Georgie instead of Geordie. I'm so sorry.
I just ignored that. As Pac, the Georgie wrestler. Trey said, California knows to party.
They sure do.
That was just good stuff written well and said worse. NXT Heritage Cup champion Noam Dar defeats Butch. The first round went to a draw, but as Butch was manipulating Dar's joints, the champ leveled a cheap shot on the challenge. It says levied? L-E-V-I-E-D.
Levied. Yeah,
Hit him with a pair of jeans. Cheap shot on the challenger after bell. Butch recovered on the second round, but distraction from Last Legend, and Cara Jackson allowed Ora Mensa to clock Butch, allowing Dar to pick up the first fall. The third round was Butch's as he tied the contest with a big-time bitter end, but a submission attempt at the end of the fourth round kept the bout tied. Round 5 came and went without a fall, and in the waning moments of the final round, Gallus appeared, and Joe Coffey laid out Butch with all the best for the bells to secure the win for Dar. This feels like when you get like people explain like old boxing matches that people couldn't see. Obviously, he's hearing it on the radio. And a triumphant contest as Joe
It's the
Coffey.
bloody Canadians again.
It's just a fun voice to do.
I always like the Heritage Cup matches. I think it's something a little bit different, and I also like how they sort of start off ground and pound to begin with, like trying to get all the submissions and all the grapples and stuff in at the start, and then towards the end it just explodes, doesn't it? And they try and go for all the big moves towards the end, and I just like it.
Yeah, I usually like it. This one, 4 out of 5 of the rounds I liked because the story was, can Butch overcome Noam Dar and all the people interfering on his behalf? Okay, that's a great story. But then round 5 happens, and Noam Dar's storyline thing, his character is supposed to be he's a divvy, he's a doylem, he's whatever. And then Butch is hitting him with every finishing move, and he's kicking out of all of them. You're like, wait, even Noam Dar, he's supposed to be like the snivelly little hee-hee-hee, you know, like the weasels from Wind in the Willows type. He's kicking out of every finish. I'm like, isn't that
I hadn't
okay?
thought of that. I think that's a really fair
I think that
point.
took away from it slightly, but the rest, 4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah.
As Meatloaf once said. And yeah, I like the fact that we've got variety on the show, so we've got that. And the fact that Noam Dar's doing this character and this stuff so well.
Yeah, he really is. I am thinking about it as well whilst watching this show. I was like, there's a little bit of everything, and it kind of reminded me of the Attitude Era pay-per-views and stuff as well, in terms of like all the different kind of things that we've got.
This is the WrestleMania X7 of NXT.
This is
No,
there was
like a Lions Den
feel-good
match
moments
or,
on it,
you
wasn't
know.
there?
No, it was a proper weekend of variety.
Yeah.
NXT and AEW pulled out of the bag.
Yeah.
in
Especially
that
the
respect.
presentation in terms of like obviously the No Mercy start package thing as well,
Yeah.
with the presentation of the game.
Have
and
you played
everything.
No Mercy? It sounds
Yeah,
like a really dumb thing, but...
No, yeah. I played WrestleMania 2000. That was the first one
good
that I
lad.
played.
Is that the same engine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then No Mercy afterwards as well. And yeah. So
Lovely. Yeah.
Doesn't do anything for me.
There's not.
Nah.
So I was a PlayStation kid, and
okay.
SmackDown 2
Raw
Raw
on
with
PlayStation.
No.
No. Raw on
SmackDown 2.
Xbox, SmackDown on PlayStation.
No, because there was Raw. There was like on PlayStation 1, they had like Raw, and I think that was on the same engine as the ECW game.
which was WWF Attitude. That
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Raw was a different.
No,
Yeah,
I think
no,
you're
Raw
you-
on the
you-
Xbox.
I think you're
No.
confusing something
No,
there.
no,
It
no,
wasn't
I
Raw
swear
on
down.
PlayStation 1, no.
Was it not? Was it?
No.
Maybe,
Battle of the
maybe
Video
it was-
Game Boys. Here we
maybe
go.
it was Attitude. I thought it was Raw.
You've got that bloody Wrestling with Pixels book on your desk that gives
Yeah.
me PTSD every time I
and I
walk
think you're
past
right.
it.
I think
and
it
you're
is the
getting
Attitude
stuff
one.
wrong about wrestling video games.
I think it was.
He's disrespecting
There was
you.
you were right.
one. There was
He's disrespecting you.
WrestleMania.
It wasn't the Raw.
Sorry, WWF.
my telephone?
WrestleMania the arcade game by Acclaim. Then WWF in your house.
Awful.
Yeah, which
Really bad.
WrestleMania one's
Raw
alright.
was
but-
released on the SNES as well.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Raw-
There was
yeah,
a
Raw
game
for
on
the Mega Drive and SNES.
and then the Xbox.
I want
Yeah,
my
that's a
telephone
completely different thing. Yeah,
Goldberg on the cover.
yeah that's right.
think-
A completely
what's the
different
one-
engine.
What's the one with Steve Austin on the cover?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
That's Warzone.
Yeah, you mean WWF
That's what I'm
was
thinking.
Oh, hit him! I liked Warzone.
I only look at
Yeah,
pictures.
Warzone was good.
Warzone was all right, but it doesn't replay well. Whereas the
I'll knock you out, mate.
well, I can go back.
Well, if you hit us with your wrestling knowledge, you won't even dent
God, Jesus,
Oh my God, I
man.
can't believe he said it. We're all thinking it.
There are people seething listening to this right now. We got there in the end.
Stop getting wrestling video games wrong. They're yelling furiously
I
themselves.
apologize.
People can't
I was
sleep
in
now.
the
They're
wrong.
tossed and turning, going, of course.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry, Maffew, as well.
I forgive
I
you.
tried to.
I also apologise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you better had.
There's going to be a sudden cut in the video. Andrew's there with a black eye.
Well, thank you we had a small break. By which I mean my legs.
He needed the toilet, promise.
Yeah, well, this happens when you piss blood. Ilya Dragunov defeated Kamala Hayes to win the NXT title. Oh no! Guess that party's cancelled then. Dragunov preyed on the lack of confidence that he instilled in Hayes in the weeks leading up to their highly anticipated rematch. Oh, this is like the trailer for the match, isn't it?
They're good at what they do, aren't they?
Yeah, and he battered the champ with a bevy. Is that bevy? These
Yeah.
are words I would never say out loud. A bevy of vicious strikes. Both superstars were forced to dig deep as their signature moves failed to win them the match, highlighted by Hayes missing his nothing but net leg drop. After countering nothing but net, Dragunov went to extreme measures to win the match and hit a super H-bomb. Jesus Christ, Ilya! I'd say that's extreme. He really wanted the title. I'm sorry. To win the NXT title, ushering in his new reign as champ. But at what cost?
I won't copy and paste next time.
No, please do. That's great.
Good for him. Clean win. It's great. It's the way that his reign should kick off, and he's going to be the face of NXT for the next year or so at least, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fair play for them. I mean, it has to be said that obviously they'll be emphasizing the German aspect rather than the Russian aspect of Ilya Dragunov the last few months. But considering the current political landscape, the fact that they've gone, no, we're going to keep at it. Mm-hmm. We've got a proud babyface Russian as the NXT World Champ. Mm-hmm. They went with it.
Match. It was such a good match as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
The real
God.
world be damned. We'll just be like the early 90s, pretend it doesn't exist. For WWE. Yeah, so well done there. And again, it was like, almost like, Curb Your Enthusiasm levels of like, well, I don't need Trick Willie in my corner. I'll just defend the title without him.
Yep.
Bit him in the arse.
It sure did.
No, he hit the H-bomb. He would never die. He never do the other thing you just said. But yeah, and it was just hitting moves. Bloody Ilya looks like a physics test engine. The way he takes moves, he's just...
I think you were going to say a physics teacher then. Just looks like a physics teacher.
We put that suit on. I listened to him explain trigonometry.
His body is insane in terms of like, it just looks peak perfect. It's mad. Look at me lusting over Ilya Dragunov. But,
You're only human.
Who wouldn't lust over
You're only
Ilya
human,
Dragunov?
and he maybe is.
Yeah, man.
got the crazy eyes.
superhuman, I think. After that bloody matchup, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I can see you
Don't have
looking
to
at me. I feel like you're judging
No,
me.
I was looking down there, just checking.
I'm trying. It's okay.
Yeah, you're up.
Stiff.
We got a look at the women competing in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. Could we just skip this?
You can if you want.
Okay, great. NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch defeated Tiffany Stratz in Extreme Rules match, the rematch. The action was fast and furious. You'd think Vin Diesel was in it. As Becky Lynch showed up with a shopping cart full of weapons, ready to battle the bombshell. That is Stratton. Enough bombs in this match. Bloody hell. There's nothing left of the area after this. Lynch used some innovative tactics to batter her opponent, including dumping Stratton into a pile of broken dolls, which didn't get a big reaction from the crowd, but I thought it was nice. Stratton came right back at the champ, crushing her through a steel trash can and smashing her into the steel steps. After attacking Stratton with a barbed wire bat, Lynch was smashed through the barricade thanks to Stratton's back handspring, which looked nice. Stratton followed up with a gravity-defying swanton bomb onto the man through a table, mostly. Stratton went for broke and attempted her prettiest moonsault ever, but she missed and landed on a pile of chairs, so it was the ugliest moonsault ever. Lynch then hopped up to hit a manhandle slam to retain the NXT Women's Champion, and apparently just split her bloody arm wide open, and they showed a shot. I'm not a sophisticated human being, as you know. I was very confused that they showed the big old cut with like yellow chunks coming out of it.
I think it's muscle, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was fat. Maybe it is muscle.
On her arm.
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. I thought I
We don't know
assumed
nothing
it was
about
muscle
that.
because she doesn't have much fat in her arms, right?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's got fat.
I've never really seen something like that happen, so I was just like, what? Okay, we're just going to discount that.
It was.
but-
It was pretty gruesome
It
for them
was.
to be actually showing that, and then they repeated it on Raw, didn't they? I'm sure
Yeah,
they
on-
fight, and they went. Oh, look away if you're squeamish,
Yeah.
and obviously nobody does. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, how squeamish?
Well,
Oh,
I'll decide if I'm squeamish. Oh, yeah, I'm squeamish.
yeah, it's a bit much.
Hey, there was some fair spots in this match. You know when Becky puts Tiffany in the trolley?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I think she like smashes her head on the back. You know where the child sits in the,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
trolley.
yeah.
Like she puts her in, but I think her head,
The
like,
Bam Margera spot. Yeah.
yeah. It was a really good match. This
Yeah,
like,
it's
really,
great.
really good.
I didn't fully get Tiffany until this match, and she is a star, isn't she? Ross is completely right. She's got
It's so
everything, isn't she? She's
Ross
gonna
is
be
beaming right now with
Yeah,
how good
right.
the people are in NXT, and then people watch stuff like this and go, "Oh, Ross's fascination with this show is well deserved." There's some really good talent here amongst the cavemen people and the rest that happens on the show. And Tiff Stratt is one of them who's gotten really good, really quick.
Yep.
Yeah, they said she's only been in it for like 2 years, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which is
Unreal.
mental to think about.
Yeah, she's like
Going
the
up against
guns in
Becky
AEW
Lynch.
have also got the same level of experience. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That is mad, isn't it? It's
crazy,
That
isn't
they've
it?
just like really excelled in such a short amount of time. A lot of people have as well on this new NXT. A lot of people have excelled in such a short amount of time. So good on them.
Yeah, and she's
Good
main
on
eventing against Becky Lynch,
Holding
stars
her
in the
own.
company, and holding her own, right?
Look, the bollocks, didn't she? She was really, really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a really fun, entertaining. There was nothing bad on the show. There was nothing that I disliked on the show. I was entertained by all of it. It was only 2.5 hours long, but it felt like an hour. It just flew by, and you can't say that about all wrestling shows. And I think the sort of the
It's a good
diversity.
segue to the next thing we're about to talk about, isn't it?
Oh yeah. The next. The diversity of the card really, really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a breeze. It was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good for them.
If you don't want to watch all of NXT Weekly, we completely understand. Just listen to Ross talk about it, and you'll make you wish you were, or you feel like you're already there. But if you've got time, these PLEs are all recommended.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. AEW Wrestle Dream.
Another great show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the show closes with Carmelo and Trick Willie backstage. Sorry, Carmelo apologizes for not returning with the NXT title around his waist, but Trick Wills tells him to get over your dafty. Carmelo, and
what he
again,
said.
copy-pasted from the website. Carmelo should be proud of himself, but he's still him. The two embrace, but not before Melo gives the North American title on Trick's shoulder a long, hard stare. Certainly a long, hard thing you'd like to give him. AEW Wrestle Dream 0 pre-show.
I need to
Tony-
apologise. All I've seen of the pre-show, right, is because I had about 16 hours of wrestling to watch yesterday.
Yeah, bless you,
catching
mate.
up on all of this.
Yeah,
I didn't
shape.
watch the pre-show. The only bit that I've seen is the best bit that I guess you're probably about to talk about now is Tony Khan awkwardly knocking over the photo of Antonio Inoki. It is the best bit of wrestling I've ever seen. It's so funny.
It's like, all hail, Bob, the new king in town.
What a time to do it. What a
Yeah.
time to do it as well. This beautiful, heartfelt
Yeah.
tribute. Great.
Tony Khan announces everyone that the inaugural AEW Wrestle Dream show, which is apparently a tribute to Antonio Inoki, crazy bastard. He's joined in the ring by Inoki's grandsons, Shibata and Rocky Romero. Oh, that's tight.
What?
Inoki's
punctuation there,
grandsons,
isn't there?
Shibata and Rocky Romero, his kids.
Yeah. I'm literally, that's who's there.
His grandsons, I can see it, comma,
His grandsons, Shibata and Rocky Romero. First of all, that comma shouldn't be there, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And then they're all doing that.
Semicolon.
And the only thing better than Tony Khan knocking over the beautiful portrait is the immediate cut to Christian enjoying
For
the
like a
ceremony.
split second, he's just watching and smiling, and then it cuts away
And
again.
he should look at the camera and goes, "You don't even need me to say it, do you?" Like,
It's
I
he has that hot feud with Rocky Romero.
think you were saying maybe you would have waited until the next year's
Yeah.
Wrestle. Like, this is a big tribute to Antonio Inoki, and you've got the man, you flash up the man who takes the mick out of people who don't have father figures.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Fantastic work
So
from them.
good.
Tremendous.
So you might not be doing it
Tremendous.
next year, I guess. So yeah, do it now, and then bloody Tony Khan smashes the picture up. It's just a brilliant, brilliant bit of telly. His face, Tony Khan's face when he did it, like he'd seen a ghost.
Yeah. Antonio Inoki's just standing there behind him.
Inoki's picture slapped him. And then Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, Mercedes Martinez, Diamante, lose against the team of Kojima, Lariat, Kojima, Keith Lee, Billy Starks, and Athena in a mixed tag match after Kojima hits Moriarty with a big old lariat. The highlight was Excalibur proclaiming that Kojima's the head of Bread Club, and Jim Ross going, "You have to explain that to me, pal." And then Excalibur didn't. He just sometimes just like, nah, I've had enough of this.
What a guy.
Yeah, this was a match.
It was fun. Everybody got little spots in. Yeah, they were fine.
This is very cruel. It says here, fans are literally falling over for Claudio Castagnoli versus Josh Barnett. What, to get away from it? I didn't hear a single noise out of them.
When Claudio was walking towards the ring with John Moxley, like through the crowd, just this woman just like falls over.
Oh, really?
He showed me that
Yeah,
as well, didn't
No, I
he?
didn't
Yeah.
see that. I'll pay attention
I
to the
think she's
crowd.
like trying to obviously like get close to them, and she just. But hopefully she didn't faint or anything like that. You know what I mean? But she did. She was just.
Oh, Claudio.
gone.
Tony Khan shoved her, so I saw the mobile phone footage. Wasn't satisfied with.
And they're running away. Claudio wins after neutralizer and ground octopus hold that he turns into a pin. Yes, because obviously Inoki loves the octopus hold.
We saw a lot of octopus holds
yes,
in the show.
Yes, post-match Barnett takes the mic to put Claudio over and says, "This isn't the last time they'll see one another in a ring. God, I hope it is." All the wrestlers love Barnett. Like, they'd like, "Oh, he's so great and all this because he blah, blah, blah." And you're like, yeah, right. Didn't you kill a company?
I skimmed through this because I wanted to hear Moxley on commentary saying the naughty word at the end, which he allegedly got fined for later.
We gave you that S for free.
Yeah.
So good.
Moxley was great. He added
not
so
later on.
much to. Whenever he's doing commentary, he's really, really passionate. He's not very Moxley, is he? Because he's quite he's intense.
I think
and
he
everything.
is
but-
Moxley.
I think
because
he was doing the thing where he was like trying not to do the swear words on commentary later by holding the mic, but obviously his voice is so loud that it still comes
yeah,
through
Moxley
the
said,
mic.
"Yeah, it's all right. I covered the mic," and then Xavier says, "Yeah, but we've all got microphones, and you're right next to us, and you're yelling." He's like, "Oh, sorry." Yeah, it's lovely because if you're getting in a fight and you're like, "Oh, we a hated rival or someone who's supposed to be as good as you or better than you," what you want is your loud mate going, "You got this."
Yeah.
He was putting over both guys.
Yeah.
He was absolutely brilliant. Just
It's better than Jim Ross.
You don't want to win at everything, but spicing a little bit of Moxley in the way that they spiced in a little bit of Punk to WWE programming, and I'd be really, really happy with that. And it's proper pleb talk here, but I love his voice. You know, just some wrestlers have awesome voices. Jake the Snake, Austin, Pillman. Moxley's got one of those voices that you really pay attention when he talks, and he was great fun.
Got a beautiful drawl.
He
Yeah,
does,
he
doesn't
does.
he?
He really
I wish I
does.
sounded like that.
Come on, Dragon.
You got a nice voice.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
got a lovely
Oh,
voice.
you got
Stop
such
it.
a nice voice.
So high. It's in the high frequency. You know what I mean? It's shrill.
reckon?
No. You're supposed to have an accent. You're not supposed to sound like every just bland. Hey guys.
I'm right here, Maffew. I'm right here.
But even you don't sound like that. You got your accent. How you speak like a normal human being.
Then I've got my twatty YouTube voice, which is good for
What's that?
attention.
What it sounds.
I'm Adam Pachisi from Cultaholic Wrestling, blah, 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 blah. It's like just like YouTube
Like a
voice.
You're like a musician.
I didn't do it for a bit, but then I sound bored.
I know, dude.
Nothing to be
I'm
fair.
saying this because I hate it, and then I've tried doing voice for myself and goes, "Oh God, my normal voice."
It's
You
weird.
do have to do something
you
like that.
just-
So annoying.
It's weird how it just like automatically switches,
Yeah.
and you just feel a bit wanky, don't you?
Yeah.
When you do it. Like,
Moxley
Then
doesn't
the
do that,
wrestling
though.
match-
No.
Moxley's
No,
Moxley's
it's
too
fine.
cool for that.
Moxley, the YouTuber, just. Hey, what up? Beep, beep, beep. This video is not monetized. Luchasaurus swiftly decimates Nick Wayne after a huge chokeslam from inside the ring to the apron, on the outside, and a clothesline to the back of the head. Thanks, Nick.
Wow. It would be weird if this person then joined forces with this man who just almost broke his back.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass retain their AEW Trios titles against Shane Haste, Mikey Nichols, and Bad Dude Tito of New Japan's TMDK stable. It's so bad because the Acclaimed made reference to the fact that one of them was Slapjack in the WWE. And I don't think most people knew it because it didn't get that big of a pop.
Yeah.
And I thought they did. You know that? I can tell you didn't know that.
I didn't.
But why
realise.
would you? Why would you care? You have the
What's his name? Shane
Haste.
Shane Haste, yeah.
Oh, right.
Used haste, you get more. You get the chance to attack more than once on
Didn't
your
they
turn.
give him some daft gimmick for one thing? They gave him a Crocodile Dundee gimmick. I think I'm
Yeah,
thinking of the
I
right
think you're
guy.
right,
Came out
yeah.
for a Raw Dark match or something. Kitted out like Skinner.
And then they went, no.
Yeah, happened once. No, I forgot about the Slapjack thing, of course, which is good. Good for him. I'm
Yeah.
glad that I've forgotten about it and that's
Yeah.
not lingering
Yeah,
in the
so
memory.
it's like, yeah, slap that Jack, and Carl like, oh, okay. Anyway, this was a match.
It was over before it started, really.
You could skip after as soon as we saw the Tony Khan versus Inoki opener,
And I did.
And it was tremendous.
and then the woman falling. The main card opens with MJF somehow, some way, by Christ, defending the Ring of Honor tag titles in a 2-on-1 handicap match against the right. I was going to stop. I do love you, and I'm not going to poke fun
I'm
because
so
obviously I'm
sorry.
sorry, but you've put handicapped match. It's just a handicap.
I was like buzzing off coffee.
I can tell this is what 4 shots espresso.
There's been a lot to get through.
The match itself is not handicapped. I mean, maybe that would work better. Maybe it fits what they're trying to say a bit better, but we're not going to touch that. Before the match, MJF squashes the rumors that it was he who
It actually
attacked.
says quashes there.
I
Do you
actually
want to
thought.
read it properly?
I actually thought it was a typo.
1-1. Here we go.
Can you use that? Is that how you use quash like that in a
Quash, to
sense?
quash a
Yeah,
rumour,
MJF
to- yeah.
Quash the rumors.
There we go.
But does it mean the same as squash?
I guess it's sort of
It's
like because you
similar.
squash the beef,
Yeah.
don't you? You don't quash the beef, but that's sort
No,
of
with your
means the
crappy
same thing.
frying pan, apparently. It was he who attacked.
Why is Adam get? Adam can't even do anything
I'm
wrong.
not his manager. You don't have to have a go at
It's called deflect, and he's just throwing something and running. Attacked Tofu Jay White, which you can fry, in a pan backstage last week, and said some dastardly villain out there stole the devil mask from his bag. MJ succeeds in body slamming Dooch and shoving Vincent's head up his partner's ass to retain those lovely tag team titles. I think MJF just killed them dead.
Yeah.
On the microphone before
He's
them.
too-
Even though they were already dead to begin with, they had the second death that you hear about.
He's far too good, isn't it? Mike Wise, and obviously just how much the crowd love him as well. I think anybody who's I don't want to say that they're not at like they're not at a good level, but
They're
in
not.
AEW terms,
Yeah.
like and Ring of Honor terms at the moment, they're not at that level, and therefore going up against MJ, it's just a death. It's just death, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just part of the. This was just accessory to the storyline
Yeah.
they're doing there with who was behind the. Was it Officer Bob Brady?
It's like Billy Gunn and The Rock, isn't it? You just can't compete.
I was about to
Just-
say,
yeah.
like, it's so much like when we're watching SmackDown stuff, me and Tom, and watching when The Rock talks to somebody who can just absolutely annihilate, and you're like, oh, you know, if the guy beats you up afterwards, Rock, it's all right. If you annihilate them and then you beat them, like, come on.
And he beat 2 of them.
Yeah. And the crowd were like, yeah, you're losing.
Obviously.
Kingston retains his Ring of Honor World and New Japan Pro Strong Openweight titles against Shibata. The two share a lovely show of respect after physical back and forth. Yeah, and this was a styles clash, which was by design because one of them is all about AJPW and the other one's loves Inoki.
Do you know what? That's what, as we sort of go on forward with the rest of this card, you can tell that it's sort of really grounded in like the Japanese style because it's very, in terms of like we get NXT No Mercy and it feels very like high pace and high octane moves and this, that, and the other. This one felt like just classic wrestling almost, you know, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I was like one of those early early UFC things where it's like, okay, this man who knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and this man who knows karate and kickboxing versus pub brawler. But then the pub brawler won, so it's nothing like the early UFC now I think about it. So
It doesn't do that much for me anymore. The whole like chopping back and forth, no selling, chopping each other harder, show of respect afterwards. I feel like I've seen it about 50,000 times. It's sort of lost its impact on me. It's all well and good, and it's the right show for it as well. I think that's important, but I've just seen that. I think it's a bit played out at this point. I could do with less of it.
I think it was more of it on the show as well, which I think is AEW's biggest negative to me, for someone who loves variety, is say, oh, wow, hey, I love those Canadian destroyers, cutters, topes the outside. I don't want them every match.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Chris Statlander retains her TBS title against Ookie Spooky Julia Hart. What's this? This can't be right. After reversing Julia's heartless submission into a tombstone Sunday Night Fever. Sunday. Combo Wombo for the Combo Wombo. Thank you. Yes.
It was a good match.
It was until the finish, and I was like, and I fell over like that woman in the crowd. Gutted, but it was lovely. This is the most hyped and excited I've been for an AEW women's match.
Yeah.
In what I remember.
It was really cool in that Chris would do something, the crowd would be like, yeah, and then Julia would do something, and then they're also like, yeah. Also, like, it's nice to see both, like, them be on the sides of both people, and hopefully Julia wins the title sooner rather than later. Not that I don't want to see Chris with the belt for a bit longer, but I think Julia's just deserves it.
Some people just
point,
reach that peak. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's ready. Like leaps and bounds, as we were saying. She really has. Her character work's great. Her in-ring work has improved dramatically in the short amount of time that we've seen her on AEW TV. And she felt like she was in the same league as Statlander, which is all you can ask for. Isn't
Big respect for Cynthia from Pokemon.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks win the 4-way tag match again, along with the right to challenge FTR for the AEW tag team titles at any time they so desire. The hell kind of stipulations that? All right, whatever. This was, hey, are you ready for action and stuff, and a match that probably could have been done on Dynamite or Collision. And this is the match for you.
There were two matches that stood out to me as that could have been on Dynamite or Collision, and it was this one and the Starks and Utah one as well.
But this had to be on WrestleDream because they had to hype up the fact that Hookhausen is now DLC on Fight Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can buy it on Steam.
I don't even think they said the name of the game. They just went, you can buy it on the video game.
Video game.
Was it Jim Ross? He was there, was
I can't even remember.
You can buy it for Pitfall.
Yeah. The Phoenix got taken out of the match early on.
Yeah.
So then he could wrestle his match last night.
Yep. Apparently he wasn't super injured or proper injured. He was just has got some nagging recurring things there. So he just got taken out and then left the match. He went, why bother with this one? And he was right. Just I think I'm over the Young Bucks at this point.
I think you know what you're getting, don't you, at this point, when it comes
That's
to
it.
a match like this.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
I don't want to say you've seen it a million times before.
No, you
But
have.
we have.
That's exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say, is that I've seen it enough that I don't feel anything anymore while it's happening. It's all so impressive, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing what they can do. The coordination on display is absolutely bonkers. They are tremendous
There's a
athletes.
big butt coming.
But a weenie butt.
It's another
Tope el butt.
It's another multi-team tag match where everybody's flying all over the place. We're spoiled. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That really is all it is. They're doing amazing stuff, but I just don't feel anything anymore. It doesn't.
Can someone
get me
clip that, by the
excited in a way. it doesn't get me.
That was your
excited in a way.
2023. But no, I'm with you. It's first time you see it, first few years you see it, it's fine. It's why when wrestlers move from one company to the next and it's something different, it's like, yay. But yeah. Young Bucks, love seeing them every month. Once a month. Yeah.
I was disappointed that they won, and I know now we're probably going to get FTR versus the Bucks. Great.
I don't want to see that.
You're not bothered?
The Young Bucks, I'm done with them, and they're, well, we innovate tag wrestling by ignoring the rules. I'm like, I like FTR, who enforce the rules.
Whole point, isn't it?
Shut up, Maffew, double pin. All right, great. And also really highlights one of the situations of AEW with the Young Bucks now are the number one contenders to the AEW tag team titles. One of them's got a shot at the international title on...
But they lost it, though.
Right. Well, chronological.
Spoiler.
All right,
Spoiler. Sorry.
Dr. Bloody Who.
Sorry.
And what they're also the 6-man Ring of Honor champs, I
Yes,
think.
they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, all right.
They don't even. I don't think
And they
they
didn't
came out
wear
with the
them.
bells.
Yeah.
And Hangman didn't wear his later on
What
either.
the
So
hell?
I'm like, what? And I don't think. I don't think Nick wore his this week either.
I don't think they've won them since they won them.
like, okay,
I think they forgot.
fair enough.
All right, great. But who cares about that negativity? Swerve Strickland beats Hangman Page and his poo-coloured pants. shades of HBK at Survivor Series 2002.
Yes.
After Hangman almost pins Swerve with a buckshot lariat, Prince Nana is caught placing Strickland's foot on the bottom rope. This causes enough distraction with the ref for Swerve to hit Page with Prince Nana's crown. 2 house calls and a JML driver for the win. What a match.
Tremendous.
The chemistry
match.
that those two have is bonkers. And it's just getting started, isn't it? That's the best thing.
Yeah.
That's worth getting excited about. Yeah, it was in-ring wise probably match of the night.
I think
I think
I
that's the
think so as
atmosphere,
well.
everything else like that. Obviously, the Seattle
They're
hometown.
both so over, aren't they? The crowd.
Hangman Page.
Well,
what
I-
I mean.
Hangman was on the
Yeah.
night. Hangman was on the night.
I'm just saying,
think-
no, obviously, you had some people supporting him, but it was just
Yeah.
like, people like, yeah, no, we're
Swerve's house, baby.
yep.
No, true.
Whose house?
Yeah.
Which I think again as well with it being in Seattle, I think that was the right call as well to
Yeah.
make. I think the story, as you said, yeah, it's only just getting going. So imagine the other matches we're going to get down the line as well. If this is like the first proper big one that they've had together, then I can't wait for more.
Part of me was like, oh, okay, every match is going to go a bit long and have all these kickouts. But here, it's because I wanted Swerve to win.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, come on, is he going to win? Is he, or is he not? Like, I wasn't too sure. So it was actually the more and more they teased it, I'm like, oh. So a few times I'm like, oh no, come on, please win.
And some of the moves and stuff as well, like the stomp on the apron. Oh, so good. So good.
They've done him right, haven't they, Swerve?
Finally.
Because I was a little
Finally,
bit
yeah.
worried because
Yeah.
it took a while, but they got there in the end, and now
Yeah.
I think he's just so good. I think he's the kind of guy you can build a division around because he's that good.
What we're going to get first, he actually having that blow off with Keith Lee or Jack going to the Italian.
Jack going to the
Jack
Italian.
going to neither are going to happen, are they?
But yeah, fantastic. Please watch this if you can't be arsed watching all 6 hours of AEW. John Moxley and Jim Ross join the commentary team for the Wheeler Yuta versus Ricky Starks pre-show match that somehow found its way onto the main
What was
card.
that about?
Weird.
It's so because in terms of storyline, Ricky Starks had this great series with Danielson, and now it's like, all right, well,
And he lost in
Wheeler,
it, like, yeah, I
that was
get
on
it.
TV, and then they had the one match they had obviously on pay-per-view, but then Wheeler Yuta went, oh yeah, I think you suck.
Yeah,
Ricky Starks like,
what was it?
"Durr,
He
I'll
was
beat
like,
you.
oh,
Like, all right.
I get beat up by Danielson every single day, so I'm hard as nails.
So they had one promo and they called this a grudge match. Who are you kidding? After gesturing and mocking the mannerisms of Moxley throughout the match, along with some distraction tactics from Big Bill, Starks picks up the win on Yuta with a Ricky Tiki Rochambeau. Rochambeau,
South
which you all
Park.
know from that, yeah.
There you go, yeah.
Who was it? It's,
Cartman, Rochambeau, me.
Roger Smith from The Cure. What's his name?
Yeah, Mecha Streisand is
Yeah.
the episode. Great episode.
Mecha Stride.
I'll Rochambeau you for it.
Oh, him and Carl, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was on the pay-per-view. I
Yeah.
just don't get it. I get that they wanted Starks to get a win after losing twice to
Yep.
Danielson and everything, but it wasn't even a great match or anything. It was just there, wasn't it? It was
I think they
short
needed
and-
something to bring the crowd down
You reckon
between
palate-
this
bit of a
and the
palate
next
cleanser?
one. Yeah.
Do you reckon that's what it
Yeah.
was?
I guess it served
But
the
that's
purpose
no way
there.
to build him back up, is it? If you want to build him back up after losing to Danielson twice, then do something proper with him. This hasn't helped him.
Maybe
Well,
it's
the
like,
way
it
he
looks
kept
like
them-
it's sort of leading towards something with Moxley.
Right,
maybe,
whereas the
at this
Blackpool
point.
Combat Club.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
been on pay-per-view.
yeah, I think that'd be pretty
Yeah.
good. And it's all just more Ricky Starks for sure.
He's so cool.
He's so cool.
You know, also cool. Danielson beating Zack Sabre Jr. in a dream match after hitting the New Japan Television Champion. Oh, is that what that giant belt is?
Yeah, it's
That's
not
only
a
the TV.
tea tray.
It's enormous, that one.
big,
That's the
yeah,
TV.
that's the
Wow,
TV
all right,
title.
fair enough. Then. With two Busaiku knees.
Busaiku.
Oh.
He hits him with a Busaiku knee. That's
What's a
his thing.
Busaiku knee?
Well, that's just the name of the
That's what he calls a knee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Danielson offers out his hand to Zack after the match, but as he turns the page in a short sentence speech, he declines the offer and rolls out the ring. John Moxley on commentary looks like he needs a cigarette after watching when he just went down.
He
what can you
loved
say?
it. Moxley was one of
Yeah.
the main points of this match as well.
Yeah.
Just his commentary was phenomenal.
F him up.
Danielson was just beaming, wasn't he? It was obviously just so fun for him to be in there with a guy like Zack, and I'm sure they enjoyed it tremendously. The reversals on display, it's just, again, it's something different to everything else on the card.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got really, really into it.
I was so pleased by the fact that there's so many people there like, yeah, we want to see these two do the technical wrestling for a bit.
Yeah.
And they did. For most of the match, I'm like, oh, technical wrestling can be a bit, all right, I know tech, does one hold, then goes back to doing exactly the same stuff he always does. But no. But the majority of the match, it was like, yeah, let's just go hold for hold and tease and just...
That
do our
dragon
thing.
screw, the dragon screw, and you heard it sounded like it snapped and everything. Oh my god, it was it was a really good match, and it doesn't look like it's over as well. It looks like there's going to be more to it as well, because I think later on, I can't remember, maybe it was on Dynamite as well. There was like talk about sort of wanting to know who was the best technical wrestler, but because
then
he knocked him out. Therefore,
Said you could finish, yeah,
that's
you can do
not-
more.
That's not the way to
Wait,
do
you
it.
kicked me in a technical contest?
Yeah, so which is really
Yeah.
cool. I can't wait to see more of these two together.
Yeah.
I think the chemistry is phenomenal.
Yeah, it was good to say. Zack Sabre, someone mouthed off with him, and Zack Sabre Jr. went, I'm working, dickhead. Yeah, it's everything we wanted it to be and more.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay, Takeshita, and Sammy Guevara of the Don Callis family beat the very Canadian family of Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Kota Ibushi. As everything devolves towards the end, Ospreay distracts Aubrey Edwards enough to allow the father of the century, Don Callis, to enter the ring and clock Jericho with his own bat, Floyd, leading to Sammy getting the pin on Jericho.
Yeah. I'm happy that the heels are still getting the win.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Don Callis' family is still racking up the wins against these big boys.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I think that we've had matches like this very recently, as a matter of fact. But the fact that the bad guys are so hated means that the spots mean something, because they kept on teased it. And actually, no, I want you to hit the move because I don't like him, not because, yay, athleticism. It's like, no, he's like, yeah, they're actually like waiting. And Sammy Guevara back to being a heel. Thank Christ for that, eh?
I swear, he
Let's
should be
never
all
try
along.
that again, all right? And he's just there being Sammy.
Yeah.
Completely unlikable.
Yeah. Just like the real Sammy.
Just like the real. And the wrestler isn't too bad either. You know? But yeah, it was wonderful. And I suppose, yeah, it's the thing I've just said, so I'll stop talking now.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
And yeah,
makes
bad
sense.
guys win. Yeah.
More Takeshita and Kenny as well. I want more matches, just singles matches between them two too, because their chemistry is amazing.
It's so funny as well. Like they can be like, and that's right, Kota Ibushi's here. He's been a bit of a letdown, really, hasn't he? It's like-
Not been what I think a lot of people obviously know him for from the previous stuff he's done. He's been a little bit slow and a little bit sluggish in places, but
and he keeps on bloody losing.
yeah, he keeps on bloody He's missed a step. It's like Kota Ibushi, bloody hellfire.
He's not the Ibushi. He was, and I don't think we'll see that again.
No.
Will we?
No.
It sounded like I was going to cry then. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it did.
No, that wasn't my intention. He's a
Big DDT fan.
yeah. He's a different guy now, isn't he?
Oh well.
Oh well.
Probably shows up like even more out of shape. Like
I think he looks.
has like a big shirty carving fit over his belly. He's like, Kota Ibushi.
I think not that he didn't look in shape before.
No,
but
he
I
does
thought
look in shape. I'm
I
not
thought
saying
he
he's not
looked-
in shape or
I
anything
thought
like
he
that. I'm
looked
just saying.
more than from when he debuted at Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
I thought he looked more in shape even from then.
Yeah, he had ring rust
they-
there, which is fair
putting
enough.
Putting
But
the work in.
I just
putting
want
the effort in.
him, Fat Bear Ibushi is what
We
I
want
want.
Fat Bear Ibushi.
He's hit that part of his life. He goes, nah. Living his best life.
40 now or something.
He must be,
early
right?
40s. Couldn't believe it.
Ridiculous, isn't he?
Yeah.
But apparently he's like son of a rich family, so he just does what he wants.
Oh, fair. Oh,
What a
that's
guy.
why he's in no rush to sign anywhere. And he can, that
What a
makes more. I didn't
guy.
know that.
That's why he just does what he wants and
That's
says
cool.
stuff like, well, I think what was the stuff he was saying? I think I have 8 days a week. It was 8 days a week or 25 hours a
I'm not
day or something like
sure.
that because of what he does with his brain.
What?
He's amazing. That's the stuff he said.
Wow.
Oh, never mind. I think I'll move on. I'll open this box of what Ibushi says in interviews. FTR retained the AEW World Tag Team titles against Aussie Open after hitting a super shatter machine from the top rope on Carl Fletcher. Mark Davis revealed on social media after match that he broke his wrist during the bout, saying, "Sometimes you win him, sometimes you snap him." It's Billy Gunn's lyrics, isn't it? Yes, man. This was a nice little match, but I think it did suffer from a lack of believability that Aussie Open had a chance.
Yeah, you're totally right. But they did put in a good showing.
They
It was a foregone conclusion for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a sensible AEW tag match, and it was. I still really enjoyed it.
We all
actually. I
took
just
our
like
white
watching them
gloves
wrestle.
off and went like that afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
Sensible.
It was decent for what it was, but you're totally right. It was everybody knew who was winning this.
We'll
one.
get there eventually, though. We'll get there eventually, where it's not just that, you know,
I
where
hope
we
so.
where we have them together and we're like, they're gonna do it this time,
Yeah.
and I hope so down the line as well. Yeah, I feel so bad for Mark Davies as well because I feel like it's not been that long since he's come back from injury already.
That was the thing, wasn't it? Then AEW signed them even though they were injured, just to show like that the faith they had in them.
Yeah, and then this is going to happen again, bless him. But it looked pretty brutal as well because I think it was like off a kick. I think someone was on someone's shoulders.
Yeah.
Davis gets kicked and he does the kick and goes down, and it looks like he lands pretty bad on his thing.
Okay.
And then there's like another double team spot where everyone just like dumps themselves on top of him as well, like to add even more to it, bless him. But what a guy. Finished it like a professional.
What a professional.
What a professional.
Oh. And the main event, which everyone went, wait. Christian Cage versus Darby Allin is headlining. Oh, better get those articles ready just to publish this. The great and honourable Christian Cage retained his TNT title against Darby Allin in a 2 out of 3 falls match. First fall win to Darby, who pulls Christian's own turtleneck over his eyes and rolls him up with a jackknife pin. The bastard. Christian gets a second fall via countout after brutally suplexing and body slamming Darby on the steel steps like 3 times. Christ.
To be fair to him, though, he kind of changed the trajectory a little bit to begin with when he was like, I don't know if I can actually clear this with him.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of dropped him just down on the floor and then he repositioned.
And I thought, sure, Darby was like, no, it's all right, I can take it.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Off you go.
Bonk. With Bryce down after a stray spear from the champion, he said, Christian grabs the title, ready to hit Darby. However, Nick Wayne enters to stop him. Wayne grabs the title from Christian and gets ready to clatter the champ before instead thumping Darby straight in the head, giving the nicest man alive, Christian Cage, the victory. Yeah, this was a nice feud ender. Nice way to headline a pay-per-view in a tribute to Inoki, I guess. He loved people running in with belt shots and stuff like that. But yeah, it was lovely having Nick Wayne do the thing that we've all suspected, because which is actually making the best of the bad situation with AR Fox.
Yeah.
Well, they had to really rush to that angle. It turns out he can't come to the UK for whatever bloody reason. So Darby's like, my friend AR Fox.
So it makes sense,
who's got
doesn't
the
it?
shirt that still had the blood of Nick Wayne off the beatdown. And Nick's like, no, I'm not on board with this, pal.
It would have been even weirder if this had kept going on and Nick was still on the side of Darby. So it makes sense for this.
Yeah,
to happen.
and I
I'm
think
happy
it's
to
nice
see
because
that.
Christian keeps on threatening Nick Wayne's mum with a good time, and
he's gonna give her one now.
Nick's looks like that'd be great actually if you were my dad.
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that.
He is his father.
That's right. Aw, it was so nice as well. Again, just Nigel on commentary going, well, all the pro-Christian chants being started by Nick Wayne's mum in the crowd. God, he's great, Nigel. I love you so much, mate.
So good. And that was the end of the pay-per-view.
That was it. And you're like, wow, Nick Wayne doing that in the main event. Wow, it's a big push for him.
It is, yeah.
The little lad.
The little lad that
He has to get his
could.
ID out to buy bloody Monster Energy. God. Post-match, Nick with his new father and pet dinosaur. Wow, that's it. You get a pet dinosaur on the deal. Jesus, put the beat down. Christian's your dad. Luchasaurus is your dog.
Is your
great.
dog, yeah.
Yeah. And Sting shows up. Wow, great. So he gets beat down, obviously. Idiot. And they set up...
You're not a fan. You're reacting.
No, here comes Sting to take on Christian, Nick Wayne,
sure.
Luchasaurus by himself. So obviously that got set up for a concerto when the lights suddenly go out. Tron shows a video of a mysterious figure driving a classic muscle car through the mean streets of Shallow. I don't think they needed that, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
Don't know about
I
that.
did like the video package, but didn't he drive over a bit of road that said
Rated R. So you're like,
so-
who could that be?
Well, he could have just his music could have hit. They
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
music, right?
Yeah.
If you just heard, think back to the Rumble when he came back, just that opening, "You Think You Know Me" is one of the best stings in wrestling music history. Not that one. Yeah, Sting.
Oh, look at you being funny.
Thank you. Sorry, it's my job. And no, I agree. But you know what? At the same time, it was everybody
It's a
knew it was
moment,
coming.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Special
it
moment.
was. What is their obsession with doing these big movie style video packages?
It looked like the Costa bomb. Finally on a recording from different angles. It's like, yeah, we don't care. Who is it? And his wife saying, "You think you know?" Yeah. It's
brilliant.
Edge.
I wish he'd
I tried
stop-
to do it like was it Josh Matthews on ECW on Sci-Fi for Christian? It's Edge.
Oh, it's Christian.
Christian's brother.
Bury him on the
Yeah.
I wish he'd stop running across that pissing stage. You never see him when he comes out. You know when he does the big return and the big debut here? You can't follow him. They miss him every time. Go, pose, and then go and run. Make sure everyone can see it. No, it's really
He's
good.
young, dumb, full of cum. You got to let him do what he's got to do. And thankfully, they should have. Well done for showing restraint and not cutting away and missing the spear.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Adam enters the ring. There's a stare down with Christian, who passes Copeland a chair and teases the concerto on Sting. However, he's a good boy, everybody. He hits Christian's newborn son, Nick Wayne, with a chair, chases off Cage, and spears Luchasaurus before closing out the show by shaking hands with Darby and Sting for your feel-good WrestleDream ending. It must be a WrestleDream.
It was lovely.
It really was. It was good. I feel like I've gotten unnecessarily harsh on a couple of bits there, but by and large, I thought it was a really, really strong pay-per-view. Again, it was, 4 hours on the main card, flew by. Can't ask for much more than that. And I thought the Edge debut, little video package aside, take it or leave it, it was really well handled. And I think we'll get to Dynamite shortly, but they paid it off beautifully. I thought it was a really nice continuation there as well.
And the fact that they've sort of kept the whole package still as well, as much as obviously they can, they still got the Rated R Superstar name because WWE didn't renew the trademark since like 2020 or something like that.
I read that they never had it to begin with, right?
Really?
Yeah, somebody sent me a message on Discord saying that they applied for Rated R Superstar, but Rated R is already a registered trademark, and adding the word Superstar doesn't differentiate it enough for it to be a valid trademark, so it's turned down. So that's what I read.
Rated R's a okay, yeah.
R rating, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Rated R. Maybe it's just one of these things you can't trademark, is it? Oh, okay,
maybe Rated R is trademarked by someone else that isn't the Motion Picture Association of America. Is that who owned that? I don't know. So apparently they didn't have. But you're totally right. The fact that they kept so much of the presentation, it's basically everything except the name, isn't it?
Yeah, because he still does the pyro. Well, I mean, you can't really trademark, I guess, like a gesture or whatever. Can you?
The music was so important. I saw a lot of people going like, "Oh, well, if he's a new Edge, if he's a new Adam, if he's Adam Copeland now, they should give him a new look, and new gimmicks." Oh, don't fix what's what's not broken. It was exactly what it should have been.
Yeah.
From what I saw on the camera when he was making his entrance.
And you knew it was a big deal.
Bitter.
It was a big deal because you saw people being miserable that it happened online. So I went
Miserable? I don't understand.
The traitor. Which is like, yes, these are the genuine emotions were missed. Like that settled crowd saying, like, oh, they won. Oh. We'll have a break now.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Monday Night Raw. Hot start as Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Scrap at the top of the ramp. Rodriguez tries to save Shayna, but accidentally boots her face off. Oh no, like in that film. Nia starts battering Raquel, but Rhea returns and it's all breaking down. Face off.
There we go.
Ross would have got it. Rhea knackers the security too. She calls out the rest of Judgment Day because they need to talk. Out comes Dom and Priest. Rhea chastises Priest for not keeping things under control and allowing Dom to lose the NXT North American title. Damian Priest puts the blame on Dom, saying if he isn't come home with a title, then he shouldn't bother coming home at all. As someone points out in the crowd, Mommy's going to spank that ass, Dom. Jay also comes out, they're clearly interested, welcomes back Rhea and celebrates the size of her balls. Dom says he's going to take care of Jay, but eats a super kick. Suddenly, JD, Muck, don't Google me, attacks Jay from behind, but out comes Cody to make the save. The babyfaces clean house, and the match is made official. Cody and Jay versus Balor and Priest for the Undisputed Tag Titles at Fastlane. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that is happening, isn't it?
Yeah. Fastlane.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts here.
Yeah,
There's a lot to digest, but everything I think made sense. I think Rhea's return was really good as well.
Really good.
Really good.
That's why he's so cool.
That's clever. He's a smart guy, isn't he?
He holds it so well. He's so modest.
Yeah, handsome. It sort of made you realise, like, something's lacking from Raw when Rhea's not on there, isn't it?
Really
Like, you sort of
did.
noticed it over the last few weeks, so it's really, really good to see her back. Oh, she was doing something at the pay-per-view. We're going to have to wait longer for Nia versus Rhea.
This is watch the Fastlane to see Rhea at ringside. I'm people like, yeah, good enough.
I will do, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Even though a lot of the stuff has been sort of just relegated to that in terms of coming out at the ringside for Judgment Day matches, like she has really been missed in these 2 weeks.
The ringside stuff, like even though like maybe she's not advertised for a match, she's enough of a draw, and her involvement is enough in those matches that I think people are still paying to see what Rhea does from ringside, which is a really good position to be in.
We've not had someone in that position since Sable And it's funny enough you say that because Cultaholic recently put out a video about the rise and fall of Sable in WWE, and I thought it was a really good listen.
That's right. Yeah, the true story of.
Just a
Well
listen.
done.
Just,
Lovely.
just a listen, everybody. Not a watch, just a listen.
I said the wrong word, and I tried to get through it, and I would have got away with it.
Don't watch any of Andrew's editing.
Yeah, don't watch that. Just a
stick
listen.
on in the background.
Just a
YouTube
listen.
Premium, you can minimise. You don't have to watch any of Andrew's hard work.
Nice one. No, I won't mess it. No, yes, Jack did a very good job with that.
2-1.
Commentary hypes Jade Cargill's arrival in WWE, putting her over strong, maybe even stronger than AEW have put her over this year.
All the big press quotes, people coming in. Well, I can't remember who it was, Forbes or something.
Yeah.
But making a massive deal of her. I thought she was going to go to NXT. She's going straight main roster, isn't she?
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, a lot of the stuff that they're using have been using, like, her quotes saying, oh, I'm going to go after Belair or Rhea or, like, all the big names as well. So it looks like they are just going to pop her straight in there.
I hope so. I mean, that Dakota Kai, she better watch her ass, you know.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Dakota.
Because I thought the reason that Becky got the NXT title was to put
Cargill.
say again? Cargill, put Cargill over. Sorry, brain fart there. But obviously that's not the end game there. But it'll be good to see her straight on the main roster.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The AA versus Imperium. Gable in control until he's dropped on the ring apron and the beatdown begins. Hot tag, and in comes Otis, who batters both men. The Kaiser ends up hitting an Enziguri to pick up the win for Imperium. Another tribute to Inoki.
Yeah.
Straight on move, the Enziguri.
What's
Wasn't
happening?
sure if that was deliberate or not. But
What's happening with Imperium and Giovanni Vinci? Because they keep treating him a bit.
he's the
bit
Wheeler
poorly.
Yuta of Imperium.
I guess he
He's
is
like,
a little bit.
we lost. It must be your fault.
I feel bad for him. They're not gonna like. He's not gonna split from him though, right? They're gonna still stay together. Because do you remember when Kaiser was losing matches when him and Gunter had just started teaming up on the main roster? And
When he was
Gunter
getting him the
just
chops,
like,
yeah.
just like chopping him, but nothing ever really.
And then he
came
just,
of that.
because he started winning matches.
Yeah, so I guess
And Gunther went, oh, that's all I wanted. Cheers.
yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that is it, and they just like build them up to then take the tag team titles.
There's always a reason for like, oh, if we did something bad, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the others looking good. And look good, they did.
They did.
Again, these four lads are really part of the reason to watch Raw thing every week. I
Yeah,
think.
for sure. I hope. I don't know how much longer we'll see Gable and Otis teaming together because I think it is time. I think you sort of got to capitalize on Gable's popularity right now and get him doing more single stuff. No disrespect to Otis, obviously, who is also fantastic. I'd like that to wrap up sooner rather than later, which isn't to say I've not enjoyed it, but I really do think you got to strike while the iron's hot with Gable and get him doing more of that stuff.
Well said. We get a replay of Stratton versus Lynch at No Mercy and look at Lynch's gammy arm. And boy, was it ever. Looks like it's full of cheese. Not quite. Adam Pearce tells... I thought it was still like the stuff they put in dog food.
What? Or like the jelly
Yeah,
chunks.
that's what I thought it was.
Oh,
Anyway.
it does
You
look a bit
thought
like
they'd
that,
packed
actually.
her wound full of dog food?
No, I didn't. The doctors there, they're rubbish.
Went to the vet.
Adam Pearce tells Tegan Knox NXT title match with Becky has been postponed. So in comes Chelsea Green, who pokes fun at Tegan until Adam Pearce sets up a match between the two tonight. Later on, Becky confronts Tegan and says she will get a match at a later date before Natalya approaches Knox to say, I'm proud of you.
Why is she there?
Because she's proud of them.
Natalya.
It's
And you
gonna
give
be
it because she's
it's gonna be
proud.
Another makeshift tag team, isn't it? That's how it's going to end up.
Oh, no.
Another makeshift tag team
So one of
featuring
the-
Natalya that goes nowhere.
Something bad's going to happen to them then.
Yeah.
I feel like they've we'll get obviously to it with NXT, but I feel like they've kind of just like foreshadowed that Tegan's not going to get the belt anyway. Because of
reckon?
all this stuff. Well, I mean, it felt, do you know, but at least give her like a moment to feel like she could do it. They've already set up Becky's other competitor. Like, what?
Yeah, and with Natalya there, it's like they've introduced the backup plan before the match. So, right, once you lose, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I'll hang about with you, and we'll lose tag matches together. Great.
We'll go on adventures. Bronson Reed defeats Cedric Alexander. Cedric did get a bit of offense in, but is quickly put away by the big man with the tsunami. Yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, Cedric, yay. Oh, it's
Oh,
gone.
bye, Cedric.
Well, how as an audience member can you get into that when you know what the result's going to be? And it's fine, they're pushing Bronson Reed at the moment, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever push Cedric. So it's just sad, isn't it?
It is
I like
sad.
Cedric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good squash, though.
Yeah, it was decent.
He looks so good. Not that Bronson never did look good in the first place, but I can't wait to see him elevated a little bit more.
That finish is bonkers, isn't it?
Oh, and Wade Barrett on commentary for it as well.
The sexy splash. Drew McIntyre tells Adam Pearce he doesn't want to be on Miz TV, but does have something to say to the crowd. Drew says he doesn't have to explain himself to anyone backstage, but is loyal to his fans and himself. He's interrupted by Miz, who is angry about Drew's behavior. And although Drew wants a match right now, Miz isn't dressed appropriately. Miz starts walking away but attacks Drew from behind. A match is then set up. Shirts versus skins. Yeah. Drew sets up the Claymore, but no, he wants to chop his head off. The ref stops him. Bastard. So Drew throws Miz's head in the exposed turnbuckle instead, hits the Future Shock, and that's your lot. Wait, is the promo afterwards then, or is that?
I compiled all this together. This is before I realised that I could. The promo was before the backstage thing, and then a little later on.
Yeah, it's a little later on. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll come to that when it comes up. But yeah, I'm loving Drew right now because he's not being I'm just a dick for no reason. He's a justified dick.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
So he's like, all right, boo you a little, but not a lot. You are right,
Yeah.
you know. But again, I think the match was just a mouche bouche for what happens later on, so we'll get to that then. Busy night for Adam Pearce. He's now hosting the contract signing between Tommaso Ciampa and Gunther. Ciampa says Gunther has been served opportunity after opportunity, and he hasn't had that privilege. He says his family will be in attendance next week. He will fight for his life and will become the IC champ. Then Gunther complains about Ciampa not dressing for the occasion. Says the IC title means more to him than anything. Ciampa proposes that they change the wording on the contract then. Gunther accepts and the match is official for tonight.
I just
Bloody hell.
realised he's taken that match away from his family there.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
it tonight
Let's do it
instead.
now.
That's for the best. No,
Yeah,
I like
it's
yeah.
for the best,
Ciampa
yeah.
went, oh God, you're right. Yeah. Gable's kids were
Oh,
crying.
yeah.
Oh,
They
it
were
was
like, oh, my kid's
greeting
gonna be
last
at full
time.
But
So.
no, he was like, I'm going to win. And then he's gone, actually, I probably won't, so they shouldn't see that. We'll watch something else on the telly next week. I did tell them to stick on Family Fortunes or something.
Or I'll get the match and just pause and go, all right, who wants ice cream? Gunther tries for a cheap shot, but Ciampa dodges and the two scrap. Ciampa manages to lock in the Sicilian stretch on Gunther, and the Ring General has to make a quick escape.
It was brilliant. I thought it was a great segment.
Yeah.
It sort of a reminder of just how bloody good Ciampa is on the mic as well, because he hasn't got a chance, hasn't had a chance as much as he has done in the past to show that off, and the passion that he showed. And Gunther just making the IC title feel like the biggest deal in the whole world. He has elevated that gold so much.
And the
was
fact that he
brilliant.
calls it as well the most prestigious championship in WWE too. And you believe him when he says it
you
as
do.
well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I was tickled by Gunther here, being like, yeah, look here.
He's turned
dressed
all
like a bum.
smiley recently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He loves smiling these days, does Gunther.
And it's not a cocky heel smile.
No, it's
as
like
such,
a genuine,
is it?
like, I'm happy with where I
Yeah.
am in life right now kind of smile.
Yeah.
I beat Honky Tonk.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be happy? What a guy.
Backstage, Damian Priest is livid that Adam Pearce made the tag team title match for Fastlane. Meow. JD McDonald, Google Me, tries to tell Priest that there's actually some positives to this, but Mr. Senor Money in the Bank, Senor, well, I actually got that right then, shuts him down. Rhea interjects and says that JD has a point. The JD doesn't want Cody, Jay, Sami, and Owens all being on the same page, and since Owens doesn't already like Jay, this could be the wedge that JD needs to divide the JD's unity in JD. Reads so well, doesn't it? Ugh. But yeah,
Did you write
she's
that
so
bit? I don't remember writing that.
I added the segment bit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more. Meanwhile, in the Judgment Day's little secret base, Xavier Woods versus Ivar is up next. Eric is still not cleared to compete and is off for the foreseeable future, as we said earlier. Good back and forth stuff here. Xavier rolling up Ivar for the win, but then gets attacked after the bell. In comes Kofi to save the day, but Ivar takes out both men, palm them up and moonsaulting the pants off the pair, which I thought was nice. But if they're pushing Ivar, why wouldn't they have Ivar win? And then he beats... Ivar loses, then beats them both up.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
All right.
It feels like they're going to do something with him. We don't know how long Eric is going to be away. Hopefully he's back sooner rather than later, obviously. But the fact that they gave him that and the piling up and the moonsault thing means that they're not as they have done previously, just going to write them off because the other one's not there. And that fills me with a little bit of hope. Ivar especially is something special. I like him as a unit. They feel like a proper unit, it goes without saying. But Ivar is very unique. So hopefully they do something with him if Eric is away for a bit. We'll see.
We will.
I just feel bad for him because when they come back and they get repackaged again, they feel like a dominant force. But then it's not long before they are losing matches.
They lose faith, don't they? It feels.
Yeah, which is really sad because they were something special in NXT and even prior to that as well and everything. But yeah, I don't know. I do hope it leads to something good for them down the line somewhere. And I do like the matches that them and New Day are having together too.
They'll get some mead.
Yeah,
Then,
they'll get some mead.
It's been long enough though, hasn't it? We say that. It's been years.
Oh well. Michael,
Just their careers.
Michael Cole welcomes Seth freaking Rollins to the ring. Michael says that Rollins is a puppet. Hey. But Seth disagrees and says that he is the one who's been asking for a rematch. Cole emphasizes the brutality of the match and asks why Seth is putting himself through this. Seth says he does this because he loves it and he needs it. And he also says to Michael Cole, how many years have you been behind the desk? He says 26. How many shows has he missed? 2.
That is bonkers, isn't it?
It is.
Fair play.
Wow.
What are the 2 that you missed? You know off the top of your head.
No, I was trying to think.
I was trying to think of one where
One of the ones with the storms, maybe, but I couldn't remember anything distinctive. But all I thought was, wow, you lads need a union. So Seth says he's doing this because he loves it. He needs it. What a jam-up guy. Shinsuke appears on the Tron, accusing Seth of lying about his back injury for sympathy and attacks Seth from behind. As Tronsuke starts counting. Very good.
That was
Very
an
good.
Adam one, that one.
Yeah. Seth manages to get up at 7, eats some chair shots, and gets up at 9. He gets sidewalk slammed on the chair.
At 7 o'clock. Gets up in bed by 9.
His back hurts. They get sidewalk slammed on a chair, and Kinshasa to get Shinsuke the 10 count he needs.
Yep. It was well rehearsed, wasn't it? This because
would have to-
the pre-tape they had to make sure that all lined up. If that had been out of touch by a little bit, or just so they made it work. I like the way that Shinsuke, and I didn't think this was going to happen, is now a believable champion in the way that he wasn't a month ago. I can actually see it maybe happening. I haven't predicted that way. But I think there's a chance that he'll do it, and he's been elevated. It feels proper, intense, personal, and it all makes sense as well. It's good stuff. And Rollins looks great off the back of it. And so does Michael Cole, who's missed 2 shows in 26 years. That is mental, isn't it?
It's crazy to think about. My only worry with, and we've spoken about this as well, my only worry with Shinsuke is sort of in a similar fashion to how we finally got to the point where Finn felt like a person who could take over the mantle as World Heavyweight Champion and beat Seth Rollins. But then nothing, like all his opportunities, he just fell short, didn't he? Like every single time. And it felt like they were going to do it. Was it at SummerSlam? Where they had that tremendous match together? And we were like, they're going to do it. They're going to switch the belt.
It's not Money in the
and
Bank.
They didn't.
The 2 good ones.
Maybe it might have been.
Yeah.
There
They
was
can't blend
one. There
together.
was one where everybody was like, he's going to do it tonight. And then he didn't end up doing it. And now that we built Shinsuke up this way too, in what feels like a relatively short space of time as well, especially as you said, from the last pay-per-view to this pay-per-view, my only worry is that just he doesn't win and then maybe his momentum is gone again.
For years as well.
I don't want that to happen. Yeah.
It really hard, and that AJ feud was a disaster.
I was going to say that at that time when it was like, for a week, he was going to be having a match with Roman Reigns. They didn't.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like, hey, you beat my partner out of the company. You went, yeah, I'll have a match. Oh, wait, you're Nakamura now. You're right. But yeah, now
I hope
he's
he does
right.
it.
He's been raised up, and it's so nice when you see a smart guy in a smart feud. Like, well, I'm going to keep on challenging you and challenging you and run you ragged.
And beating up his back.
Yeah.
Which is
he's
the
like
best
Bane.
thing to do.
Bane
Yeah,
and Nightfall.
it's
It's
like
like,
Bane.
make you work really hard for a week and then break your back.
But in this case, unless he succeeds, it doesn't mean that much. He's got to succeed here, hasn't he? I don't know if it's this week or the next pay-per-view. Really hope it happens, but I'm not sure it will.
Yeah. That's what we're watching. Fastlane. Meow. This Saturday. Becky Lynch and Tegan Nox run into one another backstage. Oh, hello. Becky says she was looking forward to putting the title on the line against Nox this evening, but her arm is still gammy. Lynch says she knows Nox would want to face the best version of her anyway, so when she's medically cleared, Tegan better be ready for a fight. As Becky leaves, in comes Natalya again. Natalya says she's proud of Tegan for winning the opportunity to face Lynch for the NXT Women's title. Oh, how lovely. Was this the same segment twice in the same episode?
I think Andrew's added it. I think you've added it.
Yeah, sorry.
There was one segment.
That was, yeah.
Sorry.
Hang on, wait.
It's 'cause I
Is
was
this a
watching
test to
through
see
it,
if I watch Raw?
'cause I was watching through it. Like, I don't know if that bit didn't happen there. It happened later on.
Sorry,
So I
that's probably
missed
my
that
fault.
bit.
All good.
And then added, I apologize.
That was the
No
same
worries,
thing.
But it was the same
We're
thing.
just making
Let's analyse
sure.
it.
We're making sure you're actually paying
Again.
attention at home.
Let's talk about it again.
Oh, what a good segment. Let's
It
talk
was. Oh.
Let's ask Joe what he thought of that segment. He's too busy reading about bears, never mind. Chelsea Green versus Tegan Knox is just getting going when Natalya comes out to stop the interference from Piper Niven. Tegan manages to get the win as Natalya raises her hand. Crowd's still like, we haven't really been introduced to you yet, but
They're getting there.
maybe like next week will be all right. But this is like the first chapter in hopefully a long book. Yeah. Brian Saxton catches Jey Uso backstage and asks where his head's at. Jay says he's really not sure, but shows us that he and Cody are good despite their past. Full speed ahead. Toot, toot. That's what it says here. The new NXT North American champion, Tricky Willie, is also backstage as Jackie Redmond talks to him about defending his title against Dutty Dom Dom in a rematch tomorrow night on NXT. He's quickly cut off by Dutty Dom Dom, Muck Don't Google Me, and Rhea, who tell the champ that Dom isn't going to be alone tomorrow night. Uh-oh.
Numbers advantage, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, you're right. I got nothing
He'll
to add.
overcome it. It's fine.
Cody-
He'll make it work.
Yes, he will. Cody comes out to announce that he and main event Jey Uso are going to be on this Friday's SmackDown after he heard through the grapevine, or the grapevine as they call it in wrestling, that JD
That's the way he tells him.
will also be making an appearance on the Blue Brand this week. Ooh.
Hey, that roster split.
I know,
Sure
right?
are good.
Especially when Cody's the one going, ooh, somebody's going to be betrayed to SmackDown soon. Who cares? If you're just going to show up at SmackDown, it's like, well, yeah.
No, you're right. You're
It's
so
true.
right.
Whatever.
You're so right.
Wow, it's SmackDown and Raw's very own Cody Rhodes.
And NXT's as well.
Oh, yes, lots of NXT. Main event time. Ciampa versus Gunther for the IC title. Gunther takes control and begins the beatdown, but Ciampa courageously continues to fight back, not allowing the Ring General to put him away, no matter how many times he tries. Gunther positions Ciampa on the announce table, but as Gunther goes for a chop, Ciampa moves out the way, allowing Ciampa to get a second wind and hit Willow's Bell. But he can't hit the fairy tale ending, so Ciampa goes to work on Gunther's hand and wrist. More near falls when Ciampa manages to lock in the Sicilian stretch, but Gunther just manages to get his foot on the rope. Gunther ends up hitting a couple of power bombs, then Gunther chokes out Ciampa with the sleeper. Damn it. After the match, Imperium attack like a pack of European wolves. The nastiest type of wolf. But Gargano makes a save. He's back. And so are DIY. The broadcast ends before they hit their tag finisher.
On the version that I watched, they did. Apparently, some places I saw some Canadian fan. Don't start. Saying that it aired there, but it was cut short on mine. Nobody cared when Gargano came back. The crowd were pretty muted for that.
Gargano was really low down on Raw's mid-card last time he was around. So he does need, like Tegan Knox, he needs like against his past heat, he needs reheating.
DIY, come on. They were...
It's been a while
Yeah,
since
it's been
they
a
were
while.
a thing.
No, you're right.
Wrestling is not forgiving when it comes to people having time off, which is why people are like, no, I'll wrestle through my broken back and everything else. Because they'll forget about me really quickly. Who's Matt Riddle? Did he used to wrestle for WWE? I've never, can't remember what he looks like.
He needs his old theme back as well. You know that Ciampa
Rebel
got his
Heart.
old theme? Yeah. This
Rebel
new
Heart's
one's
great.
not
It's
not
not.
the best, is it? I love this match so much. And I love the scrappy nature of it at the end as well. Like, it looks like Ciampa might... I mean, a lot of the Gunter matches kind of look like the competitor's going to do it, but then they don't in the end. But, like, it looked like Ciampa really had a chance in this one too. But then Gunter just had to be like, quick powerbomb, get him down, done. I don't think this is the end. I think we'll get another match between the two. Good.
Yeah, it's a testament to how good Gunter's reign has been, not just in length, but in
Girth.
In girth. No, the way that it's elevated so many people, even though that they've lost.
Yep.
And it's the best thing about Raw, apart from Rhea Ripley.
But then as well, yeah, you've got really credible people who can then step up when Gunther's reign does finally end. There's so many people there then that he's built up through this reign that can go on to be amazing intercontinental champions as well down the line. So like it's nothing but good stuff like out of all of this scenario.
Lots
really.
of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff.
German. Also, yeah, it was the promo after the match that McIntyre did. Sorry, I should have looked at my own notes there. But post-match, after McIntyre threatened to decapitate Miz, he says he's a different man than he was 30 seconds ago. Now I'm on my way to being forgiven. Yeah. I've said sorry. That's all that matters. It's okay now. Just this grumpy cynic.
It's good, isn't it?
It is really good. And it looks like he's going after Cody as well.
There's part of me that just like... I said in a video yesterday, I was like, I think Drew needs a big heel turn moment. The more I think about it, this sort of just badass who does what he wants might be better than a definitive big moment.
Like Diesel 96.
Yeah, why not?
Look, if you cheer us, yeah, I'll give you that. If not, I don't care.
They look the same.
Well, that was it as well, because even though he
Stick
was
him in the
doing...
singlet.
He was doing like the heelish things. When he was leaving the ring, he was still like giving people high fives and stuff as well.
Yeah.
He's
Just
justified
like-
in his actions,
Couldn't
really,
give a
at the
toss.
end of the day. Yeah.
I want to see him chop someone up.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has to kill one person one time, and it's all right. And then after the main event, Becky apologizes to Tegan Knox and says, I'm really sorry for that you couldn't have the match. And then Natalya...
I'm gonna absolutely destroy you.
says,
This is so good.
Actually gonna
I don't know why this main event ended.
destroy you.
It's a curious choice, but at least they put it
was
Voice on the paper,
It was-
man!
It was my fault. That was my fault.
It wasn't your fault.
But you have
I
lost
was
the point.
just-
To all. Sorry.
NXT. The NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch does actually open the show. She tells us that after her slugfest with Tiff Strats at No Mercy, she's not medically cleared to compete. She says that even though there's a bit of a roadblock ahead of her in the form of Tegan Knox, she's looking forward towards Halloween Havoc and who her next opponent could be. Here's the joke on me now. Lyra Valkyria
You've got
enters. Wow. Who says, a good guess, who says Becky was the reason she wanted to pursue a career in wrestling. Just as Becky tells Lyra that she thinks she's ready for a shot at the title. They're entered by Indy Hartwell and Roxanne Perez, who also won a shot. And triple threat match later on, where it gets to face the man in night one. I actually like the fact it was like, oh, wow, that's actually some history there.
Yeah,
And
yes.
then it just
Both
became
Irish.
like any NXT Raw thing, like, oh, I also exist.
Yeah.
I'm Spartacus, and so is my wife. Butch and Tyler Bate defeat Gallus, the big strong boy in the Brawling Brute. As they even say in commentary, reference the fact that we're part of British Strong Style together. Get some payback on Gallus after the interfering bastards cost them the match. No mercy. The Gallus boys use the numbers game to their advantage as Wolfgang and Mark Coffey dominate the in-ring action, while Joe Coffey ran interference on the outside. BSS proved to be too much as their tandem offense planted Coffey and gave them the win, only for Gallus to attack them after the match. Okay, the Ivar special. That attack prompted Ridge the Fridge to return to NXT and get whatever, pop, save his companions from the savage beatdown. We really are putting as many people as possible for next week's NXT.
Yeah, they
so
are.
take a shot every time you hear like someone appearing next week.
I was happy to see the British Strong Style boys back together in a tag team match.
Yeah,
I like them a lot, yeah.
I started saying BSS there, I'm realizing, like BTS.
Well, the Korean lads.
Yes. You know, remember all the lasses dressing up as Butch and Tyler Bate? On the
Yeah.
And then they danced in the middle of the ring to close the
They
segment.
call me Idol. They call me...
Before we continue, I'm really gutted about this episode of NXT.
Why is that?
Because it wasn't mental.
Yeah.
Last time I subbed in for one of these podcasts, right, I experienced so many things I thought I'd never experience in wrestling. The pub was being closed or something. What was that? The bar.
Oh, that was a while ago.
It's
Yeah.
been 6 months or so. This one, and I know a lot of it
was
is
a
because
show.
it's revolved around this tournament that they're doing. Where's all the insanity?
There have been some of that, but it has been a lot more subdued than
Really?
recently. Yeah, and it also, because of Operation, we want NXT to get really good ratings now. And especially because this is going head-to-head with AEW's Tuesday night type, whatever they're calling it.
Make it sensible for a few weeks. Maybe this is a good week to be subbing in because you don't. Ross wouldn't have as much to talk about.
Yeah.
The thing, it's not being mental enough.
Ross would have been positive about all the other wrestling apart from this, going, it's really normal and boring, this show. The new NXT champion, Ilya Dragunov, addresses the NXT universe. He puts over former champ Carmelo, but says he'll push the title to the next level. The new NXT North American champion, Tricky Willie, also makes his way to the ring to celebrate his big win at No Mercy. Willie thanks Dragunov and says it was Ilya that pushed Willie to become the new person we all know and love now. Ilya says, I'm so proud. Former champ Carmelo Hayes isn't too fond of what Trick just said, though. He comes out and asks Willie why he's thanking Dragunov when Melo has been the one telling him the whole time that there was the heart of a champion inside him. Melo says it's one thing to win a title, it's a whole other level to defend it. Cue Dom Dom, who interrupts the segment. Melo says he has Trick's back tonight in the title defense, but Willie declines and says he wants to do this by himself after Dom makes one remark about the new champ still being in Melo's shadow. How's that hubris taste, eh?
He'll get it back eventually.
No.
Well, if he loses it or not, who knows?
Lyra Valkyria. I love you really are like, oh no, the show.
I'm ruined it for everybody.
People wait all week to listen to what happens. This is the only source of wrestling information and news they got one of the results.
Done about
Bollocks.
14 news videos on already.
Who knows?
With some people, the people who aren't currently, breaking someone's back, having this on in the background, are like, no, shut up, you
This is
ruined
why
it.
people tune in. They want to know
I'm
what
at the
happens
moment
on
now. We have to
NXT.
start from the start. Lyra Valkyria defeats Roxanne Perez and Indy Hartwell in the triple threat match to decide the number one contender to the NXT Women's Champ Becky Lynch sat in on the match with the commentary team and the man liked the fire, passion, resolve from each of the competitors, but also liked Lyra Valkyria. Seemingly out of nowhere, Kiana James appeared and took out Perez, allowing Valkyria to take advantage and hit a big splash on a downed Hartwell to become the new number one contender.
The right choice.
Yeah.
100%. Should be good.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good as well. I feel like now that Becky's sort of come up to NXT, it feels, not that people weren't putting, real effort into the matches before, but it feels like Becky is making people step up to that next level too, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, you always work harder when the boss is behind you.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like that's what she's doing for a lot of people on the NXT women's roster too.
Totally.
Well said.
Thank you.
Backstage, Double B bumps into Carmelo. Breaker tells Melo he knows exactly how he feels losing the title on the biggest stage, and he can see all the frustration and rage building up inside Carmelo. The Yif King tells Melo to use that rage and frustration to destroy everyone, especially Trick Williams, but also the younglings, who didn't make the effort to find and comfort his so-called best friend when he lost the title. Instead, it was Melo that had to seek out Trick Willie after the match. Breaker tells Carmelo to think about it. Oh, what a prick. What a beautiful prick.
What a beautiful prick. I enjoy throughout this episode people sort of trying to turn Melo into a heel and Melo being like, nah.
It's just one long Disney villain run, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just Hades trying to tell Meg, come on.
Yeah.
It's just Hercules. Whatever.
But like, Melo really trying to decline all these things that are being thrown his way, but really, we know he wants to be a bit of a dickhead. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, nice character work here. Baron Corbin confronts Dragunov, reminds him that outside of Melo, he's the only person to have beaten Ilya in their last year. Has he? And history has a way of repeating itself, teasing a program between the two. Ooh, don't tease me with that. When the bloody hell did that happen? G.D. Dolan defeated Blair Davenport. Dolan finally got her hands on Blair, and their one-on-one match went the way of the fiery redhead. Before the match could even begin, Dolan sprung forth and attacked Davenport, much to the light of the NXT universe. Davenport got over aggressive as she tried to use a steel chair on Dolan, but a quick roll-up allowed Dolan to sneak out with the victory as the fuming Brit looked up.
Is that what they put?
The fuming
What do you mean?
Brit.
You wrote this one, Adam.
She
didn't write it.
boiled like one of those old kettles that them there English people used during the war times. When the Kaiser was bombing them. That's what England be like. Yeah, thanks whoever wrote that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I thought that your write-up was more impressive. Oh, sorry, your copy-paste job was more impressive than the match. I don't understand how Blair Davenport's been pushed and then just loses to Gigi, who's lukewarm at best right now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But it's not over yet, is it? It's a fluke win.
They're right, it isn't over. Well said, Pachidi. Kiana James was asked backstage why she got involved in the triple threat match earlier. She's on the telephone, what they use in England, talking to someone and says that she'll wire the money right now. It'll totally be worth mystery person's while. She finally gets to the questions and laments. When should the word lament ever be in a wrestling writer?
actually-
Oh I'm sorry.
I wasn't a wrestling
Kicking the ball right into my own goal there. I'm sorry. I was surprised to see a word like lament.
I'm trying to spice this episode.
You
of
really
NXT
are. I can
up.
tell. Yeah. You know when you're bored writing something, suddenly the big words come out. Lament that she walked through the doors of NXT at the same time as Roxanne Perez. However, continues to not get the opportunities Perez does. Hence why she decided to scupper. Another nice word. Roxanne's chances of earning another shot at another title. Mackenzie says since James has pretty much achieved that this evening, then what's the plan now? Garnell reveals that if Roxanne wants a match against her, she'll have to go through her opponent next week. The Empress of Tomorrow, bloody ask her, because screw AEW.
Yeah.
It's a long road to get to that, wasn't it? Thank you very much. Your writings
It
up
was
so
a
lovely.
long segment.
It really was, yeah.
Yeah.
Kalani Jordan, there we go, became the first superstar to punch their ticket the second round of the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament as she defeated Izzy Dame in the opening round. Both superstars showed out and proved that they belong. But in the end, Jordan channeled her inner RVD. No, not like that. Hitting a split-legged moonsault to advance in the tournament. Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
It's a tournament.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They don't have the wacky gimmicks that they did in the previous years where it's me.
Right. One of them's got a katana.
Apart from that, that's all right. That's normal. Like,
Yeah.
you used to be like builder, hippie.
One has a lollipop as well. So
Oh, yeah.
She's a sucker.
there we go.
She's not winning. Chase Hughes, Delightful Hudson, and Andre Chase ask if they can support Thea Hale and JC Jane ringside in their tag match tonight. Thea almost shoots them down, but Jane says, "Bye, Eck. Why not? It might be a good idea to have the lads cheering them on. Chase you on 3, everybody."
What a lovely segment.
Yeah. Because Delightful is all in this because he's just
Yeah.
basically betting on everything because he
So-
can't be trusted. But Andre Chase is like, I don't know, like...
Maffew, can we please ask you an NXT question here?
Of course.
So it felt like to me that either Duke Hudson or Andre Chase has either a crush on one Thea Hale or JC Jane. Is that the case?
No, Andre Chase is like completely ace. How dare you consider he'd be doing like that? He puts the ace in Chase,
wait.
Andre. But Delightful Hudson is like, yeah.
I just
It's
asked
so
you
weird.
if one of them
I've
has a
heard-
crush on the other and you completely just didn't even answer the question.
Yeah.
He did. He went, how dare you? How dare Yeah, of course you could ask me a question. How dare you ask me a question?
No, I said like, how dare you say, I think that Andre Chase would have anything but the priorities of Chase U above anything else. He does not do that type
well,
of
you
thing.
didn't
Did that not
preface
sound
it
that
with
good?
that,
Damn it.
did ya?
That sounded better in my head. Like most things that come out of my mouth. I'm sorry, mate. Is that how that sounded? Bollocks.
It's good.
You can ask me a question. Hello, well, how dare you?
How dare you? Question.
What do you mean I've forgotten to say a key bit of the sentence that I put in the head?
It was a little bit
I
of
skipped a
keeper
page
there.
just when they're yelling at you like a
It's
dick.
okay, Matthew, I deserve it. if
Wow,
anything.
this feels like the Chase U segments. IRL.
I've been watching his Twitch stuff. Old Andre
He's nice, isn't he?
He's lovely. What
Yeah.
a nice fella. He seems really, really great. Yeah.
Does he play games and stuff, or does he just
Yeah.
chat?
He plays,
he's-
whenever
he's
I've seen him
playing
playing, he plays WWE games.
Does he?
As himself.
Oh, that's kind of
that's
cool
good.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he's awesome. He seems like a really sound guy.
He always looks embarrassed and like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, Thea Hale and JC Jane defeat Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice in a tag team match. Thea Hale proved that her new grown woman attitude is working as she tapped out Elektra Lopez. Vice looked impressive using her MMA background to catch both Jane and Hale off balance, as well as using her vicious kicks. However, it was Hale's night as Jane tagged in and the Chase U superstar, tagged her in, I should say, and the Chase U superstar promptly tapped Lopez out with a Kimura lock. They're teaching Kimura locks in bloody Chase U.
They
God.
sure are.
Aye. Yeah. This is all just part of the lovely story where, again, Delightful Hudson is either the best written character in the history of wrestling or they don't know what they're doing. We just, have to watch every week to see what's going to happen.
Which was one of the most compelling parts, I think, about the show. Considering that we're severely lacking in the wacky this week. I liked this, yeah.
Yeah. Have to get your kicks where you can.
Yeah, you do.
Mello has asked in the infamous NXT parking lot, the most dangerous place in all of the Western Hemisphere, whether he's going to take Braun's advice from earlier. Mello says absolutely not. In fact, he just requested a match with King Yif for next week. And also got off the phone with 16-time world champion John Cena, who gave him a pep talk. Not only that, but next week, John Cena will be NXT. There's got sure.
Damn.
Throwing everything at him.
Everything they can.
Is
It must
Becky
be-
on next week as well? I
Probably.
assume
She must
she
be,
is.
right?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
the women's champ. It must be NXT's lucky week, however, as we'll also be gifted a Cody Rhodes appearance with the American Nightmare trekking to Tuesday night with a major announcement. Stacked.
What's the major announcement going to be from Cody?
I won the titles at Fastlane.
Maybe they
Going
win
to
the
SmackDown.
belts and then they. But yeah, but why would he? Oh,
Why would they
yes.
do it on
Actually,
NXT?
well, because it's Adam Copeland's first match in AEW, isn't it?
No, I get that.
Oh,
Why
sorry.
would Cody do it on NXT? I don't know
Yeah.
what the major announcement might be. Dusty Rhodes
Maybe
is his
that-
dad. I don't know. No idea.
I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't think they'll win the belts. I was going to say they win the belts and then split them. On
NXT, though.
Yeah, again, bit of a strange one.
He's
isn't it?
probably just got a match on NXT, hasn't he?
He's
probably
going to come out and
gonna
say,
go,
it's great being here, and then someone's music's going to play, and he's going to beat them, and then he's going to have adrenaline in his soul. Thanks to the actions of JD McDonagh and the Judgment Day, Dirty Dom Dom is once again the North American champion for a second time after defeating Trick Willie. The undisputed WWE Tag Team Champs, Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor arrived at ringside to join Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley, and their presence proved to be the difference. You know how hard it is to say that all in one breath? Bloody hell. No, I said his name incorrectly. I beg your pardon. Don't Google me. Still in the ring with referee's back turned, and amidst the chaos, Balor clacked the champ with the tag team title, allowing Mysterio to hit a frog splash like that guy his dad used to know and regain his championship.
I expected the reign to be short. Didn't think he was going to be holding it for, but you know what? It works, doesn't it? It does actually work in storyline because he refused the help.
It works in storyline, and even though it was a short reign, Trick Willie looks somewhat strong because it took all of Judgment Day to,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he's been very
interfere to get the
protected with
title.
the result.
Yeah,
and Trick Willie doesn't need a title.
No, you're right.
No, that's true.
But the Judgment Day sort of do. If they're going to stay together
Yeah.
and Rhea's not going to be pissed off with Dom, they should hold lots and lots of gold, which is, we're back to square one. But it gives Trick Willie something to work with, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
As well, moving forward, there's storyline ramifications there, so it's
Yeah.
not all bad news,
Stuff
is
with
it?
Mello as well, isn't there? Because he's
Oh,
lost his title
yes.
as well. So there you go. Mello can be like, "Well, I told you, didn't I, you dafty?"
Yeah. And everyone got, we literally, we couldn't have foreshadowed this more.
Yeah.
And he's like, shut up. The show closes with a Paul Heyman video. Yeah, sure. Who else could be on this thing? The wise man says that since Mello was taking advice from the second greatest of all time, that said person keeps getting involved in bloodline business. Roman Reigns himself has bestowed upon Bron Breakker the services of Paul Heyman, who will be on NXT next week to be in the corner of the other dog, who wasn't quite the big dog, but still a very impressive dog. That's right.
That was one of those
Clifton. What's up?
Clifford.
Yeah, Clifford, whatever.
the big
Clifford
red
the dog will also be in NXT next week. Freddie Blassie, Manager Champions, next week. He'll be there, NXT.
I think that's
Chief J Strongbow, NXT next week.
It's a good sign. There's something to call back to in the future there with Roman Reigns bestowing Paul Heyman upon him.
Yeah.
That's something we can
Yeah.
go back to as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit random that Paul Heyman's going to be there, but they'll do something
It
with it
goes
down the line,
back
won't they?
to when Braun first came into NXT and people were like, he could be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns at that point in time. Do you remember? When everybody was just like,
Everyone was
remember
jumping the
hearing
gun.
he's gonna be the guy. So like, it does give them something if they want to, you know, pull
Yep.
from like storyline stuff further into the future at some point. So yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, whatever it takes just to beat AEW next week. AEW Dynamite will be also on Tuesdays
Title
next week.
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Jericho and Omega vow to take down the Dalton Callis family, but are quickly interrupted by Adam Copeland, who wishes both good luck. Kenny, with his extremely punchable voice, says Copeland had him on the edge of his seat. All three men shake hands.
What's your beef?
Oh, it's just this.
I laughed a little bit at that.
Did you really?
I
Okay,
did
I'm
a
happy for
bit
you.
of a chuckle.
It's
mate.
just the repeated, like, dumb humor of these guys.
Oh, I thought it was a Kenny thing specifically. The
Yeah.
edge of my seat. Yeah,
It's
sure.
just like, all right, cool. I respond to that the same way I respond to like a Meltzer driver now from the Young Bucks. I'm like, oh, okay.
Bit
And I
of
have to go
fun,
online and
Maffew.
have people go,
Chin up.
they're the
Come on.
funniest guys in the world. That no one else could have come up with something like that. It's like Tommy Cooper, Bill Hicks, Kenny Omega. Most easiest pleased fans in the world, Americans and Canadians, when it comes to comedy. International champion Ray Fenix defeats Nick Jackson to retain the gold in a fast-paced, non-stop bout. Nick Jackson targeted the back with Fenix selling his injury like mad, because it was real by the looks of things, but wasn't holding back. He was holding his back. Nick with plenty of near falls, but Fenix manages to reverse a roll up to hold on to the gold. Oh, I was surprised at that, to be honest with you.
I don't think it's holding it for that long though.
No, Moxley match next week.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think it's going back to
Back
John
to square one
Moxley.
again.
Yeah, let's just go back to the original plan, right?
Yeah, which is a shame. I mean, it shouldn't have happened to begin with, obviously. But yeah, that's exactly what is going to happen for sure. I sort of wanted them, like, if he wasn't actually totally banged up, it would have been nice to be like, okay, this mistake happened. Let's make the best out of a bad situation. Instead, they're just pressing rewind and going back a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But what can you do when one of your wrestlers is beat up that bad and probably shouldn't?
And how about this? Yeah, also the guy who beat him is also banged
up,
up,
yeah.
needs time off. You're like, okay, great. So,
Not ideal.
yeah, it also means that Moxie won't be doing any more commentary, I guess.
Which is sad, to say the least.
Fenix should do commentary and just swear loads in Spanish. Adam Cole delays his surgery and answers the Kingdom's emergency call from Collision to pay Roddy Strong a visit to his humble abode. Oh, wait, we'll do this how it aired in TBS.
They had to play it again, didn't they?
I thought I had a dodgy copy.
No, they did
Initially,
it.
yeah,
We
they
don't
did
have
it,
that. Stop it.
Because it's recorded on a phone, isn't it? It's just one of their mates. Well, you saw the thing with Kenny filming.
Oh my
It's
God.
that again.
They
You
could
can
have
tell
got
by the
anybody
quality.
else to do that, bloody hell.
They're not going to send a camera crew round, so just do it on your iPhone, all right?
Yeah.
Sure. I thought it was just poor audio quality, but bollocks, we've only got 2 minutes to
AEW's
film.
production has been like that before in the past. So it's just like, no, it's in the TBS version. Shut up. Shut up. We're not wrong this time. So Roddy and the Kingdom invite Adam inside because they have something for him. A scooter. Fire. The two gleefully wheel around Roddy's home whilst the Kingdom stroke a giraffe before Adam asks Strong what the emergency was. Roddy says he needs Cole to move some furniture since the Kingdom boys just don't have the eye for interior design like Adam does. Regardless of his injury and clearly with the strength from his new scoot, Cole powers through and does a lovely job. As Cole tells Roddy he needs to leave to get surgery, Roddy stops him and says he still needs help. Hey, it's more of that crack comedy AEW's so good at.
Oh, I liked
man,
it.
no, I enjoyed it.
I love some of
funny.
it. Roddy Strong being Roddy Strong with Matt Tavern, the one pub in town, and then the other one, all right. But then Adam Cole's like completely over the top thumbnail faces.
I
and the
like it.
idea that he's so injured he can't lift a couch,
Couches are heavy.
Yeah,
he's doing it with one arm.
because he's hard as nails.
But why is he? That's what I mean. Why is he struggling to do it with one arm?
Because he's
Surely
not
the
got his
joke is
leg
he's struggling to do.
to balance.
But so one arm on it doesn't make any sense.
Because the other arm has to hold a crutch up. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
I do like as well that Roddy Strong's wheelchair is called the Hot Roddy on the back of his
Nice
wheelchair.
touch.
Yeah.
That's good. That
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Americans
this.
will love that, Maffew.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what?
And you just
Screw
absolutely
you,
pooed all
you
over.
bad-toothed, stupid limey. Go to a dentist. All right. Wardlow returns to squash. Griff Garrison, yay! Who we're told by Salibert mostly wrestles on Ring of Honor. I had a look. He hasn't had a win in a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Not a
did the
calendar
same
year.
Google
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah,
we were on
yeah,
Cage
yeah.
Match as well because I was
Yeah.
struggling to think last time I saw him on AEW. But yeah, he's done nothing. It doesn't look good for him, unfortunately, does it?
Bless him. Wardlow is super tense here and powerbombs him relentlessly until the match ends via referee stoppage. We've been so stop-start with Wardlow with kangaroo jumping, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really that invested right now.
They
Are
really
you
dropped
actually
the
going to
ball.
stick with him, or are you going to take out someone else's successful push to make him look good again?
It's difficult to be enthusiastic about, isn't it? But it is a step in the right direction as long as
Yeah.
they stick with it.
I think so. I think he was a little bit more aggressive, which was cool. Obviously, we saw him leave through the crowd as well. Me and Adam were talking on the news today about what if it comes back round and it's obviously Wardlow was supposed to have his big moments, but they were kind of like put to the side because of the stuff that was happening with MJF at the time. What if we come back round and we get a heel Wardlow going for like this new babyface MJF's world title?
Like Wardlow, that's got legs.
Yeah, and then maybe Wardlow even beats him for it as well. Like,
No,
I wouldn't be.
No.
Well, then what's the point?
I often think that with Wardlow.
Oh,
Wow.
They had chance,
Damn.
they dropped it. They had
He's
another chance, they
relentless
dropped
today.
it.
that's not Wardlow's fault.
No.
I blame him.
No. Don't blame Wardlow.
No, obviously, of course, it is AEW's reason for dropping all the balls, but the Wardlow
I think
ball,
you can build him back up.
I do too.
we'll see.
I don't think he's done quite yet. I hope so because he's good.
As I said beforehand, it's taking time off, a few months. That's a long time in wrestling. It's
Yeah,
like,
it is,
nah,
yeah.
it's him.
Things change around you.
Yes, they do. So he has to terraform around him. Backstage, Don Callis says that Sammy Guevara hasn't been cleared to compete tonight and will be replaced by Carl Fletcher.
Yes.
You'll get the pin for sure.
These twinks, they're very interchangeable. The Acclaimed retained their trios titles against Kip Sabian. Bloody hell, try again, Maffew. Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. Oh, that's so lovely. Where are we at? No, I'm just going to get my notes.
That was filler, wasn't it?
Oh, that was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. You are right, yeah.
That was literally it. It was just
It's been
the
an odd
push
one,
team
this-
beat the guys that never win.
This trio's reign so far, this has just been weird. Like, nothing's really come of it too much. I felt like...
Man, they've given it to them because they lost all of their momentum, or a lot of their momentum, and they're still like they're still popular and everything, but then it's not a shade on what I was a few months ago, and now it feels like they don't know what to do with them again.
Yeah. I think they're selling so much merch, it's like, just put them on TV.
Yeah.
Can't do anything. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, anything. Kip Sabian, very nice on Twitch, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has fond memories of wrestling at Northumbria Pro Wrestling.
Oh.
Right here in Newcastle upon Tyne.
He got upset when I raided him once.
That was a long time ago,
fair.
I think.
That's my only experience. I've avoided watching him since 'cause I don't want him to see my name pop up on the chat box and get upset.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Very noble.
Plus, I don't like his streams. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's rubbish at Fortnite.
Yeah. No, he seems like a nice guy. I'm glad that the beef isn't there anymore.
We can make new beef if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Slag.
Tony Storm goes ballistic at RJ City, saying he doesn't know what it's like to be in the spotlight. Oof, that's a bit harsh. Tavalla's friends desert him. Tony says she's timeless. 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 Timeless Tony Storm premieres tonight. Oh. This is the good comedy.
This is
really
Thank you.
good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. It's really good.
Night and day, not just because of the filters they put on the camera. Anyway, Bullet Club Gold sans Jay White comes out to address MJF. They ridicule the champ, saying that he attacked Jay and are soon confronted by Friedman. And they also say, haha, they're trying to get Tofu over. Ha ha ha. And probably like, yeah. That was a brutal insult and it really fit him. MJF gets the crowd to chant, ass boys, talentless taint, and then Tofu. MJF lists his achievements on Dynamite, saying he'll be nothing but honest, and says he didn't attack Jay White. He challenges the trio to a Stockton street fight. Is attacked from behind by White. The challenge is laid out for Full Gear. MJF versus White for the world title, and MJF accepts, and Jay White just steals his belt.
He does.
What
And
a
he looked
get.
good with that belt as well. I'll tell you that for nothing.
He's getting there. I think he's in the same position I think like Nakamura's in WWE right now, where like,
That's a good
okay,
comparison.
maybe if you keep his momentum up, fine. I don't like last week we were because Jack loves him because he was in New Japan, so Jack's like, oh, I know him. But we're like, me and Ross are like, this is the Jay White that we've been promised, and it's like that's unleashed Jay White. I'm like, he's all right, but
I really
Hopefully-
like him as
I
well.
really like him. Hopefully
he's
this
getting there. I think he was better
program-
this
getting
week than he
there.
was last week.
Yeah, hopefully this program builds it for him because now we've got a decent amount of time until
Yeah.
Full Gear, so we've got hopefully some moments for him to showcase what he can do, like his New Japan stuff. I'm excited for it. The face you pulled there when it was like the backstage attack from last week. Do you think it's MJF?
I'm just saying, it's like MJF said, whenever someone says, I'm being honest now, it's like,
I think he is.
IRL, you're like,
I
well,
think he is.
I think he's being honest.
The
I
fight
think it's
wasn't the
gonna be
right size.
Yeah, he was quite trim.
Well, we only saw him for like 3 seconds. Might have just been a very flattering camera angle.
I guess,
Yeah. Black
apparently-
slimming as well.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
That's true.
And masks.
Yeah.
And masks as well. I don't think it's MJF. I think the heartbreak might come at Full Gear, him losing the belt. Yeah.
Thanks to, and who do you think it is?
Adam Cole. Bay.
But he's hurt. He's lifting couches.
He's lifting couches.
Backstage, OC and Hook are a little miffed that Mox is getting a rematch for the I title. Well, I guess it is I title, but
Yeah.
come on. International title when he only held it for 3 weeks as opposed to OC's 11 months. They eat Lay's chips. Okay. They are right,
Yeah.
but then they
he's
eat
completely
chips.
justified in this,
Yeah.
isn't he? Completely. And it's going to be even harder when Mox beats him as well. That's not going to be nice.
But hey, DLC.
Yeah.
Jericho and Omega beat Takeshita and Carl Fletcher. Well done. Solid match, which ended with a code breaker to One Winged Angel combo. Carl Fletcher, I struggled so. One Winged Angel combo. There we go. Carl Fletcher takes the pin, and Don Callis and Country is not a happy chappy. After the match, Powerhouse Hobbs attacks the babyfaces, taking Jericho out with a spine buster, and Omega gets choked out with the ring barricade. They duct tape Omega to the top rope, and despite Jericho trying to save his partner, is whacked on the noggin with a steel chair by Don Callis. Bonk.
Ooh,
That's
unprotected
unprotected.
chair shot to the head.
Ruh-roh.
Dun, 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 dun.
It left a mark there. Maybe it was gimmicked.
That gimmicked chair. Remember the...
Hobbs being in this family.
Oh,
Yes, please.
I do
Give
like
it
the
to
fact
me.
that, Don Callis, all right, I'm going to beat you up, and I'm sorry, my lads beat you up, I should say, and every time you do get a pinfall, I'll have someone else come out and beat you up. It's so great.
Yeah, I liked. Callis was relatively safe with the chair shot. It seemed as safe as you can be with something like that. I don't know how I feel about it because it was impactful, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you do
but
that
you know what? I don't care as much as that, as I know I'm going to be told I have to care about it as much by, the never-ending series of podcasts telling me it was bad. These mud show
It's
wrestling
way better than the
people.
one to the midsection and then they
Yeah.
bend down and on the back.
I'm all right with that. Nah, I don't want people... Oh, sorry.
I'm joking. I'm sort of not joking.
You're not out here. Go on, say it.
I think I missed them. No, as long as it's done sparingly.
But cheese of instances, people should be twatting each other.
No, it's
hard
such
as
a big
possible.
deal when it happens now. As long as you can do it safely. And Don Callis is the guy to do it safely.
He
'cause
sure
he's a pro.
is. He sure is.
Let's just pretend it was a gimmick chair and we're fine.
Yes, he hit him with the gimmick chair, the one that doesn't give you CTE. Backstage, you're beating up MJF snaps at Max Caster for tweeting at him, saying he's going to get a restraining order. He tries to call Adam, but it goes straight to voicemail. But so Max Caster did not tweet at him. He was giving him a little rub.
He's giving him a little back rub. I think somewhere down the line, those two are going to end up teaming up together. Because Adam's
Outside
like
the ring,
away.
maybe, so.
What? Oh my god. No,
This is
maybe.
fanfic.
Yes, it's fanfic. No, I think that little interaction there might allude to eventually, because Adam's unavailable because he was with Roddy. Maybe Max slips in there, maybe pun intended, slips in there
Well
and helps Max out with something. You know?
Yeah. That would be nice. To pay off the people going, yay! Which is me, I guess. Backstage, I just said that bit. Samoa Joe vignette. Joe says he's been a champion everywhere he's been. He says he's focused and coming for MJF's world title. Samoa Joe in a big old suit, big old cigar, some whiskey, having a good time. If they want to beat NXT next week, just have this for like half hour.
It was so good, wasn't it? Only lasted for about a minute.
Yeah.
He's terrifying.
He is.
He's just so confident.
Yeah.
And
And
happy
so
with
he
himself.
should be.
Yeah.
It's Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
I-
looks handsome in a suit.
Putting on a suit on somebody is just like...
Changes you, doesn't it? It's weird. Yeah.
If it wasn't so bloody hot in this room, we should do a suit episode of the podcast. Timeless Toni Storm debuts a black and white entrance. She's a few sandwiches short of a picnic, woohoo, wrestling a more aggressive style. But Sky Blue away with a hip attack, followed by Storm Zero. After the match, she thanks the referee, patronizes her opponent, and poses.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Proper
Tremendous.
hammy, just great stuff.
Yeah.
I saw somebody comment saying they think the whole match should be black and white in black and white. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about that.
Got
I
the
mean,
little scratches to make it look like really old-timey.
but imagine if you're a casual viewer.
Commentary's audio appears in text and just cuts to a black screen. with a
If
finger
you're
in.
flicking through the channels, let's say it's a 20-minute match or something, and you come across that, I think the entrance is
Tony
enough.
Khan's not
yeah.
giving 20 minutes to a woman's match.
No, that's a fair
What's wrong
point.
with you? You fit most of these things on a TikTok. Come on.
Yeah, it was. She's just on fire right now. She's brilliant.
Yeah.
I hope she beats Saraya. I think she
Yes.
will.
Yeah,
I think she will.
Straight away, please.
But Sky Blue looked
It'd be nice,
mint in this
nice to have
match
a
as well.
face having the title for a bit there.
Yeah.
What would you rather take? Spin like that chair shot. A chair shot from Don Callis or Tony Storm's hip attack? Because I'll probably let...
Both
yeah, Don, you
dangerous.
can hit me with that chair as hard as possible. That thing looks like it kills you every time.
Would I rather be hit
Or-
with a chair, or would I rather have Tony Storm's?
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I really think that one through, did I?
Don Callis, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Look at this. Adam Copeland makes his Dynamite debut. Welcome by Tony Schiavone. Adam kicks Tony out, but in a nice way. Copeland says the world title would look pretty damn good around his waist, and it's off a bunch of potential opponents in AEW. Moxie, Omega, Miro, Hobbs, Jay White, Juice. Adam says his daughter, Lyric, says he should go to AEW. So, yeah, said he should go to AEW to have fun with Uncle Jay. Oh, he calls out Christian Cage. Out comes Christian, and Copeland tells him that the reason he saved Sting on Sunday night was because he couldn't stand to see Christian behave the way he had been. And Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne are just going to drop him like a bad habit anyway. Copeland invites Christian to team together again, to take on FTR, to take on the Bucks, to show the world again why they're one of the best tag teams of all time. Carl's up for that. Christian embraces Adam, but tells him to go flip himself. What a prick. He invites Luchasaurus out to close the show. Tune in to Title Tuesday.
Woo!
To see to see the two dinosaurs go at it.
One thing that Edge said, Copeland said, is let's show the world why we were arguably one of the best tag teams ever. I was like, you didn't need to put arguably in them.
No, I like he did that.
Yeah,
I like it. Like, I argue. Like, said the Young Bucks go, we're the greatest tag team of all time. You're like, shut up. If they said arguably, you're like, all right, fine.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Just
Humble
being modest.
man.
Yeah, sure.
Humble
Yeah.
man.
You can call us the greatest, but, you know.
Yeah, that's no, you're right. It was good. It was really good. He just got across what he needed to, tease all the stuff that lots and lots of people want to see. And Christian, I really liked it. The fact that he was holding the mic still, the lead around, and then he goes and says it. It was spot on.
Yep.
It really was good. And then a hard sell for Tuesday.
Woo!
Yeah.
I can see it happening as well the other way, that when Luchasaurus and Nick finally do drop Christian and Christian tries to get back with Adam Copeland, they go for the hug and then Copeland does the mic thing as well. Like what Christian did last night. Yeah, I'm really excited because Adam Copeland was excited about the prospect of facing off against all these opponents. You know, when Cody came to WWE again, and there's just that palpable excitement there of like, there's so many different possibilities of what we could get within this company now that they've like swapped sides and whatever. I just can't wait to see the matchups and stuff that we get.
Yeah.
It
I'm
feels really
excited.
sincere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whenever Edge talks, you sort of just believe what he's saying. But you get that sense of excitement from him. It feels real, and that's easy to get behind, isn't it?
It's amazing how just moving from one company to another can freshen up a guy who's pushing 50.
Right.
Or how old he is, but like, it's it. It's like, hey, it's an old man. Yay! I can't wait to see the stuff we're getting, the potential stuff there. Fantastic.
Yeah, really excited for it.
So, yeah, we'll make live one of Adam's streams, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Let's have a little look in the mailbag. Where are we? It's dramatically punching this. Hello to you, slim, trim, buff, cut, ripped, chiseled, and jacked lads. Oh, we did that last week. Yay. I am writing to you the day after watching WrestleDream and, of course, the debut of the man formerly known as Edge. I would never in a million years believe that Adam would sign with another company, but alas, here we are. I'm definitely looking forward to whatever is in store for him in AEW, the next chapter between him and Christian Cage in a brand new wrestling promotion. My question to you is this. Do you think Adam Copeland is AEW's biggest signing? Looking back at some of the other signings, I can only think of two of the names that could be debated as being the biggest, CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. Also, do you think there are too many Adams in AEW? Copeland, Page, Cole. No, you get this a lot in these emails, but your podcast is definitely a bright spot in my week. I've been listening to the podcast since 2021. Ooh, we were good at that point. And I've been a fan since the name redacted days. Keep up the great work. Sincerely, PSG, striker and man mistaken for Kylian Mbappe in EA FC 24 Ultimate Team, Golo Moani, a.k.a. Gopi from Toronto. Thank you, Gopi.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you
Cheers for
very
the kind
much.
words as well.
Sorry about last night.
I think he did miss a name. Maybe it doesn't count because he was there from the start, but Jericho.
Oh,
On
yeah.
that biggest signing thing.
Yeah,
But,
I think so.
I think Edge is quite unique in the way that maybe Danielson and CM Punk aren't, in that his influence transcends various eras in the same way that Jericho does. And that's why I wanted to bring him up as well, is because Edge was around for a long time and crossed over through Attitude Era to Ruthless Aggression and then everything PG era, I guess, after that. So I think he's, maybe it doesn't have quite the same level of excitement as CM Punk coming back after so many years, but actually the collective number of people that know Edge probably surpasses that of CM Punk. Probably. I don't know how you measure that, Nedry.
Right.
It's
I know what you
difficult,
mean,
isn't
yeah.
it? It feels like a huge deal in terms of this is someone who was well, apart from the little bit that he was with WCW for a little while. This feels like this is the only person, right, who has exclusively just been at WWE, who has now gone finally to this other company, and that's a big deal, I guess, within itself too.
Yeah.
As you were saying, it's difficult because obviously the excitement for Punk is there because he was gone for such a long time.
Right.
Big controversial exit.
Yeah, big controversial exit. Coming into this new company, what's he gonna say? What's he gonna do?
Who's going to fight?
Yeah. So it is a really difficult one to see. I'm excited to see like the influence Edge has. Adam Copeland has in terms of like what CM Punk did for AEW. He was like the biggest merch seller, like got all these ratings and all these viewings into that company, and I'm excited to see how much of an impact that Adam Copeland has in that same way.
Yeah.
And I think he very well could do for a lot of people too.
Yeah, I don't think there are many bigger names that are still wrestling that you could feasibly sign full time. As many as big as Edge coming in. You think about like if Cena would go full time, he'd be massive. Obviously, that would do wonders, but that's not going to happen. So yeah, I don't know how to answer that because Punk was such a big star to a lot of people and a lot of hardcore wrestling fans, which is AEW's primary audience.
Sorry, Andy also elevated that company in such a way as well. I
Who
feel
Punk
like
did?
yeah,
Everybody was.
Not that it felt small beforehand, but when Punk joined, I feel like it made it feel like a huge deal.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a massive signing. I think it's really difficult to compare. I can't give an answer to that.
Yeah, I'm with you at the start. We said there, Jericho. I think it's debatable if they had the star power and potential without Jericho to even set up AEW in the beginning.
He was a game changer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was just that little bit, okay, maybe with Cody, I guess, but then it's like, oh, Jericho's hit. Yeah, we're definitely getting the sword out then.
Legitimised the whole thing, didn't it?
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Nice discussion there. Salutations all and up the mammy.
Up the mammy.
Up the mammy. First of all, I want to congratulate you for having such an entertaining and positive podcast as always. Yeah. It was a heartwarming moment to see that. I'll talk about myself.
Okay. No,
you guys have been
lovely
great.
Boy.
You see that Tom has the opportunity to be the guest ring announcer for Impact. Yeah. You can see the emotion and positivity of everyone in the moment he received the news. My mailbag question is, from your point of view, what are the happiest moments you personally can remember in wrestling? If you want to also share a moment that isn't wrestling related. Oh, there's happy moments in life? Oh, wow. I also want to send you the well wishes from my students and keep spreading the positivity. Until next time, sincerely, Mr. Raya. Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Raya.
Okay,
That's
nice
a nice
positivity
question,
there.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Most positive, happy moments in wrestling.
I've got one for wrestling. I've not got one for real life, but for wrestling, I've. It's quite recent actually. 2019, build up to Kofi Mania. When on SmackDown, the rest of the New Day had to do the tag team gauntlet match to get Kofi his world title match against Daniel Bryan at the time. And for me, it's when the Usos come out and they went, "Good luck, Us," because we forfeit. I was beaming.
Yeah.
Man, I think back to that now and I still get like goosebumps because I thought it was so beautifully done. And after the series of matches that they'd had together, I just thought it was awesome. Just such a nice step on the way to Kofi getting that world title. And they were knackered by the time they got out as well. So that for me, I could go further back, like just like Hogan winning matches when I was a kid. It was just great. It made me really, really happy. But in recent times, I thought that was really special.
Yeah, I think on the topic of Edge as well, Edge coming back at the Royal Rumble, like that was such a huge moment. And for anybody, even when Christian came to AEW as well, and again, someone else who's told, "Don't think you can wrestle," like your career's over, pal. And then for someone to come back and have the match like he had with Kenny Omega for the Impact title, a tremendous match. And like, I think if he wasn't 50, he was very much pushing 50 at that point. And to have like the caliber of match that he had it's always nice to see, isn't it? When someone just like is reveling in that moment that they can do something that they just love again when they've already been told that they can't do it. So that and when I was younger, Jeff Hardy winning the WWE title, Armageddon 2008. It made me very happy when I was a young boy. Yeah.
Old school stuff. Macho Man reuniting with Miss Elizabeth at WrestleMania 7. There's that entire character arc, and you're like, go on. She's teasing it, going like, it's doing this with his arms, and he does it. It's just like, I'm that kid in the row with a big hat, just crying me out. Recently, I'd say something really basic like WrestleMania XXX with Daniel Bryan.
Brilliant. Just amazing.
Yeah.
The story that was told on that night, everything before it, grand, but just that final little roadblock rather, with Triple H.
Yeah.
And then laying him out afterwards, and then he still goes and does it. And then Jack Tind, beautiful on the sign. It was, that's a really, really nice one recently.
Yeah.
CM Punk coming back to AEW meant a lot. I know it didn't work out that way, but it was just like something I didn't necessarily think I'd see again.
Thank you for reminding me. The entrance he did with MJF when he had that
the Ring of Honor entrance.
What's the band?
Not Killswitch Engage.
No.
From before the
Because it could just because it was just weird, like quiet in the crowd, but then there's the people who know it were singing along and whoa and stuff like that. I was just like, I watched that like loads. I was like, wow, that's a really
What's
cool
the
moment.
one that you go back and watch again and again, and will pick you up if you're having a bad day?
What, like a moment or an entrance? Yeah. Oh man, that's a good question. Oh, probably like just Mike Awesome powerbomb or something. Yeah, get him. But like. Yeah, that's the moment I was just called like, just how cool. Because again, the style of the song, it's not just all like loudness and stuff. It's just, it's like that quietness, and the crowd isn't going, CM Punk. There's there, along with just the people who know it. Just because a really, really weird, dramatic yet quiet entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio winning the World Heavyweight Championship as well.
That's a
And that
nice
triple
one.
threat
Oh,
match.
yeah.
Like, everything against him. He loses his shot, doesn't he? I think Orton beats him for the shot.
Yeah, it's a bit bollocks that, really.
Yeah, and then he gets put in the match. He wins another opportunity to do so. But like again, I think I was in like year 8 or year 7 at the time at school, and then seeing that, like, Ray was my favorite wrestler at the time as well. So like seeing him finally get the big one, I was buzzing. And I do like going back and watching that as well, because it is just genuine emotion at that point. It
Transports you back to a
It
moment
does.
in time, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah. Hardy Boys coming back at Mania for me. Just the biggest crowd I've ever been a part of, and it was the biggest pop that I've ever heard and probably will ever hear. And I know it went downhill in various ways, but that was just, and everyone knew it was coming again, didn't they? Everyone knew as soon as New Day came out,
great,
we're adding one more.
But it's that little bit of doubt, like, is it though?
Yeah,
Like,
that's brilliant.
Oh. Hi, boys.
Hello.
So I'm going through all these. Hope you guys are having a good podcast. And those of you who don't usually watch the magic of NXT have enjoyed No Mercy and the best weekly show available. See, it's not just us. It was another wonderful weekend of wrestling, another stellar AEW show that is receiving well-deserved unanimous praise. This follows a long succession of great AEW pay-per-views that have followed a week build. That includes last year's Culty of the Year show, Forbidden Door. That is true. I was therefore wondering how important to your enjoyment of a big show is the build? Or once you sit down to watch the pay-per-view, does it no longer matter, and having two great performers putting on a match enough for a great evening? Thanks for everything you do. Former Coventry City striker and now Holmes under Hammer legend, Dion Dublin. Like you both went, at the same time there, at the same...
Yeah.
But
It's a combination, isn't it?
Right,
That's,
yes,
to give
ideally.
a definitive answer on that is really, really difficult, because a story can be told in the ring that gets you gripped that might not have been told on television before, like in the build-up to the pay-per-view. So for me, it is all about story. And the matches don't have to be incredibly high work rate to get me massively invested. Story is the priority, but good wrestling is obviously very important too. And it has happened a fair few times, as he says, the AEW pay-per-views with the build that they shouldn't, or that they could have done better. They could have done better with the build, and then you watch it and it's that was really, really good. And a lot of that is down to the ring work, isn't it? And the storytelling within the matches themselves. It's the cherry on the cake, isn't it? I guess if you've got a great story heading into it that's been built up on TV, it just makes it all the more special. But you can still have a lot of fun watching something that doesn't necessarily have that. I'm giving a proper on the fence answer there.
You
I
really are, you fence
I
city.
feel like that's how I pretty much feel though as well, in terms of like, you can sit there and complain that there's not been much of a build, but if a pay-per-view's great, then a pay-per-view is great. Like, you can have tremendous matches, and then in the moment whilst you're watching it, it's not something you really think about at that moment, is it? But saying that, the build to get you emotionally invested in something that could pay off or lead to something else at this pay-per-view is always a very important thing to do. That it feels like, not just AEW, I think WWE does it as well sometimes, in terms of like, it feels like things just get put together very last minute, and you're like, oh, why has this happened, and this, that, and the other. But then when you come out of the pay-per-view, something's usually happened that then continues on to something else. So whilst the build to one pay-per-view might not be the best thing, hopefully coming out of said pay-per-view then gives you a little bit more of an idea of where things are going to go, and then it builds towards the next one.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of both for me personally. What about you?
Wow, two centrists here. Yeah, I thought I am on the side of no story. Story is why I'm watching this. Work rate used to be a thing a few years ago when it was, crap lads like WWE signing all the ex-football dudes who could still remember their own names. "Rawr, look at me, cheers. But now there's so many great wrestlers out there for every division, every company that they're putting out in America right now that we watch every week. It's like, no, give us a reason. Oh, you're a good wrestler, are you? Wow.
I think about
It's a meal deal right now if you've got me something fizzy.
all of the moments that have been the most special and that I would rewatch. They all had story backing them up.
Yep.
It doesn't mean I can't enjoy something if the story isn't fully there. But the ones that really stick with you have a story behind them.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's, in recent years, maybe less and less as well of those huge story moments.
The really, really big ones, they only come along every few years, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, because you can't have one every week. In
No,
fairness,
that's
why
it.
it's- yeah.
Because otherwise they wouldn't all feel special. And these
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
do take time. What was the last big one? Was it Kofi Mania?
Wait, like a moment we were talking about before, like a really
defining-
happy, like, oh my god, this is
defining
amazing.
moment.
Ooh, okay. Well, Cody Rhodes lost in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The Usos pinning, or Jay pinning
No, I
Roman at Money in the Bank was quite a big one.
Not on the same level, but it's up there, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I'd say biggest moment, match of the year in terms of moment and stuff that built. Probably the Usos losing the tag titles at Mania.
At Mania, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good shout. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one. That one.
Like, finally, we've been building this up for a while now. It's happening. Friends reunited.
A recent good one, again, not on the same level. I enjoyed Cody beating Brock and being embraced by Brock and that sign of respect. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
Okay,
Again,
yeah.
not on the same. It's not a Kofi Mania or a Yeselmania.
But it's special because it's Brock Lesnar putting you over,
Yeah.
which isn't something that happens very often, is it?
No, and not just losing the match, but also like,
Yeah.
this is the boy.
Before that, the Hangman storyline.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Very good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And then he
tremendous.
completely abandoned his mate to Dark Order, who have now turned insane. Directly responsible for that Hangman page. I'm glad Swerve beat you.
I like that about it, though. It's tremendous.
Like, they did this nice little angles, like, oh, hello, Hangman. Oh, you want to talk to us now? Like, your other friends aren't there? Oh, sorry, we've got to do something.
Which is exactly what should have happened, because that man, Hangman Adam Page, a fickle being.
Yep.
Fickle being.
And now we all know.
We do. Whose house? Swerve's house. That's
Exactly.
whose house this
He's just
is.
paying rent.
Exactly.
Or he's hiding in a closet when the landlord comes round. Anyway, got off the tangent slightly, but thank you very much for sending those lovely, lovely questions. Food for thought this week, no one's starving. Please send whatever you got in your head or your thoughts to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Wrist piss. Hi there, diddlers. Hey, that's us. I'm sure you've heard this many times before, but I am a huge fan of yours. Oh, I have been watching you guys since the Name Redacted days. In fact, it was the lists and WTF moments you could do there that brought me back into wrestling, and now I am obsessed and I'm working towards being a pro wrestler myself. So thank you for helping me find my passion.
Nice one. Best of luck, mate.
Yeah.
I've wanted to send this email for years now, but I want to let you know about the impact you have on people. Oh, okay. You guys have helped me out more than you know. Even though I'm on the other side of the world, South Africa, you guys have quite literally saved my life. I've struggled with depression and anxiety since I was 7 years old. There have been multiple times in the past few years when I have not been in the best headspace, but I will watch a list video or watch Ross, Jack, and Maffew, or whoever is on this week, talking absolute bollocks on the podcasts, or Adam being funny and crazy on live streams, even the news videos. They've all helped and have never failed to put me out of my funk. The one video in particular I want to highlight is Ross's video, which we've had multiple times be highlighted, with Tom wrestling with mental health. Hearing Ross's story and how he was able to survive and start to heal from what he went through has helped me to know that I can do it too and that I am not alone. There's a video I've watched multiple times. So for all that, I'd like to say thank you. Now I've got that sappy stuff out the way, onto the world of wrestling. Below is a list of wrestlers, and I would like to know which one of them you wouldn't mind having as a roommate. Well, we'll do that in a second, but before we get into that, pal, thank you very much for that lovely message and thing that we've had more than a few times now, people sending in and just appreciating the good words that Ross did with that magnificent video, just about being honest about these things. And it's one of the things I've really liked about working with you guys, the fact that you have emphasized that and just gone, yeah.
And then you proceed to bully Andrew for the whole
Absolutely destroying
We're
me.
bullying each other.
Oh, that's how it's playing out.
No, it's really, really nice of you
yeah.
to say thank you.
And we
thank you
appreciate
very
you letting
much.
us know as well.
And cheers for allowing us to do this as well. Like, couldn't do it without people watching, obviously.
Okay, well said. So we're going to go through Reese's Pieces. So, fastest thought first. Which one of these you wouldn't mind having as a roommate? Oh, okay. Sorry, just say yes or no, I guess. CM Punk.
No.
No.
Knackering
No,
that'd
thank
be.
you.
You know, be a really clean flat, but then if you put anything out of his, like if you move something in the fridge on the other shelf,
Yeah,
that's it.
no, wouldn't he?
you'd hear.
Always blabbing on about his comic books.
Oh no, but it would be about his comic books specifically, though, so he can get rodded. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm right.
Vince McMahon,
No.
a roommate. I'd sneeze and that would be it. Triple H.
Yeah,
I think it'd be quite fun.
I think he'd be all right.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a good laugh.
When?
Specifically, though, I think it'd be fun.
He's the best so far.
All right, you're winning.
Yeah.
By default. Brian Danielson.
Oh, 100%.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He's
I want.
not vegan anymore, is he?
Is it not?
I think he gave it up.
I think
I'd
so.
still get
I
along
haven't
with
read,
it, you know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
read that. No, I put his stuff, his hummus. in
Yeah,
the legs.
that's
Yeah.
perfect for you as well. wouldn't
But
it?
I was gonna say I'd like him to teach me how he does that. You know where he walks on all fours, but then I was like, that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it?
What, like
Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
he does that
yeah,
thing where
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, look at this, and I can do this, and he's like, it's just going around the floor.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Nah, he'd be lovely. Oh, John Moxley.
It would get knackering, wouldn't it? I like him. Small doses.
Do you think he's the kind of person who you'd be like, I'm just ready, I don't want to go out tonight, and he's like, oh, come on, we're off. We're
Come on,
going
man.
out
It's
tonight.
Tuesday. Jeff Hardy. Oh,
I would have said yes. I think he'd
Even-
do a fantastic job decorating the room.
yeah, your room.
Yeah.
Mistakes for your room, I guess. Hey, I painted my room. This is my room, Jeff. Oh.
It's exciting. You don't know what you're getting. So yes.
Oh, I drive it. His awful singing.
And then he can like
His awful painting. I don't mind watching old Hardy Boys matches on the
it'd be
telly.
like-
That's fine.
It would be like Viva La Bam in terms of like you
Exactly.
wake up and he's made like a dirt bike track in
Yeah.
the living room. and
Yeah,
stuff.
to show that had a really happy ending. Yeah.
He's doing well. I read a
Yeah,
thing
he's-
yesterday.
is he?
He's doing
a
better.
month clean.
He's doing better.
He's a month
Yeah.
Okay,
clean.
good. Well,
He
hope it
is.
lasts.
Fingers crossed. No, I couldn't deal with his nonsense. His voice pisses me off. I love Jeff
Oh
Hardy.
my god.
His voice just annoys me sometimes.
Have you seen him on RJ City? The
No.
Hardys. Oh, the recent one. It's so funny because Jeff does this one bit where I think he's making fun of himself, but it's hard to tell because we all love Jeff, right? The idea of Jeff anyway.
Yeah.
He would always pronounce, or emphasize, I should say, the wrong word in a sentence. Like, tonight we see this match happen. You know, he does that and that. And I don't know if he's doing it deliberately or not.
His promo style is weird. He does that in promos as well.
Yeah.
Is this like GCSE drama voice that he puts on? I like Jeff as well.
Yeah.
Not as a roommate.
FTR.
No,
I think it's grumpy old man.
I've already got a dad.
Yeah.
I'm a grumpy old man. I would just love to talk about wrestling from the 70s with them. Seth Rollins.
Yes. He needs to give me some style tips because I have no style, you know?
No, does
You got
that's
style. What are you on about?
No, he
got a
doesn't
hat?
have style.
Okay. Not when he's not in character. He just dresses like a bloke, doesn't he? Just a normal.
probably.
I don't know. Wears a hoodie. Dresses like CM Punk outside the ring, right? That sort of thing.
I wouldn't like that comparison. Oh.
Fair. Take it or leave it. Could be worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, could actually on this list. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd hoy him out.
I do.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Yeah, for sure. Give him a cuddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to nuzzle into. Wouldn't it?
I'd be like the Sami Zayn role, like, oh, hello, alpha male. If I know you, then I am slightly alpha. You know. Austin Theory.
Nah. Although, outside of the ring, apparently a very lovely man.
Does a lot for fans, doesn't
Yeah.
he? He's always good with fans.
Yeah, he likes messaging them. John Cena.
I've seen Total Bellas, right? And
Oh
he's got this
my
mental...
God.
No, I know it's not real. I know it's not real.
Oh.
But 10% of it might be real. And that's enough to make me sort of like think,
what you mean,
because what was the thing? You got to take your shoes off. But
Yeah.
also at 10 p.m. it's cigar time. And then the boys go in this room, the girls go in that room. And there's probably not... There might be an element of truth. Enough for me to say no to John Cena.
He did that. I can't remember what the show is where, where like a celebrity tells you what they do to the day to day. And it's like at 6 a.m. I go and do this. And then after this, I got to go and do this and this and this. I feel like he'd be so regimented in that sense that if you didn't follow that, he might be a bit judgmental.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need that, John. I don't need that. Look, I've shaved my head. I've gone the full distance, pal.
Thought of you saying that to John Cena. I don't need that, John.
I don't need that, pal. Look,
He wouldn't have the time to talk to you because, like, I'm sorry, we have to
He's busy.
reschedule this.
but then he'd make
It's
me
not-
feel
it's not-
bad.
it's not
'Cause he'd
Andrew
be like,
o'clock.
oh, I've got this and this and this. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just playing Cyberpunk all day, aren't I? So, fair enough. I don't need that in my life.
I'm too busy killing my kids in Stardew Valley. I can't be doing this.
Exactly. So, no, I don't think John Cena.
Yeah, for the simple reason that even if the Bellas show wasn't 100% accurate, I wouldn't be able to unsee Miz's parody of him in 2017. The New Day, all three of them, it says.
Too much.
Oh, really?
Love him. Absolutely love him. But that in your ear, non-stop, just bouncing about and just...
I love it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Up the
Because we can
wall.
play games together.
Yeah,
all
that's
day.
all I'm thinking of is, yeah.
All day.
You don't think it would get a bit much?
I think
Only
they'd
one
know
way to
when to
find
tone
out.
it down.
Pissing trombone in your ear.
Oh, we can make a
Time to wake up, Matthew! Time to plant the seeds!
Not even like actually playing the trumpet, but just shouting the words.
Matthew,
Saxophone.
I'm saying yeah. I
Kofi,
like it.
yes.
Yeah.
Biggie, yeah, because he
Yeah.
can tone it down. Xavier, he's the one you got to watch out for. All right.
I mean, you're right, but yeah, I'm saying yes the reasons you're saying no. Brock Lesnar.
Do you know what? I think it'd be a very like comforting feeling if you got Brock Lesnar around on your side. You know what I mean? Like you'd feel accomplished if you were like, Brock Lesnar likes me,
Imagine the landlord turning up
right?
unannounced.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not giving 24 hours notice. Well, can I just have a look? And then that. looms
Just behind you. So
Yeah.
yes, and he's a farming man. My dad and him would get along fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it'd be a nice palate cleanser for the brain just because the farming, the really successful farming giant lad telling you about what he thinks about stuff. You'd be like, yeah, why am I worrying? He's like, you could just quit your company and do what you like. Yeah, you're right. Like you did. That's right.
It's a good lad.
Give me all your food, small person.
He's the hardest one to answer for because nobody knows what he's like. No, I don't have a clue what
He
he's
did a thing
like.
with Austin, didn't he? The kind of Smoking Skull podcast. Oh, you know, I got the name right. And he said, like, yeah, I just don't hang around people, don't like people too much. Just hang out on the farm. So he wouldn't like us being with him then, would he? Oh no.
Unless we're just we're
the
there.
worst
and
of him.
I don't think any of these would like us being with
I'm thinking, yeah, why am I thinking like that? Sorry. Don't overthink it. Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, he's a good laugh.
I think
isn't
it'd be
he?
a good
Oh,
lad.
yeah.
He's all right. Yeah. Right. Nothing else to add to
He
that.
goes
He just
like-
seems like a nice bloke,
He
doesn't
goes
he?
like, I hate my dad. And I'm like, yeah, I hate your dad too.
What if he brings Rhea around though? Do you start getting jealous when he starts doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm alright with that.
But okay.
Christian Cage.
Absolutely.
Yeah. My dad's still alive. He's got nothing to
Yeah,
work with
yeah,
there. He's great fun as well. He's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
I'd like Christian round.
Yeah. I saw the thing with him and Christian, the show they did. He seems like he could be a proper dick. So I think I'd be motivated to not get on that side of him.
Yeah.
MJF.
character MJF. That's the tough thing on these, isn't it?
Yeah, babyface MJF. You're like, oh, okay.
No, because he's still a dick, isn't he?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah.
In real life, I'm sure he's
The same.
He's got a cat, so I'm going to say yes.
Oh,
if
yeah.
he brings the cat round.
What's the name of the cat?
I can't remember.
Ross knows the names of all the
Oh.
wrestling dogs, man. He's
Sure
so
he
good.
does.
I'd say yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
That's
fun
all.
to go out with.
Yeah. I've got nothing to add to. I'm just stalling. I'm very, very, very sorry. Adam Cole.
Yes.
Sickly sweet though, isn't he? He's too nice.
Sometimes you want that comfort of a
Yeah.
flatmate, a roommate, whatever.
He is lovely. He just seems such a. Because he's one of the few wrestlers I watched the Twitch of, and he's just.
He always,
How do you do that?
When you rate
Tom
him,
Campbell about him.
yeah, he always stops what he's doing and just
He cares.
and goes like, oh, puts his hand
like it's
over his
never
heart like,
happened before.
Yeah.
guys, thank you.
Oh, he's a-
You're like,
he's a
oh,
cool
you're
dude.
really genuine.
He is.
You good at Mario?
Yeah.
He is good at
Are
Mario.
you married?
And he's good at moving furniture, as we found out this
we
year.
found
so if
out,
you need
well
to move
done.
out, or if you need to move in, he's your man. Broken ankle or not.
If he loses Ring of Honor tag titles because he's too shagged out from moving
Yeah.
sofas, oh, okay, that'd be great. Actually, I take that back. That'd be really funny. The Dudley Boys,
No.
Devon over Bubba, I
of
reckon.
course. I don't like clicking the Cultaholic news thing to see. Oh, Bubba thinks this.
Yeah, he's very outspoken, isn't he? He's very outspoken.
Bubba doesn't like the world that it is today and doesn't recognize it as his own. All right, you old person. The AOP. What?
What? He's gone.
The
He's run out of
AOP,
ideas here.
Hey.
He's so close
got-
to 20. He's just trying to think.
Yeah,
of
he's
the
gone
AOP.
Dudley's. Oh, they're a big tag team as well, aren't
Hey,
they?
do you come to our big UK wrestling show?
They seem like cuddly boys as well, I guess. Big
I
cuddly
have a clue.
boys? I don't know.
I don't know anything about him.
You could trick them into giving you money because apparently they were able they fell for crypto pretty easily. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
The rent's due again. Did we pay that last week? No. It says here you're the landlord. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Number 20 in the final one, AJ Hazard.
Yes. He's a good lad.
I already know. What's AJ Hazard like in real life?
I think he's a tremendous man. You see, it's all for camera. It's all for camera.
He's a John Cena
He's
type.
a John Cena type, you see. But a lot more probably bearable. Well, no, he is more bearable than what I imagine Cena might be if he's got his regiment on the go, you know?
Right. His regiment of waking up and doing naked yoga in the living room.
Yeah.
And going, if I had a pan, I would burn myself on it.
Not if you've got a ninja pan, though. I'm telling you.
That's his mantra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ninja pan doing calisthenics. Oh, hello, have I woken you up at 4 a.m? Yeah, I wouldn't want to live with them. I hope this gets to the podcast. Yeah, you did. Thank you for all you do again. Much love from former Sunderland and West Bromwich Albion player Bernd Haas, a.k.a. Michael from South Africa. Thank you very much, Bernd Haas. We
Cheers,
very much
mate.
appreciate
Thank
your love and
you.
support and your honest feelings there and your wacky little selection of names there. Good job, pal. If you have any Reese's Pieces, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Don't worry if we don't use them for months. We get loads of these.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely podcast. And just a little bit more to go on. But before we do that, a shout out to the lovely, sexy, magnificent producers, Reno2200. This is a bit where Jabba goes, he's from the future. That's what he does. And Noah Anderson. That's when Ross goes, Anderson. He's from the present.
Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
this.
so
Cheers.
much.
Producing. The big question. How should Edge's AEW career play out? Oh, what's in store for Adam
There's a lot to go
Copeland?
through there, isn't there?
Bloody hell.
Before, right, when he came to WWE, when he came back to WWE, I was like, he shouldn't win a world title. I feel differently now. I'd like him to be world champion at some point in AEW. I want that to last 3 months. But the idea of somebody beating Edge, I think, could put them over. I think, in large part, the reason that I didn't want Edge to do it in WWE was just because of the sort of the landscape as it was at the time. I was like, other people could do with that.
Yeah.
Not Edge at this point. I'm not saying he should beat MJF, obviously. This happens in 6 months, a year's time, whatever. But yeah, I'd like to see him win a world title. I'd like to see him have those dream matches. And then I want him and Christian to retire at the same time in tag action.
I think that's the perfect thing. I want to see a as I said earlier, I think it'd be really cool to see him with the belt, as you said there. I'd like to see him and Christian not get together straight away. Maybe have this thing that's happening right now, and then when, as I said before, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne do dump Christian, Christian tries to come back to Edge, but Edge is like, nah, because you fobbed me off to start with when I came in. So again, it's still like parted ways, but then eventually they sort of come back around.
You know, I'd love to see happen there if Christian approached him and Edge was like, no, not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Christian goes into whatever event he's at, and he's slowly on the turn from heel to babyface.
Yeah.
And he's about to square off with two people at once, and then that music
And then
hits.
it hits, yeah.
They get back together.
That would
and they
be-
have a little tag run to finish
yeah.
things off.
That'd be really nice.
I want them to team up and beat up the Young Bucks.
Of course. You don't care. It's weird, do you? Don't have to be Christian.
That'll be it. Christian's like, why would I team up with you? Your dead dad's dead. Ha ha ha. He's like, do you want to be the Young Bucks? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Goes tag team all the time, us like.
Would you be up for him winning a world title in AEW?
I'm trying to think, because I have to think hypothetically, because right now MJF, no, that doesn't fit
Yeah.
at all. But Jay White,
And he
or
said he
somebody-
wanted to face Jay White as well.
Yeah.
He did. Oh, it makes sense then, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. Because why else would you say his name unless he's going to be world champ? So,
Maybe he just really likes him, Maffew.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
no, I think that'll be a good sex. Obviously, you can take on the rest of the Bang Bang Gang out in the way there. And yeah, you know what? I'm just really happy him being there. And him just, it feels like a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, it does.
It feels nice for him as well, because I think he said when he originally retired and he was like, I just was off wrestling because I didn't want to watch it. Like, it was too heartbreaking. I think he said that it was a match between Kenny and Okada that got him back into wrestling. So maybe at a Forbidden Door, a triple threat match or something between the three. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Let him live his dream.
I didn't
Why
even
not?
think about Forbidden Door possibilities, right?
And that's another
Because
like,
Kenny's there all the
exciting
time,
prospect.
but he's got the opportunity to wrestle Okada, whether that's a triple threat or whether that's in singles action at Forbidden Door, and then he does Kenny some other time.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You're totally right, because I don't think he was fully stagnating in WWE, but I think he knew when the programs had dried up, which they had, hadn't they? Because he was always fun to watch, even in the last few months of his run in WWE. But I think it was clear that he's sort of done it all. If he's not going to get a world title, like you're not going to put him in the IC title picture or the US title picture or whatever. It's the timing's really, really spot on. I'm trying to work out why I feel differently about him getting the world title in AEW. And I didn't feel that way about WWE. I think it is the landscape of the thing.
I think it's the landscape. With Triple H coming in now, it feels like Triple H is working towards building the next stars and trying to put over the younger, more fresh-faced people in WWE over a little bit more, and therefore maybe then it feels like it's weird, isn't it? Because in WWE maybe it feels like he is taking someone's spot that could do with it even more. But in AEW, as you said, at the moment it feels different.
Yeah, it does.
Also, at the same time, he was making his comeback. It's in the middle of Operation Roman Reigns, which is ending anytime soon. It's just like, oh no, Edge, you're not. No,
it'd be
that'd be the
ridiculous.
stupidest decision in the world that you beat Roman Reigns. So now it's like, no, it's okay if you beat someone else. No one else is getting that insane title run. So yeah, I'll take the title off him if it's not working.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also eat my words because there's people listening to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, which is a lot of you apparently. I said, when Christian came in, whatever, and for oldie. Just getting in the way of AEW. Because Christian has some good runs, he has some bad runs, but like anybody else. But obviously he's on an amazing run. I didn't think Christian was going to be killing it so well on the microphone and the ring and everything else he's doing in bloody AEW. And also when Edge was around, on that period, I'm like, why is this obsession with 1998? Why can't we move on? Blah, blah, blah. Then WrestleMania happened and he's got the biggest pop of the night. I'm like, oh, people love him. All right, okay, fair enough then. And great matches with Sheamus that we saw a few weeks ago. Only weeks. Bloody hell.
I know, right?
So I was like, oh, yeah, look, I'm wrong. So people are just really good at this, it turns out. And Edge and Christian, two little-known wrestlers you may or may not have heard of. Very obscure. Killing it.
It's really exciting, isn't it? I'm having a great time with the wrestling at the moment.
2023 has been an amazing year for quality. We can gripe about little things, but generally speaking, the big shows that have happened this year, the PLE, I'm not calling that, I'm not a Tory, the pay-per-views that have happened this year have been, they've nearly all kicked ass.
Yeah, they have.
So great. The real winners are us, the wrestling fans, and yous for watching and listening this magnificent episode of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. We're trying, so you don't have to. Pachiti, anything to plug until next week?
We've got the live reactions to the WWE Premium Live Event, PLE. I am a Tory.
Boo.
Wrong
side of history, boo.
To the WWE show on a Saturday night. Myself and Andrew doing that. And then after that, it's the usual pay-per-view stuff. We've got What Happened at WTF coming up. I don't think so, not off the top of my head. No.
I think that'll be enough.
I've really enjoyed today. I've really, because I do these so rarely, and you haven't done one in a while.
Not
either,
really,
have you?
no.
And it's always difficult filling in for two people as talented as Ross and Jack. So thank you. I don't think you get enough credit for making this super easy and being very good at your job as well. So cheers.
Well, thank you. Sometimes I also make a tit of myself by arguing with people I like. Sorry.
No.
And some people go like, "Wow, you really are a bastard, Matthew." I'm like,
take
"No,
that
it's
to heart.
supposed it's try."
No one's
try-
gonna think anything of it.
They
Matthew.
do, but it's okay. I don't
they
care.
Don't.
No, they can think what they like.
You sat here for 4 hours, right? Your brain's fried after 2. You do a really good job, so cheers.
I'm like, I thought I used to be good at reading stuff. Oh, well, because that part of me's just dead. Like my dream to be an astronaut. But yeah, I'll be going to the Northern Boys playing in the Boiler Shop on Tuesday. Yeah.
Mate, you were. It was a Kev that was unwell.
I think
From
they
the
all
Northern
are.
Boys. Well,
One of them vomited in one of the music videos they're doing. Had to go to hospital. So bloody hell, yeah.
Really?
So
I know
the fact that
they postponed it, didn't they?
Wow.
Didn't they postpone it because one of them was unwell, or is this the date that's coming
This
up
is
now?
the date that's coming up.
He's well
Yeah.
up. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, looking forward
They're
to that.
like this era's GLC, aren't they? Like
I'd
the
say
gold-
so, yeah.
Yeah.
I started off as a joke, and I'm like, oh no, I'll listen to these lads seriously.
It's quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good music.
So she's there. Yay. No, I'm not performing, even though I look like I should be. Andrew, anything to plug or?
No, just the Twitch streams on a Monday, twitch.tv/Cultaholic.
What are you streaming?
We're playing scary games for the month of October. We like doing that. So at the moment, we're playing through 5 Nights at Freddy's 2. We've got to night 3. Whether we'll get to the final night remains to be seen. But I think after that, once we've finished it, I think we're going to play the Quarry afterwards. So that should be nice as well.
The Quarry?
So the Quarry. Sorry, I thought I said Quarry. The Quarry. It's like it's made by the same people, Supermassive, who did Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures anthology stuff. So it's very similar to that, and it's got David Arquette, wrestling legend David Arquette, in it as well. So what's not to love?
WCW World Heavyweight Champion David Arquette.
Exactly. So yeah.
What about you?
Just the Northern Boys.
Just the Northern Boys?
Yeah, and probably being talked about by Mason Mansour some more. So I have to plug them.
Oh, have they been
Insiders,
bigging you up?
Twitch stream. Yeah, I'll plug them. Yeah, just say nothing but nice things. So yeah.
They seem like nice fellas.
Yeah.
We do. Are you reading any books on Twitch?
No.
Okay.
What was the last one you
Watching
read?
stuff. What the hell did we watch? Oh, we finished Bret Hart. That took a long time.
What, Hitman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it's
been
a
watching
beefy-
wrestling stuff.
Best
So I'll still be
autobiography
doing it
ever.
Sunday. Yeah, I mean,
Wrestling autobiography
he
ever.
is so he's so Bret. He's the most Bret Hart man to ever live.
Before people knew fully that was what he was like, that was really, to a lot of people, that was sort of the first glimpse. Because what was that, 2005? I want to say
2007,
Hitman?
I think.
Was it that? Oh,
There was the
okay.
stories that I'm the nerd around, like when Razor Ramon went to. Sorry, I went on for everyone. Razor went to Bret's house, or whatever, and said, "Hey, Hitman, can I use your toilet?" And he went, "Yeah, sure." And he's on the last thing there, and then obviously Razor's walking, looking through the thing, and it's just like every wall had a picture of Bret. Every room had like a little trophy cabinet and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, the owner of the Bret Hart Museum, Bret Hart. And you're like, that's not very nice. And we just book and go, oh yeah, maybe so good. But we're going to be reading. We'll be looking at Todd Gordon's new book.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Sean Oliver off the Click This podcast.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah,
Sam, when are you starting that?
not this Sunday, maybe the Sunday afterwards.
Some point.
Yeah,
Cool.
Nice.
It's getting weird. So
What's the URL?
HTTPS. Now you say equals,
Colon.
but then it's colon, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
Colon, yeah.
If it's broken, it's a
Backslash,
semicolon.
backslash.
Slash,
I think
slash.
people
Slash.
say / but it's the other way around, isn't it? I think there's a backslash.
Which one's which?
Oh,
I think
no,
people
not
say
the debate.
/ but it's actually a backslash, is what I've been told before.
Ah.
I might be wrong. I don't know. /
It's way too late in the podcast. to be thinking about
Twitch.tv
things
/
like this.
Maffew botch. I know the URL.
It's got you.
Backward slash.
All right. Don't do this.
Joel, anything to plug?
I have nothing to plug.
It's just
But-
wah, 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 wah.
Before we go, just because we usually do this on the podcast before a pay-per-view, do you each want to say
Oh, yeah, Christ.
what you think the best match of Fastlane will be.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the card here.
Thank you. Wow, Joe's reminded us that, yes, because Fastlane hasn't had the greatest of builds. We forgot it was happening this weekend. So, Seth Rollins versus Nakamura, last man standing for Rollins' title. John Cena and LA Knight versus the Bloodline. Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. The LWO and some variants of that versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. And the JD versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso for the tag titles.
I'm going Seth and Shinsuke for me.
It's between that. I'm gonna differ. I think a Judgment Day versus Cody and Jay is gonna be a lot of fun. No.
I'm predicting I forget the show's on and then I have to be reminded the next day when I log online and go, oh yeah, that happened. Cena and LA Knight just for the heat.
Yeah?
It's LA Knight's time. I don't know if you know about this.
Fair.
Whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much for joining us. Patreon.com/Cultaholic for the Hall of Fame. Mailbag at cultaholic.com for the mailbag and Reese's Pieces. There's been Joel, there's been Andrew, there's been Adam, there's been Maffew, there's been Pupper Jack, wasn't done nothing. Next week, it's episode 299.
Oh,
Is
wow.
that right?
No, it's episode 300 next week.
It's episode 300 next week.
Amazing.
300 episodes.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Wow.
That's
Where
incredible.
does the time go?
Wow.
Wow. Are you going to do something special?
Yeah, I'll be doing some stretching, take my iron pills,
Let me know if
get
you
my
want some
special bus pass.
party poppers ordered or something.
Getting some
hats.
poppers sorted out.
No, not those kinds.
Yeah, we will do something. Maybe we'll get some Italian food. Oh, wait, you already did that, didn't he? 'Cause he's a coward and a liar. And we'll see you next week. Before then, we will look at the lovely, lovely, expensive Cultatron 3000. And after the point of 3, we will say, what will we say? Who's on it on something? Just say join us. 1, 2, 3. Join us. You can kill your kids to Stardew Valley.
Woo!